I didn't get any
No,
sports.
it's not. This is not.
I don't have any sports
That is
either.
the middle. If it's
Oh,
not,
one thing
it's
that we didn't touch upon. I know that we have to talk about the Diddy thing.
Right here.
Oh yeah.
We have to. I didn't
Talk
mention
about
that.
that.
Yeah.
I completely.
got my top on
I skipped
Eddie,
about
I got my
that.
front
This way, so
Eddie.
But
you guys.
Oh, there.
but let's try not to drag it out.
No.
I got my
You know what I
1
mean?
point.
I have mine. I don't need it
Oh,
on me.
really?
So yeah,
Oh,
if you want, you can put it on yourself if you want.
No.
All right.
Was biting me?
Yes, and I killed it.
So
You can hear them?
I did for one yesterday.
You can. Yeah. It's my favorite part. With the
Okay,
dust
so
and
let's-
everything.
let's do Diddy as the last one before random. Or do you want to start that off first? Since it's fresh in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
Hot topic. We'll start with that. It's the
Yeah,
hot
let's start with
topic,
the
and then we'll go to whatever it is. You know what I mean?
All set? Okay, welcome to another episode of We All We Got, the podcast. Yeah, hosted by my best friend here, DJ H2O.
Oh, I feel so loved. I feel so loved.
I'm your one and only Crispy Brown.
The real CB.
We got special guests up in the building.
We got our very first guest
Amen.
on our podcast. And yes, they're ladies.
There you go. There we go. So I'm
We
gonna
don't discriminate.
So I'm going to introduce you to them all. This is Special K. Round of applause for Special K joining us for the first time. We got Prep Eagle to my left, also joining us for the first time. And to our right, we got Jazzy joining us for the first time. So we're humbled.
For all you young folks out there.
We're humbled. We're grateful to have you three beautiful, intelligent women on our show. We look forward to having your opinions voiced. And again, don't be shy. Speak what's on the top of your brain. Don't hold back. And we're here to discuss culture,
Yeah,
society.
we got editing for the stuff you don't want. So
There we go.
just let it go, and then we can deal with it later.
Anything that's on your mind, speak up. Don't hold back. Okay? All sounds good?
Yes.
All right. First topic. What do we got? We're going to start off with,
Well,
of course, it's on everybody's mind.
the hot case that everyone has been following.
The
Mr.
diddler,
Bad Boy himself,
P. Diddy.
Mr. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever he goes
Whatever
by,
he goes by.
Daddy Love, Love this, Love that, Oil me up. whatever he wants to be called. So, I guess, ladies, what's your opinion on, I'll say the verdict? Or
So,
the 2 out of 5 he was convicted on?
So let's set it up. So for those that don't know, that haven't been following it, Diddy was convicted on 2 of the less serious charges that he was charged with, which was prostitution, and I forgot the other one, but he's not going to jail for life, pretty much. So that was what was...
Still get jail time.
He's still going to
but
get jail
not-
time, but the general consensus was that he was expected to go to
yeah.
jail forever for the rest of his life. That's not going to happen. For all those people that were voting against Diddy and for him to be banished into oblivion, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. He might get a few years here and there, but he was
I heard he
convicted
could
of the
still
less-
get like 20.
But here's
With
my-
these convictions.
Well,
Yeah.
But
He
here's
may
my
be.
question though.
Yeah.
If Diddy was white,
Hmm.
would he be serving the same jail time? Because Diddy's a freak.
Hmm.
There's a lot of other freaks out there. And how were you even trying to charge him with racketeering when he was the only
Only one.
person that was charged?
So if-
Right? So is he guilty of being a freak? Absolutely. Is he guilty of some of the other stuff? Who knows?
So
but if he was white, he would have been out of jail already. But because he's a black man who was powerful,
Or it wouldn't have been in the news as heavy because Weinstein wasn't in the news
I was
as
just about to say
heavy,
that. That's right.
right?
That's right.
Even though I think he was convicted,
he
it's
was
not
convicted.
like, I don't even know how long he's gone for. I know nothing about the case except that, yeah, he had a bunch of charges, and then he was convicted, and that's it. You don't hear anything about that case.
Correct.
I mean, you could even go deeper, and I hate to play the devil's advocate, but I think his financial status also plays a role in that. Because I
Who,
can
Weinstein? Or
no
Diddy?
Diddy's, because I can also say as a rebuttal.
Well, yeah,
right,
we know that.
if he was poor, if he didn't have the financial resources, would he even
Get less.
would he get less time? You know what I mean? Would he? Because they're thinking of him getting only 2 to 5 years. You understand? If somebody didn't have money, like if somebody was just a regular Joe off the street, they're looking at pretty much life in jail. Like
Correct.
he had the resources to afford these lawyers to get this limited time if he's going to go to jail.
But here's the other thing too, right? So if Diddy wasn't Diddy, I'm not saying he's completely innocent because
he's
he
not.
did some bad things
Oh, yeah.
along the way. And, you know, I got to hold him up for Pac. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't part of the trial. But if he was a white man,
Mm-hmm.
he would not be facing these lengthy jail times. And we need to be real.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to say, because of the color of his skin, because of the amount of money he has, I just think he pissed somebody off along
did.
the way.
They said
And this
that.
is the result of it, right?
It was the whole the liquor thing,
liquor
with the
license.
whole liquor case with him feeling like they weren't, was it putting his stuff out there, putting it out, or selling it as well as the other ones.
Yeah, I think from again,
They didn't like that.
don't quote me on this, but I think he wanted to create his own avenue and wanted to be separate from that other organization that he was teamed up with, right?
Correct.
So he wanted to create his own alcoholic beverage on his own name, on his own terms. And I think when he wanted to do that, when he started to do that, these guys said, you know what? No, you're going to stick with us.
But see, there's a trend that I'm noticing. Any black man who levels up to
Yep.
a spot that white America doesn't think
Right.
that they should be, they come tumbling down. So let's talk about Bill Cosby. Let's even go into Shannon Sharp right now, right? And then you've got Diddy. Every time a black man reaches a certain status, he needs to walk on eggshells or somebody's going to bring him down.
I think
What-
it's when they try to pass the white man. Kind of basically what you're saying, right? Like, they're cool with you being here, but the moment you're like, and they know it, that, wait, he has the people with him, whoever it is. Now, if they try and go above us, they'll do it. And they don't want this. This is what they don't want. That's why when you get here, they're like, oh, and all of a sudden,
So is it the
something-
same mentality as house nigger, field nigger, and you can't go past those
yeah,
those
I think,
stereotypes?
I think so, because they'll let you into the house as long as you're following what they're
The
doing.
rules.
And you're not trying to go past them
But
or
that
be
means that
above them.
You're being controlled at any point given.
Well, yeah,
That's right.
but that's
In life, you're controlled.
But I
You're
feel
controlled
that's-
at work, you're controlled.
But let's not be naive to the fact that it's also, you can blame, I guess, the white man, quote unquote, but it's also our own people that put us down to that level.
Absolutely.
Case in
Yeah.
point, do you remember the interview with Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams?
Yes.
Cat Williams, which was a black man, he's a black comedian, he foretold that, listen, 2025 or 2024 are going to be the years that you're going to have a lot of secrets come out. A lot of these people are going to be exposed to the light. And he wasn't just focused on white celebrities. As a matter of fact, he was predominantly focused on black celebrities, P. Diddy being one of them. So we can make the case that, yeah, the white people don't want us progressing or want us elevating, but it's also, we have to hold
yeah,
our own
but-
feet to the fire.
But that also-
we
that-
as,
Can
that
I
all
ask
does
you-
stem from
can I
them
ask
trying
you
to
a
hold us
question,
Of course,
though?
yeah.
Do you think that was a prediction, like somebody
No.
was speaking through him, that this
Nope.
is what was going to transpire?
No.
So
No.
then I'm going to ask you another question. Do you think, so we're talking about America, so is it the same thing in Canada where as a black person, male or female, there's a ceiling, and once you get above that ceiling,
Yeah.
then there's reprobation, or you're going to be penalized, like the counselor in Vaughan who was about to become mayor, but something came out about him, so he couldn't run in the election.
Yep.
That's what it is.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. You,
No,
you,
that's-
listen. You want to speak on that?
Go ahead.
You raise
I'll go
a,
after
you raise a very good point, right? But I also think that there's also and you can disagree, but there's also a stigma where we as black folks think that, listen, and this has to change, by the way.
Absolutely.
We can only reach this level because we know there's nothing else for us above that, right? Because we've been put down for so long by so many other ethnic groups, we think that, okay, you know what? I reached this plateau. I don't think we're going to go much higher. And I don't think that should be the case.
But I want to challenge you.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are our own worst enemies
Facts.
because the East Asian community, they support each other.
Absolutely.
The Filipinos and the Chinese,
every other-
every other
Absolutely supports each
ethnicity
other.
support each other.
Absolutely.
When a black person goes up, there's a black person trying to pull
Pull
them
them
down,
down.
because they don't think, if it's not me getting to the top, I'm going to pull somebody else
I
down.
gotta be top dog.
I gotta be top dog. When can we all support each other as black males and females in this society and build each other up?
But you know where that stems from, though, right?
Don't tell me it's from slavery, because
Absolutely.
that's been gone for so many years.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
our own mentality.
Doesn't matter.
but it's in you.
ingrained in us.
It's
Let
in
me tell you
you.
something.
There's been two, like,
100% in you.
100%.
the main slave, like how slavery was then, is gone. But it's the mentality. That's why we feel like when we get to a level, it's not that we can't go higher. It's that, oh, someone's gonna stop us. Someone's gonna come for us. So let me just get to about here and stay cool here, which you shouldn't have to do. You
Right,
should
but I'm
keep
not.
going up.
So I'll give you an
And
example.
that's where we all gotta come together.
I'll
one
give
of
you an
the few.
example.
Yeah.
I was the first black female to be a route supervisor. I went through criticism. I went through bullying. But in my mind, I was like, I'm going to do this because there's going to be another black girl or another brown girl coming behind me who's going to see me and make this possible. Then I moved to another division where I'm still the voice of people who can't be that voice. But we have to determine in ourselves that we're going to break that ceiling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How many black doctors do we know of? How many black people are in the Guinness World Book of Records because they're the first? It's the mentality that we instill in our children and within ourselves.
So, in that aspect, I think that you have to wait for generations to change that narrative, right? Like,
And we need to be the first.
Let's start somewhere.
100%, right?
Yeah.
But you can't expect it to be right away.
Right away.
No,
Right.
but that,
And then, go ahead.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot, especially now with society, someone wants to do something and want results right then and
That's
there.
right.
Boom.
And it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Like,
We're in that
whatever-
microwave generation.
Whatever we want to happen for us isn't gonna happen in our generation.
It
But
might
we
not
gotta
even
start
happen
it.
in our
We gotta
kids'
start it now.
generation.
It's like your boy Pac said, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't. He. What was it? The spark. He may not be the one to start it, but he might spark
Spark,
the
yeah.
mind to start it. So we just keep doing what we need to do. Someone might see it and be like, "Hey, I like that. Let me continue it." And as you said, we cannot worry about white man or whatever man is above.
That's right. It's
Stop
not just
it.
a white man, honey.
You know they're gonna.
Not
You know they're
all
gonna
white
say
men,
stuff.
honeys. All
You know
different
stuff's gonna
races.
come
Because
out.
because back in the day, like you can't say like Rosa Parks, she had the same mentality as you,
Right.
right? Someone at some generation has to start a trend somewhere, right? So it takes that quote unquote leader or that person to start that trend. Because if you didn't speak up, right? If Rosa Parks didn't speak up, if all these people never spoke up, then we would have still stayed in that box,
Bubble.
that bubble,
Absolutely.
right? So I promote what you're doing, but I think that it makes more. We need more of a collective group to start their individual trends to change the narrative. That listen, there's many plateaus that we can reach, right? There's not a ceiling, and that's it,
Right.
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah, absolutely.
going back to the whole Diddy thing, to your original topic, I don't think it boils. Me personally, I don't see it as a black and white. I more or less see it as either you're rich or you're poor. You can either afford to get off.
Rich and poor, but
Or you
there's
can.
there is the black and white when you get
There's
to
the
rich
black
and
and
poor.
white and rich
It's
and poor.
in there no matter
It's
what.
No,
not
No
black and
matter
white.
what,
I
it's
agree,
always
but
in
but
there.
Because
but
if
you
it
have
was
to.
you with the baby oil doing all of that
Sure,
stuff, you
sure.
would have been in jail for life.
Cool, but if I didn't have the money to afford those
Or
lawyers,
people wouldn't
Exactly.
care.
if I
Oh, yeah,
right,
absolutely.
but if I didn't have the money like P Diddy to afford those lawyers, would I be even seeing Would I be seeing 1 or 2 years?
No.
Hell no. So you have to put money as a factor.
No,
here.
money is a factor,
Money-
but
money
we're
is a
saying
factor. Absolutely
they both
it is
go
a factor.
together when you get to that level, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, should you really like what?
Should money be the factor when you're a criminal?
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Morally speaking, absolutely not.
If he's a freak, he's a freak. There's a lot of freaks out there. It's not put in the
He's
public
a
limelight.
Freak with the.
And the thing is, it's funny because everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we knew this. Oh, you knew this about Diddy. Oh, we seen this. Oh, there was all this."
one
But
said
no
anything.
one tried to stop it.
Right. Everybody went to the all-white parties.
Everyone
and they knew
allowed
what
it.
the all-white parties were about.
And you allowed it because there's other people in the industry doing the same thing. Everyone knew about the party. Doesn't Jay-Z has his white parties every year? Watch. When they're really ready to go at him, all of a sudden you're going to hear stuff that were happening at these white parties. All of a sudden now it's a big deal that is happening. But right now, it's not a big deal. Why is it not a big deal now?
I'm not asking round table.
Because Jay-Z ain't trying to really...
Jay-Z's trying to stay under the radar because he separated himself from Diddy.
Or he's
right?
making his moves, but he's not trying to keep it quiet.
Absolutely.
Because that was Diddy's problem, putting it out there that he was going for the companies. If he didn't, none of this would have been
But
coming
okay,
out.
but you can look at Jay-Z and Rihanna. How old was Rihanna when she started?
Yeah,
I'm just
but
gonna
there's a
leave
lot
that
of them.
right there. Yeah,
There's a lot of them that are.
I'm just leaving that one right
And I
where
know
it
they
is.
have the story with her in the office saying how, oh, you're not leaving here. The only how you're leaving out here is through the window kind of thing. And it's now people want to make a big deal about it, like, oh my God, that's so this and that.
But why do you think
Who doesn't
Rihanna's
talk
not,
like that?
But-
He wasn't really serious about going. He's just saying, yo, we want to sign you, and you're not leaving this office. If you're leaving, you're going out the window. That's the only how you're leaving.
But why do you think Rihanna hasn't put out any more music? She went into her fashion. She went into something else because she doesn't want to have that stigma and everything else
Or just
attached to it, and with Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? But
I think a lot of the artists though will leave the music if something else is popping for them. They'll put it on the back burner for a little bit and do it. Why? Because it's probably a little bit less work.
It's less
and
work,
you're
for
making
sure,
probably
yes.
just as much or more than you going on tour. You gotta practice, you gotta rehearse, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Right? So
Let me ask a quick round table question. If you're Diddy's lawyer, starting with you, Special K, if you're Diddy's lawyer, what would you recommend he do as a public figure right now? Would you want him to stay quiet?
I'll be the last.
Jay-Z,
You don't want to
I'll be the last.
put yourself in that position. Okay, if you're
Put me
Diddy's
on the
lawyer, what would
spot.
you recommend he should do right now? Stay out of the public eye, start to make some music, still be entertaining. What should he do? Go on a comeback tour? What should he do?
I think he should stay out of the public eye, concentrate on his family because his family's severely damaged, like his children and stuff, and just rebuild that relationship and then come out with something else after. Now's the time for him to fall back and reinvent himself.
Does he fall back permanently and just stick out of the public eye completely? And when you say reinvent himself, should he can he still reinvent himself behind the scenes where like he comes out with, he can still do a liquor license or a liquor brand,
he has
right?
to be silent.
He has to be
He
silent.
has to be like a
Completely
silent partner.
silent partner.
Silent partner.
Don't
for a
show his
good while.
face.
That's it.
What I think he's going to do. This is what I think he's going to do for the public. He's gonna go into church. He's gonna start doing things like organizing stuff, helping out his community, small things like that to get people's attention. Oh my God, he's changed. Oh, look at him doing something good, for himself. And then he's gonna try to get the audience back on his side.
Is that gonna help him? Do you think in the long run?
I don't think it will.
I mean, no, because people are gonna still talk. Oh, he's doing it for this.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
his whole purpose is he's going to try.
Well, let's
Do it, but
going to try.
don't have it put out there.
That's what he's gonna
Let's
do.
if someone else
No, he's gonna,
catches wind
what he's
and
gonna do.
they
He's
report
going
it,
to know what he's
leave
going to
that.
do.
No,
He's
but he
going to
can't do
pay
that.
someone.
you can't do that.
He's gonna pay
It'll come out.
someone
He can't-
to record him
I know,
and
but-
It'll
leak
come out.
it.
I don't think he'll pay someone to do it
I do think so.
because he knows people are they're gonna do it on their own. He might. I don't think he has to pay someone. He has family. They'll do it themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
They'll put it out there, whatever.
yeah.
But smart thing is to don't have family put it out there. Don't have no one you know. You kind of need the paparazzi to kind of put it out there for you. Someone who doesn't know you and connection to you that says, oh,
wow, he's doing something good.
he did this,
He's
da-da-da-da.
trying.
And even then, I think he needs to like completely be silent
He needs
for
to
like
be
the next
washed in the blood
5 to
in
maybe
order for
10
anybody
years
to even think
and do
anything.
everything behind
Behind
closed
scenes.
doors.
I absolutely
You guys can say that though, but I'll give you an example. Look at Chris Brown. Everybody thought Chris Brown's career was
It's a
completely.
different,
Thank
but that's
you.
a whole
That's a
different
different
level.
thing.
That's
That
a
was a
different
whole different
mentality.
thing.
He's still young when
I don't
when
think-
that
I don't
stuff
think-
came
But
out.
it was
I
a
don't
whole
think it
different
matters.
it was a whole different scenario, and even Rihanna came out and said Chris Brown wasn't at fault for everything he
She
did
said she hit
because
him first.
she hit him first.
She attacked him.
But
first.
it was Chris Brown was also aligned by Diddy because Diddy didn't like him. Right? So it still goes back to Diddy if you go back into everything.
I'm gonna go back a
I
little
don't know
bit.
if I'll say he didn't like him because he tried to put them back together or let
No,
them.
he didn't because it
When
was
he let
Chris
him-
Brown didn't want to sign to his label.
But he let
And now
Chris use
Chris
his
is
house with Rihanna to.
right
mend
because
things.
because Rihanna was with Jay-Z, but when Chris was like, I'm not signing to either one of the two of you, everything went south. And now you look today, Chris Brown owns the label, his rights to all of his music. Nobody owns him. He's his own independent self, and that's what they didn't want.
Okay, so long story short, is it no? We're gonna get to it. Is it okay to assume then that his way of his business acumen, his natural entrepreneurship, that part of P Diddy isn't over?
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Stay
Because-
silent with it.
Yeah. It's
Right?
not over.
So,
Do a lot
so
of
he's gonna,
things.
so he's gonna be, he's still gonna be a moneymaker.
Of
So
course
his
he is.
career,
That's his norm.
so his career isn't done. Okay. So what would you do? What would you expect? What would you want? If you're his lawyer, what would you want him to do?
I don't really care what the lawyer wants him to do. It's your family. The lawyer is whatever, but it's your if he really wants it, you gotta do what your family wants, kind of thing. Right now, like I know his son makes the music here and there. He's got to get his. He's just got to stay quiet, man. Honestly, you
Lay low.
honestly,
Lay
just,
low,
you
baby.
gotta-
Lay
Just
low.
shut up and
you gotta just stay in the cut, stay the back. If there's stories out about you, don't
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 rebuttal.
say nothing. Don't
Yeah,
let it die.
Let them say what they want. Let all that. You gotta stay silent for the next 5 to 10 years,
Yep.
right?
I
Remember,
agree.
remember your own quote. Biggie said too. Bad boys move in silence. You gotta move in silence now, dog. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Stay quiet. Stay behind the scenes. Don't even come out. Even after 10 years, don't just stay. Let the people bring you back into the scene, if anything. But yo, you gotta.
And the one thing that
I don't know if he will, cause he's Diddy. But
Right.
hopefully he has learned. He's old now, from when he
Older.
came in. Older, whatever. In the rap game, you're old. By the time you're 30, you're old. But yeah, he needs to just stay
Right.
in the
And
cut.
I think the one thing that we're missing is when it comes to we as Canadians, we're forgiving people, right? But specifically when it comes to Hollywood figures in the States, they're very forgiving of these people. Like they're seen as icons, right?
Yeah.
They put them on a pedestal like they're almost, I hate to say it, but they're almost godlike.
Yeah.
Right? So in the States, you can commit literally murder, and once time passes,
I've seen that.
you can still be praised as an icon and still live pretty much a good life.
Right, because everybody else's career is tied to that icon because he provides all of these jobs for people to live off. So wrong or right, they're still going to support him because they're getting an income for their family.
Right.
So it's that double-edged sword right there, right?
And there's tons of celebrities in the States where, yeah, something will happen, but within the next few hours, a next celebrity's gonna do something stupid. And the
There you
next
go.
one, here, we don't have
All we have is Drake.
anywhere near that.
We have
Do we have Drake?
No.
Wait, do we
is
really
not
have
Drake.
Drake the way
Drake is
the
not-
way they treat him?
No, we don't.
The only thing
And then we're gonna get mad when he doesn't want to do anything to all. He doesn't bring up Toronto or.
But he does. Like, he brings out the 416. He
But
does
again,
it where he
it's because
can.
it's not being boasted. But then if
Right.
he boasted it, people would have been like, "Oh, why does he
But
just
here's
be
the thing.
quiet about it?"
Drake also takes Canadian talent under his wings
Yeah.
and he promotes them, right?
Yeah.
So he puts them on tour with him. But because he's not American, the world isn't seeing it that way.
And because he's not literally putting the he's giving them the light
Right.
and putting
There
the
you go.
work.
Exactly.
People want him to do everything. That's why people, oh, how come you didn't put this guy on? How come this guy's not blowing up? Because maybe their music isn't that great.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Drake likes you, that doesn't mean, or any celebrity likes you, doesn't necessarily mean you're just gonna blow. You're gonna blow up and be successful continuously through your career.
No.
You might
because
have your
there's
one
ups and
spot.
downs.
After they help you, you gotta keep it going. It's like someone gets you a job. Cool, they got you the job. You gotta work now. Like, you have to actually do the work
Absolutely.
to stay there.
I can help you get through the door, but what you do after that is up to you.
Exactly.
Jeezy, what do you think? Jazzy, what do you think? What do you think is good? Jazzy, what do you think?
Young Jazzy!
What do you think Diddy should do?
What are the young people saying
What are
about
the young people
Diddy?
saying? Because we're out of
First,
touch.
hold on. Before we even get there,
Right?
what do you know about Diddy?
I mean, I haven't been following the story that much, but like, I don't know. I think he should stay low. But I mean, I've read like comments about this stuff, and I've heard some people say like, cause he's like so connected with like other like artists who probably do the same thing or like who know about it. That's like why the case ended the way it did.
That's right. That's right. Good
Right?
point.
So like, I kind of yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So say we're using your age demographic as an example, right?
Okay.
So Diddy was he had a resume of signing young artists who weren't really privy to what's written or educated onto what's written in their contracts, right?
Yeah.
If you're
Hold on. That's every label. But go
okay,
ahead.
that's fine. That's fine. Well, Diddy was more known
It
for
was more
that.
put out about Diddy.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's all it was.
So at your age, right? If you want to start a music career, entertainment career, knowing Diddy's history now, right? I know you're not too detailed on the case or what's
Yeah.
going on, but you have a general consensus of what's going on.
Yeah.
Knowing who Diddy is, would you, as a young, budding, up and coming artist, want to sign with Diddy's label?
No.
No.
Why?
Why? Tell me why.
I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Bad Boys, our time.
But you're in the limelight. Diddy's.
Doesn't matter. It's our time. That's how they're gonna look at him. That's
Yeah.
our time. Unless the label has young artists right now coming up making noise, they're only gonna look at it as, oh, okay, he has one young artist. All right, that's great.
No, but let me ask you this question. So you're a young artist, and Diddy's gonna sign you, and he's giving you $5 million per year, and you have to produce 3 albums. Are you gonna sign with him,
Knowing his history.
knowing his history?
Like, I don't know. Like,
Get yourself a great lawyer. Go through the fine print. That's what it is now.
Yeah.
That's what it is
Yeah.
now. It's not a matter of just signing one. Now you can hold stuff against him.
exactly.
You know what to look for. You know. I've heard the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
a lawyer.
probably also why, like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't want to, I feel like he has a bad reputation. I mean, some people,
He does with that.
right?
So
A lot of
you
labels
would
do.
put his reputation over the $5 million? Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
because it
now.
might be a.
It's $5 million.
It might be
$5 million
Yeah,
per year.
but that,
between.
you gotta know, is that $5 million yours? You gotta work to pick. You gotta pay it back. You got
Yeah,
things behind
exactly.
it.
Like, I feel like,
It's more than what you're making now.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
still
know.
gotta.
But she
pay
can
it
make
back.
that. She can make that signing with someone else if she's that.
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Fair enough,
like,
but
if-
nobody has
if-
a name like Diddy.
Okay, but.
But that name, though, what is that name now?
But
What
yeah,
is
like,
that name
if
worth
Diddy
now?
would really want
Exactly.
me that
You would have signed to
bad,
R. Kelly.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
R.
His
Kelly,
name
if
is
R. Kelly
now
gets
gone
out,
down.
R. Kelly gets out.
Okay, I'm not the one.
He starts making music again.
I'm not the one being questioned. We're asking,
Oh, you being questioned now.
we're asking the
No,
young
you
one.
being questioned.
No, we're asking the young one. You answer.
What do you know about R. Kelly?
You don't want to know nothing about R. Kelly.
Do you know any of his music, or
Like-
do you just know that about a case?
I don't know anything.
Okay, she's
Yeah.
Okay,
I know,
see?
like, some of
That's
his
why I can't
music.
ask
You are probably a product of R. Kelly's music. You never know. Go back and ask your parents. Over your head.
Yeah,
You were conceived to some convicted people.
oh,
So she's like,
I
oh,
Not-
I didn't
not-
sign up for this.
Not convicted people.
Yeah.
People that were very good at making.
If it's R. Kelly, it was
Yeah.
convicted people.
oh my god.
He's taking another context.
Yeah,
we'll just
Okay.
stop that.
So you wouldn't sign today.
Poor girl.
I don't think so.
You
No,
wouldn't.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
don't know.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Which ones are-
That's
a
a
lot
fair
of people
answer.
wouldn't, so
Yeah.
don't feel no ways about that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're done with Diddy then.
Yeah, Diddy's over.
Diddy done.
Diddy done. Done, Diddy done. Done, Diddy done.
What's next on the
Okay,
docket?
well, since we're on the Diddy and we're on the like entertainment, we'll keep. Look at the social aspects of life.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna have a little fun here. All right. Which talk show back in the day was must-see TV? Okay, I'm gonna give you 7 options. Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer, Oprah, Geraldo, Jenny Jones, Maury, Montel Williams. Now, before we continue, understand, you don't need to partake in this because you probably don't know any of these except for Oprah. I don't even think you're able to. I don't even think you're able to watch any of these because they're all done, right?
TV.
So you can just, listen up in this
Yes.
portion if you'd like.
Yes.
You can
By the
chime,
way,
you can chime in and ask questions.
Yeah.
You missed
You know?
you missed a good part of television. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
Yes.
no,
you
like
missed out.
I feel like I've seen like some clips like going through like
Jerry
online.
Springer?
Yeah.
You know that name?
Yeah, that one,
Okay.
yeah.
Jerry,
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I don't know like anything about
Okay,
it, but like
okay.
I listen.
Okay, what's up?
All right, so to the veterans here.
Special case. Favorite talk show, bro. Favorite talk show. Come on, this one.
Or out of those 7,
Out of
which
that
is your
bunch.
like, oh, I'm
Which one's your
definitely
favorite?
watching this.
What's it again?
Okay, we got Ricky Lake, Springer, Oprah, Geraldo, Jenny Jones, Maury, and
Maury.
Montel Williams. Maury?
Maury was one of them.
Why?
I just
Want to
like the
find out if he
reactions.
was the father, eh?
Yeah, I just like the reactions of every time that one scene. You are not the father.
The track and field race
And the
behind the
run
stage.
that they made and on the ground. That was it for me. I was like, yup, this is the best show ever.
Did you
History.
think that majority of it was real, or was it majority theatrics?
Oh my gosh.
Did you
think
want
it's
to? Did you
half
want to
and half.
believe that it was real?
I think it is probably half and half.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
I think all TV shows are. You have the real and then the over
the top.
over the top,
Let me ask you
just
something.
to keep it going.
Keeping on Murray though, let me ask you something. Did you find fault more on the women or on the males when it came to that? You are not the father. You are the father.
Oh, 100% the women, because I mean
Really?
you do know what you're doing at that moment in
But
time.
don't you? But do you feel as if the male should be also held responsible, even if they're not the father? For those that were told not the father, they did jumping up and down and said, "Who,
your face.
in your face, in your face, in your face." Do you think that was
Wanted?
Yeah. Or needed?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Now
Really?
you have me
Wow.
on
You accuse me and you're
national
wrong? I'm in your face.
television.
Yeah.
You have me on national television to be humiliated, to come to find out that I'm not the father, and you've been having me pay child support all this time. Oh, I'm jumping up. In fact, I'm doing spinners, twists, everything you name. Absolutely.
That, I didn't
You
expect
have
that.
me on national television
Okay. I didn't
being
expect
humiliated.
that. Okay.
No, so as a mother of two boys, if they had to go through that and they're not the father,
Oh, man.
I think the female should be charged.
Oh.
Right? Of
Criminally.
course.
Wow.
Okay.
Because I have a
100%.
nephew who was charged with something, found out on the stand the woman lied,
Yes.
and ruined 3 years of his life. Like, at what point do we hold people accountable for their own actions?
That
Yeah.
That's a good
yeah,
point.
it's,
I didn't
it's
look at
easy
that.
to just throw
That's a
the
good point.
accusations
That's
out there when
right.
there's no repercussion for it. If there's nothing going to happen, that okay, is this true or are you making this false? Because if it's false and we
And
find
here's
out,
the thing, too. As a woman, if you're laying down with multiple partners, you should not accuse anybody unless you're 100% sure and you've done the DNA that
Yeah.
that person is the father.
And you let them know, hey, you might not.
Yes.
Like, you have to be woman enough because you lay down with
Yeah.
all of them. Hey, you know what? You might not. But I'm going to bring you on the show to see. Don't
And the
tell
only
them that
difference
they're
is
right.
if the
and that-
person was raped, but if
Oh,
you
yeah, okay.
willingly lay down with
Mm-hmm.
multiple partners and you have no idea who the father is, don't randomly pick somebody.
they
Yeah,
get mad
and
at
then
them when they don't
demand
want to
it.
accept it.
Exactly.
The best part I liked is when they'd run up to the screen. Look at the nose.
It's
Eyes. Look at the eyes. No, but there was an episode where the male got up and said, "That's a white man's nose." that ain't my nose. That's a white man's nose.
Yo, one of them tried to compare and say, "Oh, the baby's penis is just the same, it's the same size as the father's," or some nonsense like that. I was like, "Oh my god." Oh, we're not doing
but
this
that, but
right
that was
now.
the point. Like that, there was a part where I thought this is just for theater. Like this
has
can't,
to be
this
real.
can't be real. Bro.
Yeah.
At a certain point, yeah, they did.
Or they
Some of
put
it's
certain,
theatrics.
like they've written the script.
Yes.
Yeah.
They like tell them,
Yeah.
you know, you can be a little.
Might be true
Be a
story.
little
That's right.
dramatic.
But it's
with
like
it.
I'm gonna add
Add
this
on,
to
yeah.
this,
exactly,
so
exactly.
it sounds funny and you know,
Exactly.
like get the attention. I really do think it's real
Yeah.
live stories,
Yeah.
But
true
there's
stories.
additives.
But it's just it's just
Yeah.
written.
What about you? What was your favorite show?
So that would be Oprah and Montel Williams. And when I was
Okay.
a little on the sketchy side, it would be Jerry Springer because I wanted the theatrics.
You wanted the ratchetness.
the ratchetness.
So if you were, here's a good question. Here's a good question. Ready? Of those three, which show would you be on?
Depending on what you're looking for.
I would
What
be
show
on
can you see
Oprah
yourself? You can see
because
yourself
I
on
want to get the house or the car. I want to get something substantial.
Wanted to help me out in life.
Help me out in life.
You want
Level
that?
me up to where I am.
Give it a
right?
sad story. You know,
Yeah.
by the end of it, hopefully she'll hook me up. I get you.
And
I get you.
Oprah catered to a specific quote unquote audience, right? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the same audience as Ricky Lake or
No.
Jerry Springer.
No.
No.
I think, to be honest with you, I think Oprah catered to one audience, but she was that one host that everybody can still listen to. You
Absolutely.
know
Yeah,
what I mean? Any demographic.
Any demographic, it was women in that demographic or older people, and it didn't matter your nationality. She catered to everyone,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
The reason I think she catered to everyone, hopefully this doesn't come out bad. Or
It's gonna come out bad.
terrible.
It's gonna come up bad.
Of course it will. So I'm gonna say,
Just because of that pretense. It's gonna come out
just for
back.
that. So it's gonna come out. And you can fight me on it, but I think it's because of her looks, and she wasn't the typical pretty reporter.
Was that pro or con? Sorry.
I'm saying it's a pro. Some people look at a con, but I think it helped because people looked at her and could relate to her more. That especially when she went up and down in her size.
I see what you're saying.
Okay,
And
now
still
I can
was
understand.
commanding
Yes, attention.
attention from people. It was
Gotcha.
like, oh, look at this woman. She's not 110 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes, out here.
Got you.
She's doing, and I'm gonna watch her because I can relate to.
It's like,
And
it's like,
she's
like
giving away freebies to people.
And then that too. And then she
had
was
the book
black,
club.
which
And
made
she-
it even.
Yes, and she was educated,
Yes.
and you knew about her struggle coming up and
Yes.
what she went through, and she still did movies, and she was a talk show host.
Yes.
so she was
That's
like
what
that
I'm
quote unquote every woman type of thing.
Yeah, she was that everyday girl.
saying. This is where the
Everyday woman.
her look worked for her when you
Yeah.
thought maybe it wouldn't, and I bet she probably thought it wouldn't work. She'd probably just be a regular, maybe a news reporter or something like that, or the talk show would be on for a little bit and then just die off. But
Seasons after seasons, she was still there.
How long was
And
she on
when
for?
and when Oprah
She was
does a
long, yeah.
tour, like when she did it with Michelle Obama, it was sold the minute it went. The tickets went on sale; they were sold out within 5 minutes. So
What was Ricky Lake about again? I'm trying to think.
Ricky
Ricky
Lake
was
was
like
she was
everything.
like
What was
she
the
was
show
that
about?
she was everything.
yeah.
What was the show again? Like,
It was a talk, but she was like
Talk show also.
she was like that
About-
bridge between Oprah and
Yeah.
Jerry.
Jerry, yeah,
You know what I mean?
was the
She was like that
medium.
medium.
Yeah.
Like she was the ratchetness, but also the serious tone, serious
Yeah.
topics, type of thing. So I think from Ricky Lake, then you got the Jerry Springers and the Maury type of stuff, right? She was like that middle type. She was like the Jenny Jones, pretty much.
Yeah.
That middle.
Middle of the
Jones.
Yeah. Me personally, if I had to choose one,
You're Montel Williams. You
nah,
look
I'm not
like
a
him.
Montel. Shut up. I have to go with.
like him, what?
Listen, we both have bald heads, so if I look like
right.
him, you look like him. So
Earrings in the
I look
forehead.
nothing
we're
like a
on,
Montel
we're on the
Williams.
same
Nice
boat.
sound.
We're on the same boat. If I had to choose one, I gotta say Jerry Springer. Like I like the ratchetness here. Listen, when Johnson was over, what time did Johnson finish? 2:45.
Bro.
I sprinted home on the TTC. 45 Kipling up in the house. 45 Kipling. I sprinted home on that bus, and I made sure Channel 4, 3 o'clock. I'll sometimes arrive late, so I'll miss 15
You
minutes.
watching repeats?
I don't care if it was
Yeah, it was
repeats.
probably
I
the
don't care
repeat.
what it was.
Because it
Jerry-
was 10 o'clock for the fresh live
Right,
things.
yes, that's it.
10 o'clock p.m. I
Listen.
was in front of the TV.
Listen.
I swear I was in the crowd too.
Let me tell you how my mom, God bless her soul, she used to start work at 4 o'clock. And I would hope that she would leave by 3:30. So I can catch a good portion of Jerry Springer. Because I love that. Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Now, I knew most of those fights were staged, but I did
Right.
not care.
So
The
then
wigs
why do you
coming.
get mad at me when I'm watching my Love and Hip Hop?
Because we know that's
my
fake.
This stuff.
Because we know that's
Karen,
fake.
you know it's fake, eh? You know it's fake.
Listen.
I'm like, but I love this show. This show is that.
Right.
Why?
But
it's
but
dumb.
okay, but at the age of what? How old were we? 14, 15. We thought that we okay. This is authentic. What? That really happens? Now that we're of an older demographic, like we know what's fake and what's true. Like if Jerry,
It's like wrestling.
right? If Jerry Springer came on today,
Whoa! Wrestling is real!
It's fake. Fake.
It's real fake, but it's real.
It's fake.
Those are real
People can get
injuries.
hurt. Yeah, people can get
They
hurt.
do get hurt. I know. I know.
They
I know.
fake. They
fake.
fail to
But
fake it out.
It's fake as in like the results and stuff. But when a man's getting slammed, they're getting slammed.
They get
They're
slammed.
feeling that
Not
stuff.
really, because
Me?
they're going with the body to the floor.
You
but
cross-
they might make a mistake and
You
not
want-
go with it.
But that's
Me?
And then they get
that's
hurt.
Me?
crucial. There's
Me?
guys that got that
Me?
tombstone.
hold on,
And
no,
then that's too far.
That's
You
about to
crossed,
get roasted.
you crossed the line right there.
Don't let
You
me
crossed
tell
the
you
line
what,
with
wrestling
DJ
is
Steel.
real.
Wrestling is real. Get it straight. Don't get it twisted. Okay?
Those are real people doing real things.
Apologize. You gotta apologize.
I'm not apologizing. I'm
You gotta
not
twist your
apologizing.
leg to the right. So go with
Go with it.
There we
It's
go.
great.
No, listen. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it because just like everything else you watch on TV, that's
It's
also
all
fake,
fake.
too.
100%. Yeah,
On
right.
It's all
yeah, you're
fake
right.
too.
Yeah.
No, but it was
We
a
do
different-
know this though.
We know.
No,
this.
now.
But in
now.
the
but,
time-
but at that
yeah,
time, when I was 14 or 15, I'm
Yeah,
watching
when
Jerry
we were
Springer.
younger, no.
Everybody thought that was real. Like I would
Yeah.
say, yo, Jackson, I'll call you.
No,
Yo,
I
did
know,
you
I
see that Jerry Springer episode?
I
Can
do
you
some
believe
of this
that?
stuff. You do some of this stuff.
Trying to say.
No, but like
No,
even
no,
with
you
Richard
might-
as
trying to
well.
say-
Oh, man.
You
Not that
matured,
it's-
you matured
not that-
faster than I did.
Not that it's
We grew up at the same age, bro. You thought some of it was real.
I'm
Don't
a
lie.
darker fashion than you did, so of course I'm
Whatever, yo. You knew some of
Oh,
it
here
was
we
real.
go to dark and light
You
now.
knew
Let's
some of it
not
was
do
real.
this.
You
Okay?
knew some of it was real.
I'm gonna sit.
real as in what sense?
If I'm seeing someone get up and throw a punch at somebody, right?
Oh,
If you're saying wrestling, remember the age. If you're saying wrestling is real, at
Oh, no,
that
this
point
is
when
a-
I'm 14 or
the
15, I'm
attacks were
saying,
real.
that's what I'm saying.
But just you know what? I watched.
Well, how can the
listen,
storylines be fake but the punch is real?
I
Doesn't make
watched.
any sense.
I watched the Jerry.
No, see,
Springer-
if I'm punching somebody, the storyline better be real.
I watched the Jerry Springer documentary. It's on Netflix, and they talk about some of the stories and stuff. They're not made. They're not
Made up 100%.
People actually call them.
Yes, that's
with
right.
Those stories.
That's right. But they do
But there's
write
certain-
their
there's
script.
certain- there's
they
certain
pad it
things.
up, let's say, to
Yeah.
make it
Or
great for
they'll
TV
come
and
there
the
and they'll
ratings.
tell them one thing about this person, and
That's
so
right.
the story isn't fake, but certain things
Yes.
that the person
Added
might
on.
hear
Yes.
might be a lie.
Yes.
Or
Okay.
someone might tell them something
Yes.
before they go on,
It's like
or
baddies.
they don't know what they're
It's like
gonna come.
baddies. There's a show. It's you know,
Yeah, I know
baddies,
what you're talking
baddies
about, yeah.
club, whatever.
Or-
So there's things like it's all real. Like these girls are ratchet, but there's things that they add in. Like
Yeah,
okay, you know
it's
that girl
drummed
this
up.
thing, yeah, drama to make like drama happen, and they even like gossip and say, hey, this person said this about you, just so the stuff. Can,
It's like the
You
Real
know what I mean?
Housewives. Some of the stuff is real.
It's real.
But some of it is
100%.
added on, right?
Yeah.
Or they'll tell them, okay, make
Do
make
this.
this a problem.
Yes.
Like I can sit here and
Someone
I do
stepped on my
this.
toe.
right, and I go like this. She's gonna turn over now and whisper to you, "Why did he get you?" you think that was by a mistake?
It's instigation.
I think he
instigation.
did.
That's right, instigated. Yeah.
Because you watch these things. I'm listening. I'm saying, you
Why are they
really
fighting
getting
over
upset
that?
about
About
that?
this, yeah.
That's what you're getting upset
Yeah.
about.
But here's
But
the
then
thing.
you know,
That's what's
TV.
selling TV right now. Everything is reality
Drama.
TV and
Everything's
drama.
drama.
Or the ratings aren't high.
Drama.
and it's
Like
funny
you-
because everyone will watch it and be like, "Why are you getting mad? What do you do? You should do this, you do that." But bet you if they did exactly what you said, you're gonna sit there and like, "This is boring."
Yeah.
So to pull Jazz into this, there's somebody
What
in your
ratchets?
area who's streaming for 24 hours, and he's got
Kai.
how many Kai?
Kai
How
Sinat.
many
Yo, Kai Sinat?
millions
Kai, we want
of
you on the
views?
podcast.
How many millions of views just watching him do his day-to-day life?
Yeah.
But this is the reality of where we are right now.
Would you watch Kai Cenat or what's another popular young one now these days?
I don't know. You need to.
What popular streamers are there?
I'm not even in the front.
Okay, there's a lot, but like I don't watch them either.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. You don't watch them, but
Yeah.
you know who the popular ones
Yeah,
are.
like
You
I've
hear about them?
seen like clips of
If you
them.
got Palia,
Yeah.
Palia will tell you all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I feel
Here you
as
go. We
if,
need you on the podcast.
It's a young generation, I'm telling you.
I feel as if unfortunately your generation, Jazz, unfortunately,
Yeah.
they're more into whatever sells, and that's what we're gonna produce.
Yeah.
I think
They're the
I don't want-
microwave generation.
yeah. I mean I wanna say back in our day there was a little bit of a moral factor in there. Probably not as
My
much.
generation had it all.
Oh yeah, you go up with the
And
Donahue.
us too, so stop.
Donahue. Yeah,
Phil
they,
Donahue?
yeah, they had some. They couldn't get away with half the stuff that they get away with now.
Yeah.
Right? But what about you? What do you think? What was your favorite talk show?
Out of those?
Yeah.
Jerry and Jenny. I'll watch
What?
Oprah. I'll take
Jenny
I'll take it. I'll
is
take it
one again.
Jenny
Oprah.
Jones. Jenny Jones.
I'll take it Oprah because she was at 4 o'clock prime time. So you'll take it in. But I'm not rushing. It was Jerry. 10 o'clock. I had to be there.
I'm not gonna hear it. You know you had a crush on Oprah. Don't lie.
You want me to put ice
You
cream?
keep insisting.
I
this.
know. I know you had.
Are
a
you
crush on
projecting?
Oprah. I know you had a crush on Oprah.
Are you projecting?
I know you had a crush on Oprah. I know you had a
Oprah
crush
was
on
not my crush. Her money was my crush. Oprah was not my crush.
I'm gonna give you two
Money
snaps.
Like I said, like we talked about last time, I will be called Oprah's man if I'm taken care of like that. I will change my name to Oprah's
Oh
man.
my
So
god.
you'd be
Mr.
Oprah's side man.
I will be.
No,
we
Oprah's
talked about.
man.
I will be
Man,
Stedman.
Oprah's man.
I will
Oprah
be
ain't got no
Stedman.
man.
Yes.
She's
No, you said man.
No,
I will
but
be a
Oprah,
Stedman.
Oprah does, because she's got Stedman, which works.
I will
he
be
would
him.
be the side man. He'd be the side after Stedman, because she's not
Oh
giving
wait,
us.
we open up a hold on. Okay, what we doing here? What we putting in here? What we doing? So Oprah seen me sitting in the crowd and she's like, I want a little bit. I want to sample a little bit of that later
A
on.
little bit of the young tape.
All right, so I'm single. right?
your thing.
So I'm single, so this don't matter right now, right? Okay, so I'm not. This has nothing.
Pretend.
So I'm completely single. I haven't met my wife. No, I don't know her. I'm a young American in Chicago and in the crowd, and Oprah's like, bring him backstage for me. Stedman. I'm sorry, bro.
No, Stedman,
If Oprah says, listen, I need you to keep it quiet.
Zip. Zip.
That's
Keep it quiet.
going.
Karen, no, listen.
Who
Karen,
am I?
if
I'm a nobody.
If you're single and you're in a relationship with somebody and they're famous and they're saying keep it quiet,
Yeah.
but they're buying you the house, the car, they're shelling you
So
the
you're gonna be
money.
quiet.
Are you
quiet.
gonna be quiet? Are you gonna be quiet?
No one knows me.
Quiet. Okay.
No one knows who I am.
Quiet. I want to be known.
Even if they have a picture
I
of
can't be
me and
second.
Oprah
Nope.
and
It wasn't me, right?
unconvincing.
I cannot be
Call
second.
me
It
shy.
wasn't me.
I'm gonna, you sure that's me? Yeah, all you see is this part. What are you trying to say? All black people look the same? Is that what you're trying to say? All you see is this portion. Right? All you see is this. How you know it's me? How you know it's me?
You know that's considered a gold digger, right?
Listen,
Okay.
Play the song.
Okay.
at
I'll
some
be a
point
gold
in-
digger
at
if I
some
need
point in
to.
time, men have to play that role too.
Exactly.
Some point in time.
And there are a lot of men,
Facts.
not just women now,
100%.
that play that role
100%.
and play it
Well,
properly.
100%.
That's why women can cheat.
And I'd have to say,
Or they're better at it.
I know we're going back for it, but
Because
I
men will
Man
shut
chat
their
too
mouth.
much. Man
Just-
chat too much.
do you think?
No. If the woman doesn't say something stupid to him or make him feel maybe less of a man in a way, then he might brag. But if you just be like, listen, you can get this, we can keep it on the side, don't say nothing.
But
you
what
know
about
I mean?
those barbershop talks? Where men brag about their conquers and their conquests.
In the
But
book-
he'll know.
Slip
But the
of
thing is,
summer,
but you see the thing is,
girl.
he may.
He's gonna keep it quiet because he's getting
He may
money.
know who, if you know who the man is and you're all in the same area, you have to he'll keep it quiet to an extent because he's not in it emotionally. He's getting the pumps and that's probably his thing. Now, if he catches feelings, that's where he might start yapping.
Because when men catch
And-
feelings, they get hurt worse than a woman on any single day of the week.
That's true.
That's why that's why if you keep it strictly to that and let them know, then they'll keep it silent. But that's why when man tries to cheat with a woman, can't, because to him it's just sex. But to her, majority of the time, they have feelings for you.
So
and
can
they're
I ask you
giving
one question?
it up because they have feelings for you.
So can I ask you a question? In 2024, 2025, do you think that's now reversed?
100%.
As in, wait, what is what?
Men are catching feeling and women's just like, oh, it's just a thing.
Men have always caught feelings. It's just now they're gonna. It's okay if they say it because some women will allow it, but most
Allow what?
women might
Allow
bat them
what?
up
Most women would allow what?
because they want the man to be in touch with their.
Femininity.
I don't want to say feminine side.
Feelings.
Their emotions with
Okay.
the sadder side, not the macho blah blah.
But more
They
so,
wonder-
to answer your question, look at the role that females have taken these days. Like, if you look at the entertainment, I'm just using the entertainment as an example. You look at artists like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and they have this strong persona, like this domineering persona, right? So I think organically it actually has shifted, right? Where females are
That
taking
aspect, yes.
that strong role. I think to a certain extent it's actually done them more harm than good, right?
And why is that? Explain.
Well, if you look at people, like I said, if you look at people like a Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, me personally, I don't have any respect for them, right?
Why?
The songs that they sing,
Okay.
the way that they go about themselves. Look at Cardi B for an example right now. She thinks that she's moved on in a relationship and she's holding all the cards, But if someone that looks back and says, yo, you actually look like you're being tossed from person to person to person. You don't look like a dominating figure at all. To me, she looks like an idiot.
That's what your opinion, though.
That's
No,
my
but I'm
opinion.
going to
Yeah.
ask you a question. So, what about a woman who's climbed the corporate ladder properly,
Yes.
has her own house, her own things,
Without doing
everything
anything
else?
to get there.
Right, without doing anything to get to that level.
That's right.
Why is it that that individual is more single than somebody who has nothing to a man?
Because a lot of men have their egos
I'm about to
and
say
they
that.
don't want to be the, oh, my woman is running this. It's still the whole, the man has to be
Traditional.
the dominate
Traditional.
one. They have to be running the relationship. They have to be this and that. And it's foolish to me because you're supposed to be a team.
Correct.
And yes, okay, there's leaders on a team, but there's different leaders on a team.
But
Right?
who's
If you
to
look at a
say-
sports team, how many? There's different
so many
levels of
leaders.
leaders.
There's so many
Yeah.
leaders, and it depends on what game: offense, defense, special teams.
And sometimes that person, okay, you may own the team, but at a certain moment, you're not leading it. It's that person on the court doing the work right now is leading it. So yeah, you could be the man and you have the money, but if the woman is going out, taking care of the kids, taking care of the home, and she goes and gets a job too, and all you have your job, you make your money, but that's all you're really doing. You're not running the household, really. In my sense, it's the woman that's running it because she's doing everything.
The woman runs the world.
With that,
I know.
we say that, but you know what's funny? Hold on. You know what? Hold on. Hold on. Let me say. Hold on. I'm not against what you're saying. I'm not against that. Women do run the world.
Oh my God. Oh, you cousin.
But it's also with the aspect of they need to come together because I hear too much women. I don't have women friends because women talk too much. I don't hang with women because women this. I don't. And it's like,
But here's
wait,
the
how are you? We run the world. We're the greatest, but now you don't even want to hang with each other, or you turn on each other, or it's this and that.
Okay,
To
so
me,
let
it's
me
almost
explain.
like it's almost like the black thing. Like, yeah, we want to be up here, but then the moment someone's up here, we're tearing them down because
Okay.
I need to be the man.
Right. What I meant was women
Yeah.
run the world, even when they're with a man who financially isn't at the same grade. If that man is a man, they have no problem submitting to that person because they've got the qualities
They shouldn't.
and the integrity to do what they need to do.
But I think a lot of don't. Because
And
they
the problem
feel
is,
they're
in
they have the money.
2025, a lot of men don't have it because they're looking for women to carry them along. Not you two.
I get what you're saying. No. I get what you're saying. I
Not
get what
the
you're
two
saying.
of you on this podcast or the cameraman, but there's a lot of men and they're looking for a woman to provide, do everything, and they sit and play video games all day. And then when their woman wants to go out, they've got an issue.
Shout out to my video gamers though.
Hey, no wrong playing video games, but that can't be the only thing you're doing.
Come on, we
That's
have an
what you're
audience here, man.
saying. But you're saying that can't be the only thing.
That can't
That's
be the
right,
only
that's
thing. Like, here's the thing. Society's shifted and morphed in so many ways that there's a lot of dad moms who stay home, take care of the house, do all of that things, and shout out to them.
I'll be one.
You know
If
what I mean?
needed, I would be one.
If that's what it takes to raise your family,
Yep.
because it's very hard to say that you're putting your children into daycare, having somebody else watch them and
It's
instill
expensive.
those values. However, that priority needs to shift. We just have to own it and work through it.
But let me ask you something. How long would you, as a woman, how long would you be comfortable with that role? So say your man was the stay-at-home man, and you were the breadwinner for that family. How long can you actually mentally and physically sustain that and be okay with that?
If the man is true to who he is,
Yeah.
and we're taking care of the household,
Yes.
and everything in the household,
Sure.
it doesn't matter how long it is because we're a partnership. It doesn't matter who's bringing in the most amount of money. As long as we work as a partnership and we're a team and our family's whole, that's all that matters.
Now,
Uh-oh.
can I touch you first? In an argument, are you
No.
throwing that in his face?
No,
Thank you. Okay.
I'm not the person to throw something in a man's
Say, I
face.
do this, I do that, I do that.
No,
So if
because
he comes to you and says, yo, and he's like, yo, bitch, go clean the dishes. Go
No,
clean the
like-
dishes.
like if I'm the breadwinner and we are on a budget and we're doing what we're doing and you need money for whatever, it's our money. It's not my money. As long as you're not going out and buying a Lamborghini and the J's that just dropped for $800 and the rent hasn't been paid.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
Obviously.
irresponsible. But if the rent's paid, all our bills paid, and you want those new J's that drop, sure, go for it.
Okay, so young in here. We're gonna ask you this question
we
now.
need a voice of the generation.
Now listen, you're coming up. Scratch the situation you're in right now, okay? You ain't got no man. But now,
Okay.
man, a guy is talking to you or whatever, and you're in a relationship. Now, would you be okay with being the breadwinner?
Yeah.
That didn't sound.
That
That didn't sound too strong.
That doesn't sound too confident.
Okay, we'll put it this way. Okay, he's not lazy.
Okay.
He doesn't have a job. Okay, but you guys don't have no kids. But you have a place together. Keeps the place. He does look for work. It's just
It's hard.
whatever reason,
Can't
it's
get
hard
it.
for him to get one.
Yeah.
But he is work. He does do stuff around the house. You know,
Yeah.
he keeps it proper. You come home, hey, a meal is made for you. You know, he roles in reverse basically.
Yeah.
Right?
Would you-
It has to be a cook meal.
See that? We already can tell the difference in generations. Cause see how she burnt up?
Don't
cook
listen,
meal?
this, but
Cook meal.
Where's this man? Send him my way.
Jazzy, this is why you're here. You would need
Yeah.
a different alternative voice. So
Would
listen
you
to
be
what
okay with that?
They said. What is your opinion?
I mean, yeah, I think I kind of agree. Like, as long as like he's like helping out and like, you know, then and he's like still looking for a job and whatever, like, then yeah, then we're good.
For how long? So you're 22. You're 22. How long are you able to be okay with that? Say this goes on for 5 years. Are you okay with that?
Okay, no.
Okay.
So that's different from
He,
your
he,
answer.
he gets
That's different.
he gets a job, but
He can't sustain it.
six
He doesn't-
months,
he doesn't
something
make the same
happens,
amount
gone,
of
he's
money
looking
as you
again.
do.
Comes
so
again.
you're the breadwinner.
He's constantly in between jobs.
No, he's a deadbeat at that point.
I don't know.
Yes. This is jobs that he's picking.
Okay, he's
Like,
making.
I feel like at my age, at 22,
Yes,
like,
at
you
your
know what
age.
I mean?
Yes.
Like, I feel like that's just not like something that I would want to look in a partner. Like,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
just like
Good
red
answer.
flags. Like,
Good answer.
Exactly.
you know
Good
what
answer.
I mean?
But
Yeah.
here's-
So at your age, you're saying that's okay.
No, if we're
No.
starting out at my age right now.
Right now, if you're the
No,
breadwinner,
no,
And
no.
he's home.
but he's taking
No.
care of the house.
No.
Okay, that's different from your answer. Then.
No, but I'm saying if we were just starting out and I was younger and we're building and it's
Okay,
about
sorry.
children.
Okay.
At my age right now,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have a job, don't talk to me. If you don't have a pension, don't talk to me. No,
Okay.
I'm being real.
No, I hear that. I hear that.
No,
Because
there's enough guys on the. Okay, that's.
no,
Damn,
no, and you know, no, and you know
Find
why?
fake job. Get
You know
pension.
why? Because I'm about to retire. If you don't have a job or a pension, I'm
I hear you.
now taking care of you for the rest of
All
our
my
life.
And I'm old already.
I'm not doing
Okay.
that.
I'm gonna throw another wrench in there.
Okay.
He's a hustler,
Oh
No.
but he's making his
making
his
money.
money.
no.
In my experience.
But it's no
Hustler,
pension.
hustler.
But he's making his money.
In
He
my
can take care of
in
him
my
and you.
experience, in my experience, if he's a hustler and he's invested that money that he's been hustling in the first 40 or the last 10, 15 years, then yes. If he hasn't invested any of that money, that hustling money blows up in the wind and I'm still
So
responsible.
you need a hustler with a way out. He's hustling to get out.
I'm not even doing that.
No, but I'm saying he's saving up, right?
Yeah, if
you
he's
catch him
saving
now,
up, yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's still
He's-
doing
he's-
it, but he is saving. He has that, but
Yeah,
he needs
okay.
a few more
He's
years
investing.
to
Yes.
get where he wants to go.
Yeah, then we're okay.
Okay.
Because then
As long as there's an end goal.
Right, because
for it.
at the
Okay.
end of the day, we can still live a comfortable life when we're retiring, and it's not just all on me.
But do you have that fear factor in the back of your mind saying this could somehow come about 10 years from now? Like the feds or what do we call it here in Canada? The RCMP can come back and say, listen, we've been investigating your husband for such and such years. There's some criminal activity that
Oh
says...
no, that's where the prenup comes in, honey.
Okay. So
We always keep in this girl completely covered.
okay.
Hold
so,
up.
so we,
You jumped the gun. That was one of my
I'm
questions.
just-
Should we
I'm
profit
just
now? Should we profit now?
do it. Go ahead.
You said the magic word, prenup.
And this is a good one for couples and for people that are single.
Do you think every marriage should have a prenup?
I'm gonna speak.
No
for
matter your status,
I'm
rich,
gonna speak for me.
struggling, whatever it is.
I'm gonna speak for me
Mm-hmm.
as a.
You got talking to Mike.
Oh, sorry. As for me, as a single divorced person, who escaped having to pay spousal support, having to split my pension. If I get married today, you're signing a prenup, because what I've worked for in -40 weather at transit is going to go to my children and not to somebody who's just come along for the last 10 years or 5 years of my life. That's just from personal experience. But over to my cousin for her point of view.
What's your point of view? Should there be a prenup in a relationship?
Let's be clear. It's split. It depends on where you met the person,
Gotcha.
right? There's some girls out there that are literally just there just for the money. Now you have to know, as a man or woman, if this person is legit and they're coming to you and they care for you just because,
Good answer.
right? If you have money and you meet a woman and then you told her about your money, do a prenup.
Gotcha.
Do a prenup. But
Good point.
you met this girl in high school, you known her for years. No.
That's different.
No.
That's
There's
different.
no prenup. There's no need. You don't think of her as a gold digger. You know she's genuinely, she loves you for you. You're broke, she's broke. Y'all building together. Okay? There's a difference. There's an absolute difference.
Good answer. Good
Okay?
answer. Good answer.
Period.
The problem is when you get to my age and you're in a relationship, it's more of a financial transaction because there's a lot to lose on both parts than it is about love. It's a financial transaction with companionship. But what do you think about that, Warren?
I need the mic. I'm good. So I've always had this this mindset where I actually do see prenups as wills. Now hear me out on this one.
Okay.
It's almost as if you're writing something into existence before it actually happens. So when you write, say, a will at the age of, like, say you're writing, now I understand if you have kids, it's important to write wills, I get that. But if you're writing a will, for example, at the age of 35, right, or 40, well before your time is due, it's almost as if you're putting something into the universe saying, okay, this is going to happen at this point. Probably won't, but just putting it out there makes me kind of fearful, right?
Okay.
So I kind of see prenup as almost the same thing. Now, luckily, I met a lovely human being when I was broke ass poor, right? Hold on, where's she at? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? So
We were broke together!
that's right. That's right.
And we still broke the.
That's right. What's that?
No, we ain't! We're not receiving any of that!
What's that song by Whitney Houston? In the subway, one sofa type of thing. Okay, I'm on the song by myself.
My love.
My love is your love. There we go.
Oh, my love!
Yeah. Where the part where she's talking about the train and sitting on the sofa.
Yes.
That's my wife. But going back to my point, I see prenups as you're almost writing something. You're looking to something to fail, right? And it's almost as if, listen, I'm writing this just in case. Well, that's
Because you
just
have doubts.
yeah, you have doubts, right?
For real.
So I don't want to speak something or write something
Yeah.
into existence. Now, if I know the individual is a certain
That's
way, right?
That's just that point.
Right, to your point. If I know a certain individual is a certain way when I meet them, well, first of all, I wouldn't be continuing a relationship with them.
That's what I was saying.
Some
Right?
people do, though.
Yeah.
That's the
No, that's
problem.
exactly-
Some people do because
Some
the
people
sex
do.
is
There
great.
you go.
The
There you go.
companionship is
Seen.
great.
There you go. For example, I'll give you an example right now.
Social
Bill,
media.
what's his name? Bill Belichick. Bill
Sure.
Belichick.
really
He's
know.
the
There's so
ex-coach.
many.
He's the ex-coach of
Oh,
the New England Patriots.
okay,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Now he's going on with the
20-something
like that.
He's
This
like
man is in his
60s,
70s,
or
right?
something like that, yeah.
Now,
That's money.
no, hold on a second. Now, this goes to my point. Now, she may be a good person, but let's look at the age gap there. At that point, when the man is 70 and she is
Thank you.
early 20s,
Thank you.
yes, a prenup
Thank
is
you.
necessary, right?
Right?
He's almost at the end of his
Life
he's almost at the end of his life. She's just beginning her life, right? So in that instance, yes, a prenup is necessary.
100%.
But when you know an
Because you
individual,
darn well know what I want.
right, when you know an individual through and through, and you've taken that time to get to know that person, I feel as if a prenup or wills are speaking negativity into existence. That's my opinion.
No.
Yours?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
I'm not as just a strict black and white. So I think it all depends on situations.
Yeah.
Prenups, I know, I hear you guys saying it sounds negative, which makes sense, but marriage is also contract because you still sign something at the end of it saying, "Oh, we're married." Okay,
Point.
so that's all this is. All a prenup is you could look at it as a negative too, but it's like, okay, we're protecting what we came into. To me, it kind of depends on what you put in there.
Right.
I think it should be, listen, we came into this relationship, whatever we came into it, if somehow we end for whatever reason, when we leave, that's what we leave with. Whatever we make together,
It's
that's what we
different,
divide up.
separate.
I think that's how it should be.
I agree.
Now, the
Because
courts, the
if
courts
one
don't say
person,
it like that.
if
though.
I, co- if
No, but they
if I,
have a prenup. They do.
if I come into a relationship and I'm 10 million strong or whatever, fine lady, whatever it is, and okay, she has her job, whatever, but obviously she's not making what it's a regular salary thing. Okay? We get together, blah, 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 we do the thing, take care, we get married, right? Now from here on, we start our own little business together, and we start making money.
Okay, what if
Mhm.
you met her, she knows nothing about you. She knows nothing what you have.
Mhm.
You guys hit it off at a whatever, a place where far away.
Mhm.
She doesn't know you, doesn't know what
She
you're
don't know I
about.
got money.
Nothing. And you guys hit it off
Am I keeping that quiet?
and you kept it going and she doesn't know nothing of you still and you kept on going back and forth. Now you guys built a relationship where now you're feeling her. She did not put this on you. She's not telling you put a ring on my finger.
Yeah.
Right? It's a build relationship.
Yeah.
You are now feeling that connection with her. Would you still put a will on that?
Prenup.
A prenup on that?
She knew nothing. She knows nothing about me.
Nothing. She has no idea who you are. You guys
know
just
what?
had that conversation, like that.
I'll bring it up to her,
Uh-huh.
and it'll all be based on her response.
Oh, okay.
If I bring it up and say, "Hey,
No, but we say you proposed to her, and she said yes already without knowing who you are.
yeah,
Okay.
okay,"
Yeah.
but still, at the end of it, when she knows who I am, now her whole attitude can change up.
Correct. And a lot of it has to
She
do
could
with
switch
the
up on me now.
A lot of it has to do with the family behind you.
That too.
Right?
I gotta get to know that family too. If
Right,
that
no,
family
but even the
seems
family
like,
of
yeah.
the rich person who's saying you need to do that prenup before you even walk down the aisle. And that's a different kind of pressure that's put on, even though you're madly in love with this person, your family's saying, because we have money and it's not just your wealth, it's our wealth that's affected.
That's why I said it will be what we come into with is what we're going to leave with, and anything that we accumulate together,
Okay.
we divide it up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she builds you up after this. So you have like 10 million. Now when you marry her, she's like, hey, you know what? Invest in this. Do this, do this, do this, do this. With that money you have, now to make it more, multiply. With a multiplied money, you will split it with her.
And that's fine. Even
Okay.
if she does her research on stuff and says, hey, listen, I looked into this, I did this, I checked this, check this, I think you should invest in this and and I do it and it rolls, I can't be like, well, that was my money I invested. I didn't know about it. You brought it to me, and you did the work.
That was the partnership.
And you did the work.
Yes.
Because it
right?
has happened
'Cause
that way.
It's just like a job, right?
Yes.
Only thing is, okay, I didn't pay her a salary in that sense, but it's just like a job. You do a
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
you do research for the company, you find something, the company's paying you money.
Absolutely.
They get their money. It's the same thing. It's just, I'm not paying her, here, you get $100 and that's it. Like, you're getting taken care of, you're getting extra on top of whatever it is, you're getting all of it, right? And when we're done now, say we made 100 million together, all
You're
right,
splitting
we split that.
Yeah.
We'll look here and there and see if everything looks like, hey, we divided up the work properly. Okay, you split that. I take my 10 mil also that I came in with, and your $10,000 that you had, you can take that too, along with the 50 mil. You go your way, I go my way. Done.
That's
But it's the
perfect.
ones where it's the lady or the woman comes in, because usually that's how it is.
No,
but
now
either way,
there's a lot of males.
I know it's changing, but it's still, you know, you
Look at
hear more.
Look at Halle Berry.
You hear more about the woman being the broke one, and oh, now all of a sudden, you know what I don't like? The whole, oh, I grew accustomed to this lifestyle. Do not run that line on me. Do not run that line on me. Because if that's what you want to run to me, you were accustomed to cheap burgers, were you not? But when you got with me, all of a sudden now you need steak. You need steak.
No, but the courts do rule in that favor.
I know,
They
and
do.
that's what they say.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying.
Especially if you have kids.
But you were accustomed to something before me. So why don't you go back to that and be accustomed to that?
No, you
Why?
can't. My stomach is now
Okay,
adjusted
so then,
to all that.
so then think about it. But then if we get together now and I'm rich, you know this, but I'm like, I'm not. You gotta pay for your own stuff. You gotta pay
Don't
for
work
this.
that way.
That's what you're accustomed
That's
to,
not
right?
the
That's what
system.
you're accustomed to. So keep going along that line.
The court would not
But
do
that's
that.
no, I know, but no, I'm
And
saying
either
no.
way, male
I'm
or
saying
female.
before the courts, before the court,
Oh.
we meet.
Yeah.
This is right. I have this. I know this has happened before.
Yeah,
This is what
yeah.
happens in the court. You're gonna do this. Oh, I'm accustomed to this lifestyle. I need to stay this way.
Yep.
Okay. So you're accustomed to $5 burgers. That's what you're staying at when we go out. Be accustomed to that. Stay there. Even when we get married,
make
you know
sure
what?
you get your burgers.
Even when we get married now, okay.
Nice platter.
You still get your
Beautiful
$5 because
platter.
you know what? That's what you're accustomed to. You get your $5. You can get 3 $5 burgers. I'll hook you up with that.
Listen.
I'll be nice. But that's what you're gonna be accustomed to. So now when you're ready or we separate, whatever it is.
But
Like-
see, here's the problem though. Like, you've never heard of women having to pay spousal support, but it's happening.
Oh yeah.
Halle
And
Berry's
I-
paying.
Yeah, and I
Is
refuse.
it Mary J? Is it Mary
Yes,
J
Mary
paying
J.
her
Oh,
husband?
she is? Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
She's
Wow.
almost
She's paying
bankrupt
spousal
because
support.
she's paying spousal support, right? Like,
Oh, man.
Now, do you feel sorry for them?
of course I do.
But what if it was reversed now? Would you feel sorry for the man?
I still feel sorry for anyone,
Anyone? Okay.
Yeah,
male or
it's true.
female.
It's
Okay.
true.
Because
That's
like
cool.
you said,
You work
if
your
you
hard-
if you were used to $5 burgers and I took you in and we were in love and we built this life and now you're gouging me. Look at Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
He has to pay like spousal support out of his yin yang.
But can I ask you, I'm gonna again, I'll play the devil's advocate one more time. Yeah, I know. But how do you expect the wife or the male, the wife or the man, to sustain living in a big house?
But it's in
Order
their
of-
house to begin with.
No, but how do you sustain? But the bills, everything that comes with the house. If you're separated from that person, how do you expect them?
But that's why the prenup comes into play.
Okay.
Because it was my house. I moved you into my house. I gave you this lifestyle, and now you're suing me for it. That's why my son bought a house at 29. I own half of that house. If he meets a female, that female's getting half of his half. He still has 75% because I'm setting him up
Yep. I got
for
you.
positivity.
I got you.
And that's a lot of things that we don't do. We need to have these conversations with our
yeah,
kids.
go.
We need to sign on things for them because love. My girlfriend's mother says it this way: when you're in love, the whole world is Jewish. When you're in love, everything is all roses, right?
Yeah, I got
Right?
you. I got
But
you.
and you're not thinking with common sense. We have to be the
It's-
ones
it's
for our
true.
kids
It's true.
to think in common sense
Yeah.
based on our experiences of life.
I got you. And this is why I
I
like.
agree. I agree.
This is why I like this particular mashup because we got couples, we got singles, we got people that are entering possibly into a marriage, right? 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 Not naming no names here, Jazzy, but I'm just saying some names. Okay? So for someone that is entering into a marriage in the
Yeah.
future, would you feel it necessary for a prenup?
I don't
No.
think so. I feel like if you like have that like oh I need one, then you just don't trust your partner. And like what you said too, like I feel like you're kind of like expecting for something
Something
to
to happen.
end. Yeah. So I feel like if I have that doubt, then I shouldn't even get married in the first place.
All right, which is a good moral go to Oprah type of answer.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just hypothetically.
Yeah.
Let's say the person that you're married to is worth $1 billion. Now I'm putting a number on there.
Yeah.
$1 billion. You came from nothing, from the ground, nothing to up right now. Are you still not gonna want a prenup? $1 billion plus dollars. We're talking money now. We're talking real money now, real stacks. To not know.
Or reverse, you're the one that owns $1 billion and the person
That's
you're
right.
in love with
has nothing.
Exactly.
I don't
So your business is potentially in jeopardy. Right?
Well, yeah, you're gonna lose half of
your business. So
Yeah,
you started this
Yeah.
business when
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
19. You
Yeah.
built it up to this
All
platform
by
where-
yourself.
Yeah.
all by yourself, and you're
all that
marrying
hard work.
and you're now marrying somebody who has nothing.
So
Yeah.
all
I
that
feel
lovey-dovey
like-
moral type of answer is out the
Yeah.
window now.
Nothing.
So like I feel like I feel like I would like talk to my partner. I would be like, you know, like this is how it is. Like we would like I would feel like I would talk it out with this person and
So you want to do a prenup, like
You would-
paperwork,
you would-
like
sign.
like if we do have to like if I have to do a prenup, right?
No, it's not if. It's would you or you gotta stay which one.
Would you or
So
would you
it's
not
it's
do a
your
prenup?
company. Your company's worth.
Yeah.
Billions of
I
dollars.
feel like I would then.
Okay.
You wouldn't?
I would.
You
I
would.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, but I would like make sure like my partner is comfortable with what they're with the prenup.
What
like,
if they're not comfortable with it? This is you.
Then
Forget
is
it.
you.
They're not comfortable with whatever. This is
Yeah.
your business, your name, your family history.
yeah,
You're putting it in front of that person. Listen,
yeah.
this is the prenup. This is how much I'm worth.
Yeah.
This is what you're gonna get. If you don't like it, deuces.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
I don't know. Then I feel like I would just then we're not ready to get married.
Okay.
Maybe we just need to like still work on a relationship and like you know build that trust or something. I don't know.
So you would still do. So the final
I
answer
would still
is,
be with this person
Okay.
if I like them.
but
So
your
say-
final answer is you would initiate a
A
prenup.
prenup.
Yeah.
So
You
say
would.
they didn't want to sign it though.
She said then they need to work on the relationship.
Yeah. Then we'll see.
No, she's thinking. No, Karen's. Sorry, Special K is saying no. They ain't signing ish.
Okay.
Make sure you
So-
take out Karen.
They ain't signing nothing. There's no middle ground. It's either yes or no.
I don't know. I don't know. What
I
I
ain't
would
signing
do.
it. I love you and I only want you. I'm not signing no paperwork. What you gonna do now?
I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Deuces, you're walking.
Fair enough.
No, honestly, for me, it's deuces, you're walking. If you're
Yeah.
not signing the paperwork,
Yeah.
like then we don't have a relationship because
Yeah.
this was an understand. And I'm very transparent from the get go.
Yeah.
I put all my wants and needs on the table. You either accept it or you don't.
Yeah.
So people know that there's a prenup coming because I've worked too hard not to leave something back for my kids.
Yeah.
You can have living interests as long as you're alive. You can live in my house. You can enjoy all these luxuries. But when you pass, it's going to my kids.
Yeah.
Good answers. Good answers. Everything was appreciated and everything was understood, and I think everybody's giving their honest opinion. So good answers. That one's a tough one though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for all those people that are gonna now have conversations. We're just sniffing. Yeah. So there was a podcast that we were talking about prenups. What do we got going here?
The whites above. Yeah,
Sorry if we started something that might start an argument, but
Right.
that's for y'all to decide. All right. Next topic. What do we got? H2O.
Where's Jen? Me
Well,
and
I mean,
Jen out here.
Since we're on the family, I guess prenups is kind of part of family stuff, right? We'll go with Well, I guess this is more for the man them on here a little bit.
Okay.
But women, you can chime in on your opinions on it. Okay.
Okay.
Is it okay for a man to bring his son to a strip club on his 18th birthday?
Woo!
Is it okay to drink or smoke weed with your adult kids?
Wow.
So the two kind of separate things, I guess. But they kind of connect because 18, 19 over here makes you an adult. Some places in the States it does, and some you gotta wait till you're 21.
This is a good one.
But we're over here.
This is
So
a good one.
we'll start with the strip club part.
Hey, do you want to start with the young answer first?
Yes.
I think that's gonna be interesting.
Do this. Do this.
I actually seen like a TikTok of a mom who actually like brought home like for her son's birthday party.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you guys seen it, but like yeah,
Nope. Not me.
Not me either.
I seen a TikTok of like this mom who brought home like strippers to like her house for like a
Oh.
birthday party and like other kids.
Kids or young adults?
I don't even remember how old they were. I'm not gonna lie, but they
Young?
look like
Because that's
kids.
important, actually.
I
That's
don't
important.
even remember. I don't know if he was 13, 16, something
That's
like that.
probably-
Like right? Anyways, I don't even remember the exact age, but anyways, she brought home strippers for the kids and then the other kids who were like invited to the birthday party, their parents actually didn't know.
And got involved.
Yeah, and they were so, yeah, I read, like, I seen TikToks of it, and, like, the parents were like, oh, like, we didn't know about this. If we knew, we wouldn't have sent our
Bring
kids
the
here.
So
or-
that tells me right away that they were probably underage.
Yeah, I
if you're
think
going
so.
there.
I think they definitely were, but
You as an
yeah.
individual, go over the-
I think it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's right.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It's
So,
right.
now, so you're grown now. Take you out at a young age right now.
Yeah.
You're grown. You got a husband. He wants to. He said, at 18. Hell,
I feel like you're.
honey, I'm bringing him to the
introducing-
strip club today.
Yeah, I feel like you're introducing them to like negativity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why
Okay.
not like take them somewhere else where they can, actually.
like the zoo.
Yeah. Like other adults.
These are real animals.
I mean, there's no
Real wild animals.
I mean, there's no difference. There's still naked mammals that you have to see, right?
Still unclothed.
Still unclothed.
Yeah.
This is funny.
I don't know. Personally, I've never like done any of that kind of stuff. So like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Fair enough.
Oh, we're going screen.
Yeah.
No, off screen.
That's why I said we're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
No. But she was saying something just now, so we gotta pop it out
What
there.
was she
We
saying?
gotta pop it out there.
You opened up, Karen.
I just said only my husband. Well, okay.
Okay.
So
We'll get to her door.
You're
TJ,
okay.
TJ, we're gonna get to her door. Make sure when you get to Special K, do a zoom in on her answer, okay?
Don't do it.
Do a zoom in. H2O, what you
Oh,
got?
yeah, we're going this way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. Nice try,
It's
Akil.
okay.
Nice try.
yeah. I have no issue with it. If she has no
So
issue
you'd be
with
okay
it,
with
I'll
it?
bring them.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. It still equates to the next question. Listen, if you're gonna do anything that's like major or considered, I don't know what you want to call it. You're gonna experience that with me first. You're gonna learn it, or I just want to know what you know first before you go out there and do it. Like, go out on your own. I don't want you going to a strip club acting fool because you don't know, or you're hearing how other people are this and that, and you're being
And you're
stupid.
touchy and grabby.
Yeah. If I go with you, I can let you know. Like, listen,
What?
don't do this.
grabbing the girl
Don't
and doing
do
all
that.
this nonsense.
Don't do that. If I know you have an interest in wanting to go to one, then yes, I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna take you.
It's a father, not a mother.
We're gonna go.
Right?
That's a difference.
Yeah.
No, obviously it's gonna
Hold
be
on,
different,
hold
right? But we'll switch it up on you guys. But yeah, I don't want to spend. And I'll tie it in with the next question. It's saying the drinking and smoking. Would you do that with your adults? So we'll say 18, 19.
Yeah.
You're okay. Yes, because if I know you have if I see you have an interest, or you even ask
you
me about
already
it,
started,
yeah,
right?
that's the thing. I don't want you to have already started, but if you are in the beginning, whatever, and you're curious and you're think, yeah, I'm gonna want you to think with me because I want to teach you, or at least show you. So when you go there, I at least have an idea. Okay, I showed him this. He should know what to do. I'll know. Okay, yo, you're drinking. All right, this is your limit. Now you know what your limit is. And you're at home. You're in a safe mat. I don't want your first experience. You're out there. I'm pretty sure my first experience was
What's out there?
right, like real drinking, not like the Bacardi breezes you used to drink when you were young. Or you thought you were
Or
drinking some real liquor.
Oh, you sneak and
And
grab a
it's-
beer that's half
But
empty.
it's 0.05, not 5% alcohol. And you thought you were drinking something? Yeah. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about some real percentage in it.
Yeah.
You don't want. I wouldn't want it to be out there. Anyway, and him not knowing what his tolerance is, or at least the level. Because at least if the first time with you, you can see, oh,
You had
you had 2 beers, and look at you.
So now you know.
You know what? If you go there, do not drink one. Drink one. Drink one. Right? If you're out, drink one. If you're in a home, a safe environment, okay, maybe you could do it too. You're by your friend or whatever. You're in a home. That's cool. Smoking? Hey.
Bless you.
That was.
You're on the pod now. Yeah, I wouldn't want their experience to be
Yeah.
out there. I would at least want to know, okay, I know something. I know a little. I know your tolerance at
That's
least.
right.
Mm-hmm.
To kind
I
of
know
guide you.
somewhat what you can do, and I'm teaching. It's anything. It's like teaching your child ABs. I know they go to school to learn things, but there's certain things
Yes,
you want
you
to be able
never
to
know.
teach.
Absolutely.
You don't want someone else teaching it to
Okay.
them. You want that foundation to be from you, and that's what they'll look back to be like, okay, yeah, I remember when I did this. Because if they're out there with their friends are gonna keep encouraging.
Yeah,
Keep
go on,
going,
keep going, keep going,
do it,
keep
do it,
going.
keep going. No. You gotta tell them, listen.
Is it my turn?
You know you're.
No, it's not your turn. Yet.
Okay.
Oh, it's your
Oh,
turn.
you're itching to go.
Oh, it's your
Oh
turn.
my gosh.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
do you want
your
to skip the
turn.
gun? We can go to you right
See, I
away.
have a comment on what he
Go
said.
ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So as a single mother to two males,
I get.
there's a lot of things that you don't, as a mother, you can't teach your males,
Yes.
right? Because
yes.
it only comes from a man's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember my son being drunk. And him saying, because I always said to my kids, if you're somewhere and you're drinking, I don't want you to get in a car with anybody, call me. The friend said, I'm going to call your mom. My son said, call her from my phone because she's not going to pick up from your phone. So he
Okay.
called me, went and picked him up, brought him home, drunk as a skunk. He had a football game the next day. Oh, my lesson, and they were in the playoffs. My lesson to him was, for every football you drop, you owe me $100. He's a wide receiver.
Go ahead.
The first one went over. It wasn't even nowhere near him, but it was a lesson. He had to pay me the $100. Every other one, he shot up and grabbed that ball and started running. But I'm saying this to say that as a father to a male, there's something that you teach them that a female can never instill in them.
I agree.
But what you did there, I will give you props on that because you did something. He's still learning. He's still learning something. You allowed him to call you. So at least he knows, okay, I'm somewhere, and he didn't be like, oh God, I can't call my mother. Get someone else drunk to drive him home. Or, I don't know if he has a license or whatever, he tries to drive himself home when something happens.
Woo,
Exactly. But you let him know, listen, and I'm going to do that too. I'm going to give you the pass. I'm going to give you the listen. If you're in a situation and you know you cannot get out, your only way out is me. Call me. Don't worry about, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
It is
That's-
not an issue. Because you called me, you may not even get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, you got drunk. I can't be
'Cause
that
we've been
person
drunk.
to be.
We've been
exactly.
drunk,
You
right?
can't be like, oh, how could you do that? How could you?
I'm not going to be hypocritical.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Yeah. But I'm not going to tell my kids I've done
I'm not
it. I'm
gonna.
going to be be there there to teach them that lesson.
But even if you do tell them,
Yeah.
tell them in a way that they learn. That you be like,
Yes.
listen, I did
Yeah.
this, and you know what? I stopped. Or even if you didn't,
Mm-hmm.
you know your limits now.
Yeah.
You know, okay,
Yeah,
you know what? Da, 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 da.
Mhm.
But you gave him that
Ultimatum.
outlet to you, and he used it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are teaching him something.
Okay.
Right? You may not have sat down there. The strip club one, that's different. I don't expect you to go to a strip club with you. I mean, you can.
You can.
You
Yeah.
can. But I'm not expecting that. But
Turn.
when it comes to
How did it do it? Where did that come from?
The Bluetooth. It's Becky.
when it comes to the smoking and drinking part, you could sit there with. If you do that, that's different. If you don't, that's a different story. You can still teach. He can sit there with you, and you can watch him, and see how much he tolerates, and then be like, "Listen, okay, you need to stop now."
So is
Or if you see him acting a little, starting to act, he doesn't have to get drunk, but you can see like, he was picking up fine. Now all of a sudden it's something, and you'd be like, "You see that?"
So
Now
I
you need
guess
to
what I'm
cut.
asking you, as two males who have children, both males and females, how do you tell a single parent what signs to look out for when they have male children, so that we have an inkling of what we're looking for if they're doing drugs or alcohol from a male's point of view?
For me,
Good question.
yeah, no, it's a very good question.
My kid's not there yet, so it's hard. So I get what
Right.
you're asking.
I think for me, personally, because I know what I experience and what I went through at certain ages, I would be proactive and go to them first. Because I know at that age you're kind of vulnerable and you're kind of hesitant to go to your parents and ask certain questions. So they may feel uncomfortable to come
Correct.
forth and ask you. So for me personally, when Theo reaches of age, like even right now, like we both learned that he has a girlfriend at school, right? But I'll go to him rather than come to him. Hey, you know, honestly, what do you think about this girl so and so?
Or even Joseph, who's a
Joseph,
little
that's
bit older.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I'd rather be the one to come to them than wait for them. than wait for them to come to me. Right?
Okay, that's a good tip though, because I didn't like the hardest thing for me was when my kids were hitting puberty, and I needed to have that conversation with two males about sex.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember braiding my son's dreads because he just started dreading, and I'm like, when was the last time you had sex? And he flew out of my hand and then came back and said, we're watching this football game. We are not having this conversation, Mom. So just do my hair and don't ask me anything about that.
And that's fine. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Some people are different, and some kids are different.
And is it
right?
because I was a female? Because I know it would have been different
Probably.
if he had a male figure in his life and he could have that conversation, right?
No, you're right. You're right. Go ahead, go ahead.
Obviously, when I had both parents, but I lived with my mother. My dad didn't live in the house, kind of. But he was around. It's not to say he abandoned me or anything like that, right? I've never had the sex talk with my mother growing up. I don't even think I had a sex talk with either of my parents.
Because that was a generation that didn't have it.
But also,
And with our generation, we kind of watch and absorb. Like I notice I'll watch something. Like I know I can watch something, and take it in, and I'll be like, okay, I know. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Okay. And I notice with my kids, I think now there's none of that.
They're
It's
coming
just
to you at an age and you're just like, oh my gosh, like you're like, I remember my daughter at 12 asking me, when is it okay to have sex? And I wanted to like drop off the bed, and I had to like zone back into my brain and say, so why are you asking me this question, right? Because my mother never talked about that. I learned everything from my friends or from the streets.
yeah.
But this generation, they're
That's
asking
how I
us
learned.
at 5 or 6 years old.
Because one day it's weird. Even though you have all the technology now to keep track of them,
Oh
you don't allow your kids to go anywhere.
Tracking.
But you don't allow them to go anywhere. Like we
We
come
rode
home
the
before
subway.
the street light. Don't leave this street or what?
Yes,
Like you were
yes.
given boundaries. You know you're not supposed. You might have done it. You know you'll sneak a little bit, but now you don't. Parents don't even want to let their kids go anywhere. But it's like
100%.
you have a phone that goes with you. There's video on it. You can see where they are. And even still, you're still like, nah, you're not. I don't think I want you to go to it.
Right, because we were riding the subway when we were 8 or 9 years old. Your 8 or 9 year old is not riding a bus today without you, right? Because it's a different generation.
But the thing is,
I
that's
still
what
see it, though.
I'm trying to say. They should be able to ride a bus now because they have the phone. You can be on the bus with them. Put the phone, put the video on. You can see where you're going. When we didn't have that. It was your pay. Once you hung up, it was all hope.
But let me tell you this.
Meeting up with someone, it was all hope.
But Warren might not have seen this. I remember being called to a call at transit, and there was an 11-year-old being sexually assaulted by a man on the bus. My daughter was 12 at the time, and I was freaking out. I took the phone and said to the mother, the bus is coming to the station at this time. I need you to walk to the bus, and I will hand your daughter over to you. And I don't think back when we were growing up and only had to come home when the street lights went on, that kind of stuff was so prevalent as it is today.
I think it was. It's just
We didn't
have
have social media.
and that's what a lot of the thing is now. It's not that stuff didn't go on in our time.
Not
We
as
know
much,
stuff
though.
went on.
No,
But that's why-
not as
And
much.
that's, it's not.
No, it
but you
wasn't
hear a
as
lot
much.
but you hear a lot of celebrities say, if social media was out in our time,
Just
a
in a
lot
different
of the
way.
stuff we
Just
do
in a different way.
wouldn't be seen. And that's what it is. It's just the stuff back then. It wasn't exposed because it was all based on someone with a camera, a professional person following you around, looking for you. Now, any person in the street can film you. You have the phone.
Yeah, it's
Something stupid happens right now.
Yep.
Someone could pop out a phone and do it. Back then, if something stupid
Absolutely.
happened,
And it's
only
uploaded.
we knew about it.
right, and it's uploaded to social media, and everybody's got their
Instantly.
comments.
Before we even walk
Instantly.
out this backyard,
Right
most
away.
people would know what just happened if
Yeah,
you did
it's
something
true.
and you put it. Back
And I
then, you
think
did
that-
it. You had to wait for someone to get it. It be reported, and then it get put in the news. By that time, that person has already made up their story to cover whatever it is that happened.
I call it we're in the microwave generation.
Again, yes.
And
Everything.
it's uploaded.
Very good.
That's how I feel.
We're going to take a little quick introduction here to introduce a very special guest, Bex. Welcome to the podcast. Late, but you're here. That's all that matters. That's
I like
all
to
that
say
matters.
fashionably late.
Sorry.
Fashionable.
It's all good.
The
It's all
work
good.
Stuff, man.
So to keep
Yeah, we
you in the
get it.
loop, right now our topic that we're discussing is, would you take your son to a strip club? When
Or
he's
is it okay for a man to bring his son to
A
a
strip
strip
club.
club on his 18th birthday?
Or
And-
smoke.
Or would you smoke or drink with your adult child?
That's right.
Adult kid.
So, because I'm always straight up, but I always try to support as best as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have kids like you guys do, but remember, I was once a kid too.
Mm-hmm.
So I always have to put all this out because people are like, you shouldn't be saying anything at all because
Mm-hmm.
you don't have kids. So what would you know?
I get that.
So you can't have.
But
an
you're an
opinion.
auntie.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
see
I.
it
So
That's
I
right.
always have
Mother.
to put this.
Yes.
Cause knows I always have to put this in the forefront because I get this a lot, even from my own family members, right?
Right.
So, but I think you have to expose them to certain things, and you want them to know that they can do that with you to an extent, but that you don't want to lose that respect. That's where I get concerned with. Like that worries me because if I know I can come to you as my mother and we have a bond.
Right.
I feel more safe. I will trust you more, so then you will know more, and I won't rebel as much or want to do something I shouldn't be doing.
Correct.
Mind you, yes, we fall, we get into things. Yeah, because I do too. And then we get into things we never thought we would be in, but hey, it happens. You get up, you learn, you grow, and you move on. So it's always hard for me to answer this question because I would want to have that relationship that where we should go together, but then the respect has to also be there. That's my parent, and that understanding. So can you have both? Like
You can.
No, of course.
You can.
But it's not like you're going all the time. It's just for their 18th birthday.
I don't know if I'd go on the 18th.
Maybe not you, but if
think
you
I
were
would
married,
wait
you had the
till-
husband.
yeah, I
would you be okay if he said, "I'm taking our son
I don't think
to the strip club"?
I don't think 18 should be the age.
19, whatever the
More
legal age is.
older, a little bit more older, because you'd want to talk about things. You'd want to go, have discussions about things. I think 18 might be too early.
We'll say 19 because we'll say 19. We'll go 19
Let's say 21.
because you can drink at
Okay.
19. Okay.
21.
So maybe then, yes.
Well, I understand say 19 because over here is 19.
Right.
That's the reason I said 19. I'm just running with that. And the only reason I say at 19 is because if you do wait the next few years, they might have already gone.
And you're correct. And that's the other
Right.
point. Yes, you're correct. So that way, I even still want to have that open relationship, even though they might have gone already. They might have done
Yeah.
whatever. But I want to be able to also have that open relationship with them too, right? So they can feel comfortable and safe, but then not, as we say, take their eyes and pass you, right?
Yeah. You know what I would say then? The perfect solution would be, it's not even the 18th birthday. Just be like, listen, when you want to, first time you're ready, come to me.
Legal age.
So it doesn't have to be 19. It doesn't have to be 20.
The
they
legal
might
age.
be
The
like,
legal age.
You're right. The legal age.
obviously illegal. I'm saying
Yeah.
if it's not on that day, maybe they didn't even want to on that day, but you just be like, listen, the first time you're ready to experience strip club, drugs, not drugs. Let me say weed, alcohol. Come to me first. I want us to do. I was trying to tell them. I don't know if you weren't here right here, but I want your first experience to be with me, so I can at least gauge maybe what you can tolerate, and I can tell you, and I can kind of educate you on what you're doing. Because if you do it with friends, you're all the same age.
So what if you don't
They're
do
going to be
that?
ignorant
I
to
would
it,
have wanted
and they're going
that,
to tell
but
you
I could never
keep
go
drinking.
to my mom.
Okay, well, what
Even
if you
now,
don't do that? What if the father don't do that weed or whatever, right? Don't do any of that stuff. Then
Then
what?
if
Then how
if-
would you
if I-
know
if I ha- if I
how
have
to
a-
gauge
if
him?
I have a friend that I know and I trust, or it could be another family member that you trust. Hey, listen, you want to experience this? Go to your uncle, or you want to experience this? Come to me. Come to me.
Basically,
I will
what
put.
you're saying is, as long as it's in a controlled environment.
I want them to be controlled when they first
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it, because if you're out of control when you do it, you're gonna think this is my. You go with your friends. As I said, your friends are not gonna. Most of them, if they're doing the same, they're not stopping you because they're gonna go. They want you to keep going.
Right.
As long as they can keep
wanna
going.
do it as a joke.
And
too.
they don't know
Like,
you're tolerant.
You're funny. And
Yeah.
I'm videotaping it and I'm uploading it.
And they know
Okay.
you already spent. Oh yeah, keep feeding me more.
So
keep feeding
what
me more.
if you are not about that life and you are a Christian person
I will find
and
someone.
you only know of the Bible inside and out,
Well, then I'll be teaching them that.
then and they come and say,
Yeah.
Mom, I want to go to I'm gonna go with my friends to a strip club. Or Father, what do you do with that situation when you are trying to gauge your kids
I'm-
to be in this
And
like
I'm not
Christian
stopping them?
environment?
I'm not. I'm obviously if I'm the Christian, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna try and stop them.
You're
Okay.
gonna try
But
to
if they
stop them,
don't-
but they're gonna do it
Yeah.
anyway. So if they're going to do it, it actually needs to be in a controlled environment. Because
So
let
then
me
you're a
tell you
hypocrite
that.
to be.
No,
then
I will
you're a
find someone.
hypocrite.
Like I said, I
It's
will
not
find
a hypocrite
someone. It's not
because here's the
hypocrite
thing.
because they're doing it regardless. As she
Kids
said.
that are raised in strictly Christian households tend to
Rebel.
rebel 100 times more because we're not
Especially when they're
having
legal.
those real life conversations with them, and they're the ones that end up on drugs, addicted to this, into pornography, and other kind of spirits that we now need to pray off of them, right? So we
Because
need
they've been
to.
held in shelters so
I'm
long.
I'm a Christian
bottled up.
parent, but at the end of the day, I still need to listen to what my kids are going through because they're gonna do it anyways. I need to be able to control what it is they're doing. So I'd rather them tell me than going out there with Tom, Dick, and Harry and ending up on A, B, C, D, E and on Skid
Yeah.
Road,
Yeah.
and
And
I
having
had no
them trust
control
you.
of it.
Good point.
But the thing is good you're like that because even now with my mom, it's so funny because a few days ago, there was a movie that came on and I said, Mom, I couldn't watch this. Even now, I said to her, I couldn't watch this movie or these types, certain movies with you. I cannot watch. And she, at one point, she did not understand. And then she said, wait, you know what? Yeah, I understand where you're going because you respect me. So how could I even say, Mom, let's go to this? Because my mom's Christian too. She wouldn't, obviously she doesn't do that stuff. And so I could never say, Mom, let's go, right? So there's a certain respect too that
But here's
comes
the problem.
from that too.
You can't be so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with the church. That we're so up in the clouds that we can't deal with reality. And our kids are falling by the wayside. The most amount of divorces are in the church because people are getting married to have sex and they don't know about the person that they're with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need to kind of change that narrative.
Or
Yeah.
you're pressured the other way to do good, as I was, because you had no room. You couldn't do anything bad because my sister, my brother, they did that. So I felt terrible for my
But are they
parents.
happy right now?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Point
no.
proven.
There you
But
go.
where I'm at now, I've had my rough patches. Yeah, we're always gonna have that. I'm healing. I'm growing. But I'm more happier now than I ever was
There you
than
go.
before, because I've learned it was rough. It sucked. Still, but you're learning and you're growing, and you're happy now compared to where you were before. But
And I
they're-
think
know
we
they're
need
not.
to teach
They're
our
not.
children how to be their authentic selves.
Mm-hmm.
Not what we want. Yes, we
And I
want the
wish
very
my
best
mom
for
was
them,
like that,
Yeah.
but we can't force them into something that they don't want to
No.
do because then they become rebellious.
Of course.
And
then-
we want to still have that healthy relationship with our kids. Like my kids will call me for anything. Like I have my middle child. God knows he taught me how to pray. But you know what? Anything happens, I'm the first person he's
Oh.
calling. It's on speaker, and I know what's
That's
happening.
what you want.
And
That's
that's
what
what I
you-
want.
exactly.
I want to know what's
Joseph's
happening
like
in the
that.
moment.
And I love that, and I wish I try to do that too with my mom and whatnot, but it gets difficult because there's certain things. She even said we almost had an argument that I name mother. I said, Mom, but I'm an adult now. We should be able to have these adult discussions.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid. I'm always going to be your child, and that's how I understand you guys are going to always be. We're always your kids. I get that forever.
not
It
a
doesn't
kid.
stop.
I'm
But
not
I'm
a
not a
kid.
kid. I'm like, I'm an adult. We need to be able to have these discussions because I'm an adult now. But she's like, no, I name Mom, so you can't say certain things.
Right.
She listens to me sometimes more so than my sister and brother because of how I talk. I don't cuss or yell or do say, so sometimes she hears, but she still has this persona, and I wish she was more like you, where it's her way or no way kind of thing, and cuz knows too.
But okay, so the
Hold on,
two of you,
sorry.
the
Do
three of you have children.
Do you think that stems from her relationship
Oh,
with her
with-
mother?
oh
Yes.
yeah, there's trauma
Okay,
upon trauma,
okay,
generational
okay.
stuff.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I said, Mom, this has to break. And
That's
I tried
right.
to break certain
That's
So
things.
the three of you,
But I
your
couldn't.
adult children come to you and say, you know what, I'm struggling with alcohol or weed. What are you saying?
I'm going to talk to him straight up, struggling how?
An addiction.
Sorry?
You.
An addiction.
If they come to me and telling me that they're struggling,
Mm-hmm.
and what they need from me.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms, you're struggling in what
Yeah.
terms?
Right.
Exactly.
So you're
So
struggling
you
with
need-
alcohol or weed, and
Addiction.
with an addiction, and I'm coming to you, and Mom, Dad, I need your help. This is what I'm struggling with. Like, as a Christian, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm getting the help he needs. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to actually research all the things that he needs to know on what's going to happen with this addiction and what's the outcome if he continues. Right? I mean, it's just.
Me. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
My apologies. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all talk about the same children, so
Right, I know. Right? I'm done.
I hope your answers are
I know.
almost the
It's
same.
like, what the heck? I'm like, I'm done.
Well,
You're talking.
no. Well, I think I wouldn't pull religion into it. I'll be honest with you.
No, not religion.
No, because I'm saying because she's more of a devout Christian.
Yes.
That's
where
why.
you
So
are,
for
you're
me-
a Christian, but she's a devout Christian, right? So you might have two completely different answers.
But
That's
you
right.
need to separate religion though, because that's what's causing a lot of the issues.
But-
It's your
Girl,
relationship with God. That's what it is. So,
But-
and that's what I really pry on, because if it wasn't for God getting me through all this and the people He's placed in my life
Yep.
and the situations He's placed as well, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
100%.
I have to give God all the praise,
100%.
because then I will continue no matter what anybody tells me.
1,000%.
But do I go to church? I'm admitting it, no. But I listen online,
That's two
and I
different
can
things.
still get the same things, right? But my mom, she still throws those things at me. Cause knows, mom's always throwing these remarks at me because she knows she can get me compared to my sister and my brother who will tell her off, right? So yeah, it's not about religion. That's what's messing a lot of
100%.
people up.
And
Yeah.
that's why I said I wouldn't automatically resort back to, well, this is what the Bible says. I would keep that separate. I would be point blank, well, you know what? You're going to continue down this path. This is where your health is going to be. This is where you're going to be in 2 years. This is where you're going to be in 5 years. This is where you're going to be in 10 years, right? So I would automatically go to the health aspect of it. Because at that age, they're not really receiving to the religious or the biblical aspect of
I
it
know
at
what-
such a young age.
I-
They're more or less looking at it like, okay, well, why are you so concerned? Like, well, I'm concerned about your health. You want to be here for this amount of time?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how it's going to affect. Let's talk about how it's going to affect your heart. Let's talk about how it's
That's
going
right.
to affect your brain.
Research it.
Let's do
Yes.
some research on how it
on
affects
how
you.
it's going to affect you.
Once they grasp that, hopefully, if they grasp that, then I can ease into, you know what? Also, it's the Bible says you're not supposed to indulge in so much alcohol. You know what I mean? And it's also a sin against your body if you're indulging it so much. But I wouldn't go right
No,
away
I'm not
into the religious
saying-
aspect of it.
Yeah. But then I'm always gonna come out with wanting to pray with you, wanting to,
Right.
cover you, because that's what it is. And if you're laying that foundation as the child grows, yeah, there's gonna be ups and downs. Don't get me wrong. They're gonna might fall in, fall out, but you're hoping that for train up the way a child should go, and he will not depart. He will never. So hopefully they'll come back to it, right? At some point.
That's right.
And then understand, and you mix the physical health aspects and then mental health aspects. Our parents don't understand that mental health. Like, what are you? Even this show yesterday. Sorry, I'm all over the place. It's called, and you're gonna be like, what the heck? I started watching Tyler Perry's Divorced Sisters. It's on BET, and this one girl on there, she was like, "Well, your generation and this mental health and addictions." She was going on and on that like it wasn't an issue. So I like the fact that you guys are bringing this into the situation because it is a huge issue.
Absolutely. And let's not be, again, naive to the fact that if we're not teaching our kids, guess who's teaching it?
It's
Media.
getting worse.
Social
and this
media.
is the next part of the
And the
generation.
school system.
And the school
Oh,
system.
yeah.
That-
School system is 100%
Yeah.
Yeah.
teaching our kids because they're majority of the time
With
they're
them.
there and then they come home to us. So whatever they're feeding our kids is what they're learning,
100%.
and they have a full it's they have this program of what they're already teaching the kids from generation to generation to generation to generation. And it's hard for us now to kind of control that when they're already being controlled.
And guess what? If we speak up and we tell our kids don't listen to that, or that's not
It's
right,
already been
that's not
told.
right. Guess what happens? They go back to the school and say, "My mommy and daddy said that this." Is...
And then
You have
they're
to,
controlling
because
our kids.
It's your roof they're living under. My mom, we tried that. Oh, and she set us straight. You go, you call the police, then they're gonna take you
That's
away.
right.
You're never gonna come
And
back.
that's what
You're
they're
gonna be
teaching our
raped, You're
kids.
gonna be, all these things are gonna
Done
happen.
And then they complain.
No,
Told
I
our
would
kids
tell
that.
Then they
them that. I don't care
complain
what anybody tells
when the
me.
kids are doing these things now in real life outside of school and they're stealing.
They're undisciplined.
They're behaving
They're undisciplined, yeah.
Because now, well, mom and dad can't be me, and they already know that, so they become rebellious and then they do all the things that they know they're not supposed to do.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They are not controlled by it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
They're not controlled by the government.
They
I
kind
always
of spoil
think-
themselves.
Yeah, the
go
foundational, the
see
fundamentals
what
that we
happens to you.
instill in our children from their young
Yeah.
is what portrays when they get older.
Yeah.
So even if they go astray, they're gonna come back and remember
I
what
just
we
said
instilled
that.
in them.
Yeah, from the Bible.
But
too.
but I want to
But how
ask.
can we still, when we're working all the time, trying to pay for mortgage, pay for rent, pay for food, when we're busy and we can't do all this stuff?
Beat them, yes. What do you
Because
mean?
we are busy taking care of them.
But here's
You remember that?
we
Oh,
here's
I
what
got,
I
we got
found.
the beat.
I don't want those licks
As
again.
the
No,
older
back in the
person
day,
on
we
this,
were
I'm the
able to
older
do
person
that.
on this panel,
You should.
that
they're
no
wrong,
matter
you can hit them. Yeah.
how they strayed by their friends or association, they
Or
always
school.
remembered the fundamentals. Like I worked 2 jobs. I had to work 2 jobs in order to get them through rep whatever sports they were playing in. But now that they're in their 30s, that's grounded in them and I see them coming back.
Yeah.
I see them coming back to what was instilled in them. And we just have to believe that as parents, we've done the right thing. Some of them aren't going to take what we did.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be the opposite of this. Your generation, it was a lot easier. You see, now with these young ones having kids, they're not there for the kids. They're not even there to say a word or say, "Hey, you know what? You shouldn't do this." They're at work, working,
My
busting
brother
their
and
butt
his lady
because
in
they
the
cannot
child, yeah.
afford to sit here and teach your kids because they have to go out there and work 2 jobs.
They're sitting there doing nothing. You're wondering what the heck they're doing all day.
They're
but I can't say
working.
anything.
But
The
then,
parents are
but then
working.
as parents, as grandparents, we have to step into some of that gap.
That's what
But you
that's
can't sometimes because if the parent doesn't allow that, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying sometimes the parents, they don't let you do anything. They're particular. So this is
Then you beat that parent and then you beat your grandchild right after.
My mom tries with my niece. My mom tries with my niece, but the mother is and again, I'm not trying to discriminate or downplay or whatever, but I'm honest. Some parents don't do anything.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there. You're wondering what they're doing, and then my brother's doing things one side, but he can only do so much because then you're there. What are you doing?
And I think here's the problem. We were raised in a generation where our parents beat the daylights out of us.
You feared your parent.
Got it.
You feared your parent more than the cops.
Right, and then we became the generation who was like, I'm not going to beat my
Yeah,
children. They
yeah.
have an opinion and blah, blah, blah. So we went too far the other way. We need to be somewhere in the middle.
No, I want to beat my children. I had to get it. Nah, you got to experience. One time I'm giving you, at some point I got to give you this.
you gotta fear
Nah.
me somewhere or the other.
No, I'm not talking, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm
I'm
not.
going to
Get
pinch
it.
you under
Get
the
it.
arm right here so nobody sees it, but you're going to know what you did was wrong.
Listen, I
Now
tell
you
my
pinch
kids.
them and go like, ah, she's pinching me.
Because they know what they can get away with. That's why.
That's my point.
You know what
Because
it is too. You got to.
the school system trains them to do that. They teach them because like if you tell your kids nothing about that, right? You're at home, they're with you the whole time. You go to school, they go to school now. What do you think they're teaching the kids? You know, if you
Parents
at
can't do
home,
this to you.
your
They can't
parents
do that. They can't do this. Yep.
And da 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 da. And you didn't tell your kids, hey, don't say nothing.
But you see, but you see how I counter that? Is I tell them when they're home. Listen,
That's right.
That's it.
you want to call thing? Go ahead. You're gonna go with them, and you know what? It's gonna be worse because
That's
you know what?
right.
They're gonna put you in a foster
That's
home. They're gonna
right.
put you in a home. No, we tell them straight up what's going to happen. It's not a sugar coat of no. They're gonna put you in another family, and it's gonna be worse than what you're feeling right now over here.
And I think
You
the
gotta-
problem is we need to do correction with love. right? Not like our parents who used to beat us and say, "We are
No,
alpha."
I don't beat my kids.
Right.
I listen. I tell my, I
yeah.
threaten my daughter with, I'll be like, you want licks? No. Then listen, or else that's what you're going to get.
Right, but we have to have those conversations because part of the problem in 2025 is the school is raising our kids.
Yes.
We need to be responsible
To your
parents
point.
Yeah.
and raise our children.
Yeah.
When we're talking about the LGBTQ,
Yeah.
the school shouldn't be telling our kids about that. We should be saying this is what it is, and instilling that in them before they learn it in
on their
school.
own, yeah.
And that is the problem with this generation. The school system is teaching our kids what it is, and we're not stepping up to do what we need to do.
And the thing, it's not even that they're just, I get it. You want to teach them about same sex in a sense that it happens. But like I said, there's books that are like this images of sexual images and like they're going into it as if like you're talking, like these are not teenagers. These are little kids growing up, fully alive.
Fully alive. I was about to say
Fully
that.
alive. And you know what the biggest thing in there was? Seeing the reproductive system drawn. You seen the drawn penis or the vagina or whatever, and that was like, oh my God. Or you might have seen a breast because of breastfeeding or something, and that was such a big deal. Like you saw it wasn't even a real penis. It was the drawing of a one, like the outline, the skeleton of one or something. And the vagina, and they're like, oh my God, look, it's the vagina. Oh. Now you putting books with two men or two women dudes and showing the position and all that. It's like, no, why are you showing that to kids? These are kids. Kids don't even. When I was a kid, your biggest thing was holding the hand of a girl. That was huge. You got a kiss. Oh my gosh, you were the greatest. It was the greatest day of your life.
And it's almost as and I could be wrong. I'm not a teacher, so if the teachers out there that might find this miseducated or misguided, but it's almost as if you're teaching a kid, this color is blue, this is a fruit, this is a vegetable, this is bread. And if you're showing somebody an image of two men or two women kissing, they're almost saying that this is right. You know what I mean? Or this is what normal is. When in actuality, if you're going off of religion, if you're going off of what it's
Well,
what
I mean,
we're made to
it's
be.
not even religion. It's more like it's what's
To
the
keep
norm.
the
It's
world
to
functioning,
keep functioning. Yeah,
you
you
need
need
man
to be a
and
woman.
woman
You
to
can't
get
be
together.
two women to have a baby.
But here's the problem. A lot of the teachers who are teaching our kids or our grandchildren are actually not heterosexual. And that is the problem because we're not having those deep conversations with our kids at home before they're indoctrinated into what their lifestyle is.
Not necessarily.
Oh,
There-
yes,
there,
I can
no,
tell
there,
you.
there are teachers out there that actually are heterosexual that don't want to teach that curriculum, but because they want to save face and keep their
Save their
job,
job?
they have to teach that.
Yeah.
So maybe you may know
Catholic
some that
schools.
are of that
Oh,
ilk,
Catholic schools is worse.
but some of them
Catholic
actually
schools
don't want to
right?
teach that.
But they have no choice. They are. It's like mandatory.
Yeah, if you teach it,
Right,
then
because
you
I
don't work.
know a child that went to school and they were like, I came in a Christian home and there's male and female, and she's like, well, I'm a female and I have a female as a partner, and failed the child because they didn't want to adopt that lifestyle. And as parents, if we don't challenge that in the school, then our children are falling behind to this new way of life.
Since we've been out of the school system for many years, what were they teaching you on the come up? Because when you were in elementary school, these grown ass people were probably our kids and stuff. So, I mean, maybe they didn't start yet with the
Yeah.
LGBT stuff yet.
Yeah, no,
They didn't?
I
Okay.
wasn't learning any of that.
Okay, so it's more reason like right now is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was just strictly man, woman they were teaching, or did they teach you about?
Like
The
actually
LGBT.
in my school, they actually like didn't teach us properly. Like they kind of like it wasn't like really like the main thing that they wanted to teach us. It was
Okay.
just like a one day of like that like sex ed class or whatever, and then it was just like
Was
whatever.
if you don't mind me asking, was it a public school? Was it a
Yeah, it was a public
School?
school.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a different aspect. I went Catholic school, so
yeah.
I know the two different things. Okay.
Oh, we're not. I know we have to move on to another topic, but we're not hiding from. We didn't answer our question, by the way, regarding the strip club and whatever. So, do you, before we move on to the next topic, real quickly, do you want to answer first? Better half?
Huh?
Do you want to answer first?
Are you allowing him to take
Whatever you want me to
19
do.
Okay.
or whatever age when he's if he's ever ready, if he ever wants to, would
Better
you allow
not.
him?
Okay.
Okay.
So you let him go on his own? Because he's going.
Hold on. Do you want to answer? Yes or no? Okay.
But they're
So I would actually,
Theo.
if Theo came to me and he was inquisitive or asking Dad, I want to go to a strip club. My first answer would be, okay, why?
Oh, okay.
Why would you want to go?
Why?
Why would you want to go?
Because I want to see titties and ass.
Okay.
Grown titties and ass, Daddy. That's what I want to see.
And it's my birthday.
And it's my birthday.
That's cool.
It's the first
So-
time I get to see some live titties in my face.
So here's the honest answer, and I'm gonna give you the honest answer.
Yes.
If that's what he wants to do
And really wants.
and really wants to do, I'm gonna go with him.
Oh.
And here's the thing. Here's the
Oh,
reason.
no, you ain't.
Here's the reason why.
So you want him to go with
Here's the
friends?
reason
I'm
why.
coming with you.
No, no, you're not. No, you're not. And here's the reason why.
no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Yes. Why not?
No, you're not.
Okay.
But I have a good answer for that.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Hold on, let's hear the answer.
Wait.
Let me hear the answer.
But hold on.
You're in a fox and den. Let me go ahead. Go ahead.
But I have a good answer for that. The reason why I would go with him is because I actually went on my birthday.
Not
for
with your mama and dad, huh? Okay.
Nope. I went by myself to a strip club in Rexdale, Manhattan Ship.
Oh my God, that's not a strip club.
Don't knock it. But here you go. Let me expunge on that.
I can see why you went there.
All right then. Let me expunge on that.
See why you went.
So I went there, right? Because A, like we all talked about already, didn't have a father figure in the house. No one talked to me or educated me on that aspect of it, right? My mother obviously warned me of these things are unacceptable. But
Jazz is here.
that's fine.
It's okay. She got to grow up too someday.
But hold
She's
on,
growing
hold
up
on.
right now.
Hold on a
Now
second.
she
I'm getting
is.
to that point. So at the age of 18, I went to probably, as I consider now, one of the probably the worst clubs that you could possibly think of going. The worst probably. So I went in. So remember, hold on. So I went in there by myself. Not only did I make the Cardinals
I
sing,
know why you went by yourself.
not only did I make the Cardinals
You
sing,
don't want to be seen
of,
dead.
not only did I make the Cardinals sing of ordering food, I ordered a steak.
Yo,
I ordered fries.
Okay.
Yo, you were brand fresh. This guy,
I'm like,
this
yeah,
guy knew
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
He knew
yeah.
nothing about strip clubs. Yeah,
And
I
guess
get
what?
that.
Guess what? I had $10 of coins and change, so I left a $10 on the main all by myself at 18 years old.
Bro.
So when I came back, when I went to the club, and I remember bragging to my friends, I think I was
must have
back.
been laughing at him.
There you go. I remember bragging to my friends, yo, where'd you people? Yo, I went to the strip club. I went to Manhattan. You went to Manhattan Strip?
That's what they laughed at.
And
Not
you-
that you went to a strip club by
and
yourself.
It's
It's where you went.
And you, that too. And you ordered food. I'm like, yeah. And then
That too.
slowly it came to me like, that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. You know what I mean? But if I had and this goes out to all those people, not to be embarrassed, but if you had a man figure, right, that said, you know what, listen, do you want to go there? You want to spend money? You want to see how stupid?
Let's go here instead.
Let's go here. Let's go here instead. Let's go to the flea market. Let's go to the mall. Let's go to the movie. No. And my mom did the best job she could possibly do. But as to your point, when you're in a household or you go to a school that's very strict, at some point in time, you're going to want to
You're gonna want to rebel.
rebel.
You want to know
What
it
else is
they're
out there,
stopping
right?
you from.
And-
That's the curiosity.
That's
Why
right.
can't I do that? Why
and
don't
then
you want me to do this?
when I was legally able to, I used that as an advantage,
Yeah.
as a reason.
Can't
as
stop
a,
you now.
There you go. But looking back, I would much rather have someone of a male figure. Really, is that where you want to go? Or let's do this instead. I didn't have that. So
And
that's why
that's-
at this point, if Theo came to me and said, Dad, I want to experiment, I'm like, is that what you want to do? Or do you want to do something else? I mean, if you want to go, I'll show you what it's not really what it's up to be.
That's what it's pent up to be.
What it's
right?
pent up to
Yeah.
be, right? But I would rather him come to me rather than me say, hey, son, let's go to a strip club. You're 18, 19.
No. I wasn't saying you
Right,
take
and-
them. If obviously they want to go,
Right.
Yeah.
you want to be the first person they go, or at
That's
least
right.
be able to like.
Because God forgive if they go by themselves and they have my experience.
Because I remember the first
I
time I
will
went
go.
to a strip club, it was a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
green, fresh, didn't know anything that was going on.
And how old are you?
Ended up, I think I was 21. Ended up at this, and I was like, what the hell? I wasn't even a Christian at the time, but I was so mortified about the entire experience that I was like, I don't even belong here. Had I been with a female, an older female figure at the time, it would have been completely different because they would have been able to, like you said, point certain things out. Have I ever been back to one? Hell no. Because I was like, oh my gosh, that is so gross. This is disgusting and this is completely nasty. But my boys growing up, would I want a male figure to have that real conversation with them? Absolutely. Because the only thing I could say was, don't double up the condoms, don't use life brands, and make sure it's Trojan. I don't even know if I'm right. I'm just like, this is the proper brand that I know of, and that's it. But am I gearing them up in the right way? Probably not. And that's why I say to women, if there's a male figure in the life, even if the father's a deadbeat, make him still have that conversation with your son.
That's right.
Because you're not doing justice.
That's right.
Yeah.
We didn't get your answer, better half. We didn't get your answer.
Oh no, I'm gonna roll up with
She said she's going with you guys.
I will roll
Listen, I got a solution for you guys.
at the club.
Like I said,
And
Fox
I
is
was
den.
embarrassed, but
They got
Jesus
men,
on the
women.
road.
It's split. She go upstairs with Pete. You go downstairs with.
Would you?
And you're good.
Would you have? Okay, so
If
would,
you're-
would
I don't
you
think you
would,
wanna
would
switch,
you would you wait for Palia to come to you, or would you say?
Yeah, ladies, if you had daughters and they wanted to go,
I'm not
would you?
going. I would not want her to be going to no.
So she's
club.
she's
But she's gonna go.
She's look. She's 20. She's 20.
I wouldn't go up to
No,
my
but you're a
mother and
different
start
generation.
asking my.
You're a different
even
generation.
now, I couldn't even do that.
Palia is a different
is another
generation.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah,
Bachelor.
you're right.
They call it bachelorette for girls.
Yeah.
Bachelorette party. Bachelorette party. When Palia gets married, right? I'm assuming
Or she's going- or a friend of hers is
You're gonna
going to one.
partake in it, and
Right?
they're gonna go
Yeah.
to a and Palia wants you to go, or would you say, Palia, let's go out here for your bachelorette? Would that be one of your choices to go to?
My decision?
Yes.
It won't be the club.
Well, okay, the
I will bring a stripper to the home. Keep your penis in your drawers. Shake whatever booty you got, but you ain't taking that out. Period.
Okay.
I will bring the stripper to the home.
Okay. On whose budget?
Ours.
I'm not paying for no male.
I'm not paying for no male
stripper. Coming in some cop uniform.
Hey, you want to live once?
Stupid.
Live once, that quick. All right.
Wait, you want to take a
Wanna get the next one?
2-minute
2-minute break?
You-
TJ, 2-minute
wanna
break?
go
2-minute
All right,
break.
we'll take a 2-minute. We'll
Sure.
take a 2-minute. This will be a
Good half.
commercial.
Good half.
We gotta make up a
Good
commercial.
half. Good half. Good
We gotta
half.
make a commercial.
Good half. Good half. Good half. Good half. Good half.
Oh no, yeah, we're gonna make up one to put on. We're gonna
Amen.
make up one to put in
Oh, to
there.
put in there.
Yeah, we'll
So
think
we're
of some-
halfway there.
Matlock.
Let's stretch your legs. Let's stretch your legs.
Who's next?
Listen,
Yeah?
man, if I play a video game,
Maybe-
I'm off a walk.
No video games.
Don't worry, I'm not a video game head like him either, so.
Oh, no, but we'll get to you though. We're gonna do it.
I'm
We're
in
gonna
the sauce like you guys.
we're gonna do a greatest of all time that belong on Mount Rushmore video games.
Greatest of all time.
That you can talk. That everybody
Why?
can talk
I
about.
don't play
That.
video games like that.
Pac-Man.
Greatest of all time.
NHL?
NHL 94.
Okay, there you go.
Pac-Man.
Okay, TJ, you ready?
Super Nintendo.
And Super Mario.
He's always ready.
Whenever you're ready, brother.
I remember when my sister got we got the game and she spent
As long as it's recording, doesn't matter.
I sat there beside her trying to like beat against me. I
Oh,
remember
gosh.
having all of my 17 stuff
Action.
my way customer service looking for
Okay.
Spider-Man for Xbox.
All right, so our next
Before we
topic.
continue, just let everyone know that we got our own cards now. The
Yep.
business cards we're gonna start putting out there. Flip it, scan it, get the Instagram, the YouTube, and you get the Den of Owls network.
Special shout out to who did that for us?
TJ, the one and only,
Amen.
the man that's the man,
The
and
man.
he's not behind the man because he is the man.
The
It's
man-
TJ.
The man, the myth, the legend, TJ. We have
Y'all
girls.
don't see it right now, but the amount of
Girls are-
cameras we got back here right now that he's functioning on his own, folks. You need to hire this man.
The amount of girls in the background that are throwing bras at him right now.
What?
Jeez.
What do you mean?
Easy.
They're throwing the B's and the P's at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we see you, TJ. We see you blushing. We see you.
All lies, y'all. All lies.
This guy's like, whatever.
FYI.
Whatever y'all say. All
All
right.
right, so we're gonna step into some video game action right here. I am proud to admit, and I don't care, I don't give two craps. I am 40, how old am I, Karen?
43.
40
That's
something
how
year
old
old.
he is. You don't remember.
43.
I-
Stop counting at a certain
I am
number anyway.
still,
Coming.
I am still an
43.
avid video game player. My favorite game right now is Call of Duty. Used to be NBA 2K.
He's lying. It's not Call of Duty. 'Cause
Oh.
You suck at Call of Duty.
Oh,
Oh.
bang bang. It's off. Let it go. Let the shells go.
Excuse me.
The glasses.
Excuse me. What are you ranked right now in Call of Duty?
I have a
What are you ranked right now in Call of Duty?
Who your money
What are you
on?
ranked right now in Call of Duty? What are you ranked on Call of Duty?
I haven't played.
Not close to me. Anyways, I am the Call of Duty king.
Okay.
But since we're on the subject of video games, I'm pretty sure, regardless of what age you are right now, every one of us at some point in time played video games. So we're going to talk about which video game was your favorite growing up and what games belong on Mount Rushmore. What are the Mount Rushmore video games? So when we use the term Mount Rushmore, it's a metaphor, as in the States they have the best, I guess, 4 presidents that ever existed in the United States history. So that's their Mount Rushmore. So we're going to incorporate that into what video games belong on the Mount Rushmore of greatest of all video games of all time.
Now,
Right?
are we making this, or is this yours? Like everyone's own mount? Because
Everyone's own Mount Rushmore.
Because if you try to do for like a collective of everyone, it's gonna be hard because like obviously the games we grew up on look nothing like what they have now.
True.
And people are gonna be like,
Back in
oh,
the
the
day,
games
back
now
in
are
the
so
day.
much better.
So it's back in the day.
But it doesn't mean
Back
it's
in the day.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Games
back in
now
the day
may not be
games.
better. Games back in the day are hard.
So this is going to be actually very.
Back in the day games.
They're hard.
So this is going to be very nostalgic for a lot of people here, going back to Super Mario, Pac-Man, but we'll go.
It might
do
be a
round
learning
table.
experience for
Yeah.
some of the young people here.
You guys might have to Google these games.
No, Mario is on.
No,
the
you don't gotta
video
Google that.
games.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Super Mario is, sorry, you don't play video games at all.
So we're going to start with Special K.
All right.
Favorite video game growing
Now
up?
we gotta do video game junkies here.
You
Gotta
know
go
what?
first.
To be honest with you, it was the game that I cheated on. So there's a game that I found out that you can like
You found
do a
loopholes.
cheat code.
That's not
I
cheating.
don't know the name
That's
of
not
it.
cheating.
Speak to the mic.
It goes up, down, left, right, BA select.
Yeah.
Was that
Up,
Contra?
Down, left, right, A,
It
B,
was
A, C.
Contra?
Contra!
That is on the Mount Rushmore
That's
for
it!
sure.
So
It's Contra.
I killed that video
Is that
game.
unlimited lives? Is that code? Was that for unlimited
Yes,
lives?
it
Okay.
was unlimited guns, live,
Contra.
everything.
And
It
that was for what system? That was Super
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah,
No, Nintendo.
Nintendo?
Regular
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Oh, okay, so you're going
Contra.
back.
Way
They might
back,
have
They're going
way
back
back.
also,
That
but
was
the
my
original when it
game.
started, the first one, Contra, was
Yeah,
a Nintendo.
that was my
Okay.
game
That was the
for
best one.
a long minute.
So you ranked it as your all-time favorite?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I never died.
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that because Contra, even now I look for the game.
And I love the
And when I see, and
spreader.
if I do
Spreader.
find it, it's
The spray,
expensive.
the spray,
Spreader
yeah,
one,
yeah.
the spreader. It's
I
like
know
spray
it.
the bullets.
Yep.
So Jamaican spreader.
Spreader.
Spread out.
Shout out to Jason, aka Pops. Me and you used to play that back in the day religiously every
Yeah, I love
single
that
day.
game.
I think I was a
Was you on
red
the
character,
podcast,
he was a
Pops?
blue character. Pops, we go back. I remember that game, man. Remember that game. That was good times.
Big time acting up now, so we need you to on here. Let us know what it is. We need the dirty stories.
Yeah.
The good ones too, but we need that dirt.
Denzel in training, we got you. Remember
Yeah,
us when
yeah.
you make it big time, brother.
Yeah, he the next Denzel. We got that.
Oh, and it was Mario.
else?
Which one?
Which one?
There's a whole bunch of Marios.
Mario 3.
Yeah,
where
okay. I see that.
You go into like use the whistle.
The
you
tail
go to the
and
next
the-
level.
Okay.
And you go into the next level. You know, like yeah.
Who's your favorite character, though?
It's
Mario, Luigi? Okay, you're going...
Like, it's obviously
No, mine was Luigi. Come on. It's too easy to pick Mario.
I use Luigi now.
trust
That's
me,
my guy right
Everybody
now.
picks Mario.
Because Mario was the older, right?
Mario was the main character, pretty much.
Mario's a
And then
short
Luigi-
one.
yeah, I knew
Luigi's
that.
a skinny,
Then
tall
Luigi
one.
was always
Tallest
the second.
in green.
See, and I'm always a second.
So Luigi?
Second, yes.
Okay, Luigi.
Uh,
So Mario, Contra, anything else?
but back in the day,
Back in the day, yeah. Or even now, doesn't matter.
Pac-Man.
Just any game.
Pac-Man?
Pac-Man.
Okay.
Because that's the only
Still-
one.
That's your game?
I go to the arcade and that's where I'm jumping on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so on your Mount Rushmore so far, we got Pac-Man, we got Contra, and we got Mario.
That's your three?
That's your
Alright.
three?
That's my three.
Okay. What about you?
Oh my god, okay.
Do you play games?
I don't.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
the
that's
only
fine.
thing like I played growing up was like, you know, the DSi
Oh,
Yeah, and I
okay.
used to play like Mario Party, Mario
Oh,
Kart.
there's
Okay.
Mario Kart.
There you go,
Like,
Mario
that's
Kart.
it. Like that's
That's fine.
literally-
That's
That's
Mario
big.
Kart.
That's
Yeah.
big. That's
I
big.
used to like watch my brother and my cousins used to like play like GTA
Yeah.
and Black Ops and stuff, but I just used to
Watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
And then whenever I used to like play, like sometimes they would be like, oh, okay, you can like play GTA. Like I would just drive the car.
Yeah.
You wouldn't rob anybody?
Like,
You don't beat up anybody? No?
I'd probably be
no,
in the
like
same
sometimes
boat.
I would like
Throw a punch.
I would just get like a police chase.
You're the driver. You're the getaway.
Like, oh, like, yeah, like get away from them. Like they would like. just,
And
like,
you would?
Like they.
Oh,
like, no,
Jazz, you're a
like-
criminal. You're a criminal.
You do what you're supposed
You'd
to do.
run away from the cops?
She's trying to
Like, I
survive.
would try, but like
Trying to
I
survive.
would've been caught.
And then
I would've
in the video
crashed.
game, she'd be told to pull over. Oh God! Oh no!
I don't know how. Pull over, run someone over at the same time. Oh God.
Yeah.
So GTA?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I used to like just driving, like I was a kid.
Just drive it.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good.
Yeah, and that was it. Or like I used to have like a Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
So old, right? I used to play Just Dance
That's
on
not
that, or
old.
like Minecraft. Like I used to have Minecraft on that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Were you
and,
any?
like,
Mine's on,
Minecraft
right?
just built-
Okay.
Were you good at Minecraft? Were you good at any of these games, Jazz?
Like I was gonna.
You just
like,
played it.
I didn't-
You just played
Did you
it.
just
I get
play
you. I get you.
I used to be good sometimes.
I get you. You had your
Like,
moments.
For Minecraft, I would like go mining and like look for diamonds and like all that kind of stuff, right? Which is like it's like hard
Is
to
that
like.
the movie they just did with?
Yeah.
They also
Yeah.
did a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a movie.
Let me tell you how till this day,
Joseph
yeah,
was hooked.
hooked on it. But let me tell you this day, I still don't get the premise of Minecraft.
Me neither.
Even when we watched the movie, I
I
had to.
didn't watch it, but I saw clips of it. I'm like, why is that?
I still don't get it.
crazy?
I still don't get it. I just know that you're supposed to
Trying
build,
to build stuff, I think. Yeah.
There's so much things
Build
behind
and
it.
kill and get their stuff. Like I don't
At
know.
least I had to sit through it at the theater with me.
Oh my
I
god.
was like,
You know, in one
like
ear,
a
out
Still
the
lost
other.
at this point, eh?
Yeah, because I saw a clip of it and I'm like, what
You
is
still don't get
everyone
it.
crazy
Just build
over
stuff.
this? I don't
I-
understand.
I guess in our back in the day, the thing that we would come close, probably Pac-Man. Because
And the thing
Pac-Man,
is
you're building
that I
stuff too,
love-
right?
I might not like
Pac-Man,
that.
Pac-Man not building. Pac-Man, you're just trying
You're
to
tearing down.
Nap on the
No, that's
duck
the
and not
block.
get eaten.
That's the blocks, though,
You're
right?
just not trying to get
No,
eaten.
you're eating
You're trying to
them.
eat and not get eaten. That's
But
all.
you're building barriers for you not to get eaten,
No,
right?
you don't build
no.
it. It's
Oh, crap.
already built.
You're just trying to avoid it, and then you're trying to
going
get
through
certain things where,
little
okay, it makes you bigger, now you can go and eat
Yeah,
them.
and
But
then
they don't
you
die
know-
when you eat them.
Clearly,
They
I'm
just
not
go
a
back
Pac-Man expert.
And they
Not a
come
Pac-
back at
And
you.
snakes. Snakes is a good one on the phone.
Oh,
The
Nokia, the
snakes.
brick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Snake?
Snake
Yeah.
was a good one.
You're going back in time for that
Oh,
one.
I am.
You're producing
We're
your,
talking about back in the
you're
time?
producing your age on that
You might,
one.
you might,
shit,
you
my bad.
might as well just start talking
Y'all
Atari.
know
Yeah,
age now.
yeah,
You talk Atari games.
You
yo.
may as well just start talking about the
Like, okay,
declarations.
there's snakes.
Sega.
That was Atari.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. We're
The
gonna
ping pong, we were talking.
Hold on.
Oh, I thought that was a good one too.
Who did I have,
That's all you have to do is move up and down. That was it.
who did I have an argument with? No one believes me. You can actually beat Tetris. Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, was I the only one to
Pretty sure
beat? Was I the
you
only one to beat Tetris?
No, you can beat Tetris.
What comes at the end?
I don't know.
The
I don't
rocket.
remember.
Every
don't
time I
remember, but
try,
you can beat
listen.
Tetris.
Every time I try to explain this to somebody, they never believe me.
Someone will.
Just like the chocolate pop. We're not gonna get into that conversation.
Chocolate.
I'm not gonna knock you on that. That was
That's-
other
that's a whole
guys.
nother episode.
Yeah. See, you're a chocolate.
For those that know me,
That's
chocolate
exactly the man's reaction.
That's
in our
the
You
group.
mean
episode.
like Coke, like
But
Pepsi?
chocolate, but in pop form. I'm
You know, this is
assuming.
gonna be another hour of me explaining.
Don't explain it.
If you guys want me to explain, I'll explain it.
No,
He's
if
gonna-
you know
he's gonna
about
tell you not
chocolate
to, but I'll
pop,
explain
I
it.
like
Leave it in the
chocolate, but
comments.
not in-
There's a drink back in the. They started. I have to.
Go ahead.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Anyways.
Just
There was a-
explain it, sir. We don't need to go
There was a drink back in the day in John Garland. It mixed chocolate and pop. It was made by Arizona. Look it up. You can actually get it on Amazon right now. Very tasteful. It sounds disgusting, but
Thanks, but
It was not in Mississauga, y'all. It was not.
don't knock it till you try it. Chocolate pop. But
John
All right, go
Garland
ahead.
was our stomping ground. Go ahead.
chocolate pop sponsor us if you know.
there you go.
Promoting you like that.
But every time I try to tell somebody you can beat Tetris, they never believe me. At the very end, for those of you that have passed Tetris,
How many levels?
there's
Do you remember? How many
lots,
levels there are?
lots upon lots. There's probably
Obviously.
100. But at the very end, there's a rocket that flies up and the game finishes. True story. Look it up. For those who
There's
passed,
got to be an ending, obviously.
for those who passed
People
Tetris,
probably haven't reached
let
it.
me know if I'm lying. So, top 5,
So
sorry.
you're telling me you beat
Five.
it? You beat it.
Enough times.
Damn, I'm trying to throw. I'm not even a video game head. You want me to give you 5?
Okay, top 3. I know one, so go ahead.
Yeah, obviously I'll give you number 1.
yeah.
Well, obviously, okay, no, I'll put Contra on my list
Whoops.
because it's a sick game.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll give you that. I'll give
Contra's
you that.
on there. I still look for it
Yeah.
now.
I want to.
My game back in the day, NHL
I
94.
used to beat your ass all the time. on
You
that.
used to suck. Listen,
Yo,
bro,
yo,
you
yo.
are not.
Oh, there you go. Let me tell you.
When I brought it
Let me
here
tell you,
that day,
DJ,
and
yo, let me
whooped you.
yo, you want to come by and play?
Whoop
Want to come by and play, DJ? You want to come by and play?
No,
Want to come by and play
no,
NHL?
no.
Yeah, beat him like 3-0.
Listen,
3-0. Same wrap around the move. Same wrap around the move.
because what I do
Montreal
over here.
Canadiens.
Listen, when it comes to games and any type of competition,
I'm the
what
best.
I do is, I don't beat people. I uplift them. Right? So when they get their wins, that doesn't make me feel bad. As much as they want to be like, oh, you like, no, you won. It makes you feel better, right? So what did I do? I uplifted your spirit.
Oh
The
my
one thing I'll give him.
He's not a sore loser,
Listen,
y'all.
I had one move.
No.
I had one move.
We're not talking about NHL. NHL, he can yap all he wants. He got destroyed in that.
We need a
He's
time-
not touching me in that.
we need a time
I'll
machine.
give him one game that I put him on, and he actually got good at it. Even though I kind of stopped
Poker?
playing it. No.
Oh.
I will give you the Maddens. You got better at the Maddens.
Oh.
Because I would, in the beginning when you started, yes, I would bust you. And then eventually, you got good at it.
yeah, Madden.
So, I am not a man. I'm not one of those guys that I can give my props for it. And you know what? I can take credit in that because I created that. And I uplifted you to become better at it. So, you know what? That win for him is a win for me. Okay?
Now listen, if you invite somebody over to your gates to play video games, you have to beat them consistently. This man invited me over to his place to
I
play
was.
video games, and I beat you.
And then he eventually got the game himself and got better at it.
Good show.
But he will never touch me in NHL 94.
Karen,
Never.
If
I
we
will
went together
talk
and I
trash in
invited
that
you over
game
to my place,
to
there is no
anyone.
way I am letting you beat me. Period.
And it happened to him.
Not in my house.
In this house.
Not in my house.
Right in his living room.
Listen.
Gave him the beatings on 94. If
We
he
are-
even scored a goal, it was because I was nice about
Not
it.
saying a word.
I had to let him play his fool and let him do whatever he wants.
TJ, we're gonna set
Listen,
up a date.
I
We're
used
gonna
to
get a TV. We're gonna bring the old SNES system. I'm gonna prove this.
Listen,
guy. I'm gonna make this guy an
listen,
example.
Listen.
I'm gonna make an example of him. Trust me.
Me and my cousin used to play this game so much that we got so good at it that we had to make stipulations
You
for
got-
it to be good.
You got so
we
good
had
at
to,
it.
We had to make stipulations where it's like, listen, none of this cheap stuff, walking and do wrapper. No. One timers only. The only how you can go is if you hear that breakaway beep. It goes beep, beep. Then you can go up and do whatever you want. Other than that, it's got to be one timers because it's too easy to score in that game. I'll let this brother do whatever he wants in the game, and he's still getting smacked up. Easily.
Those are some serious
Easy.
words,
I
yo.
will talk the most in it, trying to tell anyone. I will talk smack in that game. Every other
Give me
game,
that game.
shooting games, any other game, you can take that.
Hey,
I am
listen.
not a shotter in the games.
Listen.
I'm not a shooter. I'll give that to the wife. I am not a shooter in the game.
She's
I'm
a
not
shooter?
that great. Yeah. She's a gunner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When it comes to those type of games, bow and arrow
play
stuff
Call
and
of
stuff, gunner. I'll get my moments,
Oh, shoot.
but I'm
that's
not.
all
And
the
I
gem.
can admit that. But
So what you got? You got Contra. You got NHL. What else? You
Contra,
got?
Intel 94.
There it is.
You know what? The Mario parties.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're wicked games. But there's one for the Wii. That I think it's.
What is it called?
Is it Mario Party 8? No, I can't remember which one it is. It's a good one that we like. But all the Mario parties are good.
Which one is it? With the
Anyone, any Super Mario Party.
Well, the one he's talking about is 8, right?
Did it go up to 8? I'm not going up to 8. Did it go up to 8?
I don't know which one we have. The latest one. I can't.
Oh.
There's not even numbers on those ones. Those don't even have the numbers. But those the Mario Party ones. Those are good.
Galaxy,
games.
Mario Galaxy.
I think. Do we have that one? I think.
Probably
I
had
think,
that
I think he has that one. I don't really play that one.
Wasn't that only for the Wii?
Yeah, so we.
You know what Super Mario I like? You like 3? I like 3 too.
Yeah. 3's the
But
best.
I like number 2.
No, man. 3's the best.
You know.
Number 2.
I'm not talking about what's the best.
Oh.
I'm saying I like 2.
Yeah.
The reason I like 2, no time.
There
You
is
can
a
be
time.
no. Mario 2 has
Oh,
no time
is
for
it
your
2?
board. It's you die, that's how the board ends.
Oh.
Other than that, you can sit there in the spot and let the game sit there. Go do what you got to do. Come back and it's there.
Oh my God.
And I like using Princess because she floats.
Yeah.
So you can jump and she'll float a bit, and then she'll
Then she
land on
falls
something.
down.
So I use her for a lot of stuff in that game.
And Mushroom.
Mushroom's cool
Mushroom's fast.
because he's quick.
Yeah,
quick.
he's
Yo, you guys
fast.
sound like the
but he
experts
doesn't
at Super
float.
Mario.
But he doesn't float though. He
No,
doesn't
but
float.
he's fast.
But if you need to get across something, it's
I
not
know,
just
yeah,
a leap.
it's
It's with
there.
Princess. You can just drop. So you're good with that
So
one.
true.
I didn't mind, and then obviously with all the Mario's, if you jump
Well,
above
but
and
Louis-
go be
but no,
over,
but-
you can skip.
But
you
no,
can
but
skip places.
Luigi is also like her.
Luigi,
because
I
he
used
goes
to-
like this, and he's in the
Yeah.
air for a little bit.
Yeah, he has
I
the legs
remember
running.
this.
He has the
Yeah.
legs running and all that. shit.
I know.
Yeah, he does that.
He's like,
Yeah,
and
he jumps and he goes like this.
Yeah,
And
and
he
he
goes.
falls slowly.
But like Princess, because Princess, you can
floats.
go up and
She
float.
floats.
Get hold there
she
and then
falls.
she'll drop,
Yeah.
kind of. But
Yeah.
I like number
agree.
2 for
I
that
agree
one.
with
It's
that
hard.
one.
It's kind
It was
of.
those
I haven't
two.
beaten it, but I like. But
So,
I like number.
so
I actually
clearly,
beat it.
Those would be my.
I beat it.
You beat number
I
2.
beat it.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah,
so clearly
time.
Mario has to come with a new game for
I
these
think
two.
I did, but I don't have time.
Yeah,
for it.
These two
probably
really
did.
need a new Mario
Yeah.
game.
No, the Switch, yo, I'd kill the Switch.
Absolutely.
And
But the
then-
Galaxy was my last one that I played with Mario.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, those would be mine. But my top game, yeah, NHL '94.
NHL 94?
Favorite one overall. Any.
What about
All games.
what is it? Jam.
NBA Jam?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's up there too.
Okay, I was gonna say.
You
'cause
stole
I haven't
my
heard
thunder,
that
though. You
one.
stole my thunder.
I haven't heard that one.
You stole my thunder.
Okay, because I remember you. I think it was you that got me into that,
Yeah.
and I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's your Mount Rushmore. Those three. Anything else?
Those would be. And I'm not a heavy video game, so those are the ones I play. Like
Yeah.
Contra, I put up there. I haven't played in a
Yeah.
long time, but
That would have been.
Contra.
I would have
I don't
loved
need to
that
explain
again.
Yeah.
Contra.
Right?
You say Contra,
Right?
video
Boom.
game heads know. Okay.
Boom.
Right.
So,
So
I
those are my 3.
That's like
Yeah, I gotta.
ultimate.
Again, I have to agree. Like Contra is up there as one of the top games
Yes, it was.
of all times.
Yes.
Oh,
So
and Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I
number
forgot
2.
about
Secret
that.
of the Ooze. Secret of the Ooze was a sick one.
you know, I'm surprised when you guys didn't mention
mine.
Super NES.
James Bond 007.
Listen,
That belongs up there.
N64. I
No.
Hated that game?
What I told you, I do not like shooting games.
That game's a
But when I'm
classic.
hanging,
I
when I'm
did not
hanging
like
with,
that one.
with some of the brethren, them,
Yeah.
they love that game. So I was basically the sacrifice. And if we have to play
Sacrificial
2
lamb.
on 2, I'm
Yeah.
letting you know ahead of head. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to carry this team because I am not
Not
helping.
letting loose.
I might get 1 or 2 kills, but other than that, because I'm there. And the ones I don't like the most is the one where one moves you like this, and then the other one controls this way. Hell no, hell no, because I'm there all
I swear to God,
getting shot because
I
I
swear to
can't.
God, it seems as if you just played this yesterday.
Can't do that.
It seems as if you just played this yesterday.
What?
The way that you're explaining it.
Yeah, it feels like it because every time I play those games, that's what it is. I can't do the one makes you do this and then one this way, one nah. Just let me just let me move forward. A, B jump. A shoot, jump.
C.
Shoot. I don't even need C. I'm Nintendo. It's A and B. A, B. That's it.
A, B, or what? A, B, is there a C though?
That's Sega. I think Sega had the C.
Okay.
I think they had A, B, C for
Or
Sega.
was it Xbox?
I
Yeah,
didn't
Xbox
miss
have a C.
Xbox.
And the
No,
Y.
For me, it would have to be Contra, NBA Jam. Good mention. Thank you for reminding
NBA
me.
Jam's up there too.
Obviously, Call of Duty.
What Call of Duty is it? The newer version. I'm talking about.
It belongs. It belongs to that.
No,
we're still
Call of Duty is not in there.
we're still sticking to back in the day.
Yes.
Okay. So
Call of Duty's not in there.
Contra, NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat, hands down.
I sucked at those games too.
Yeah. But Mortal Kombat.
Now that you say that, I have all the voices
coming
and the
back?
things in
Street
my
Fighter?
head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Street
sure.
Fighter,
I got them
yeah.
mixed up. I think it was Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat,
Either
Contra,
one.
NBA Jam, and I gotta go with Zelda.
Zelda was good.
gotta go
Oh
with
my
Zelda.
God, Zelda
I
was
gotta go with
actually
Zelda,
good
yeah.
for Super Mario.
See, but the thing with
The Zelda, older Zelda was the Nintendo.
Yeah.
No, Super Nintendo was when Zelda was good.
See, but the thing with
Yeah.
Zelda is, you can get stuck and it'll piss you off so much that you just want to stick there just to see, yo, I need to get past this level. It's not one of those games where you quit out of rage. You actually want to play. Just to prove the game that yo, I'm better than you. You know what I mean? You're a computer. I'm a real person. I can beat you. So Zelda, NBA Jam, Contra, and Mortal Kombat. Mount Rushmore. What you got?
So I'm gonna go old school pinball, like the original pinball machines
That's where
down
you gotta
on Young
pull it.
Street or Square One
Okay.
in the arcade that you
Okay.
were pulling.
Okay.
Radiums?
Pac-Man and the original Mario Brothers.
The
Okay.
original Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't go
I
wrong.
hear that.
Those are classics.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that.
Okay.
I think anything with Super Mario, you can't argue. Period.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't hate on Mario. You don't have to play it, but you can't hate
I
on
know.
it.
I just like to fly, so I prefer flying in the air for a long
I get
time.
that.
Instead of
Go
flying
on
for like
Yoshi.
5 seconds, like the 2 and the 1. Yeah.
But you
One
had
you
to
never
start
flew,
from
but
somewhere.
that made it harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It made it harder because
Had
it
to
wasn't
develop.
those like
I know,
flying
it's
and
true.
everything else.
That's true.
Bex, what you got?
Just Super Mario, the first one, and that that shooting game. I'm not a
Duck
pro.
Hunt.
Yes.
Oh
but I
my
remember
gosh.
that.
Duck one.
I forgot about
Hey,
Duck
did you
Hunt.
guys know you can control the bird with the second controller?
Yes. Yes, Jason taught me that. Pops taught me that. That's true.
I remember I heard that back
Oh,
in the
you
day.
taught me that.
I forgot about
Oh,
it, and then I
rewind.
heard about it
I
again.
I remember
recently.
that. I remember
Apparently,
that.
with the second controller,
The
you can control
Show
where
the
the
birds.
bird is going. You
That's
can
true.
make it right and all that.
I
forgot about that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
surprised Duck Hunt never came up for anybody yet.
Oh, I forgot Tetris.
Yeah. I think you mentioned
You were
Tetris.
mentioning it, but beating it. You just
yeah,
said it
but
about
Tetris
beating
was
it.
mine too.
Yeah.
Now, did you like playing against somebody or the solo one? Like I
The
love playing.
solo.
Solo,
I like
yeah,
solo.
to get as
You didn't
far
get
as
like.
you
Did you
can.
remember the Game Boy? You had to have the attachment cord to play somebody.
Oh no.
Oh, that was
No.
wicked.
No,
I get
see, I
bored
bought all the
easily.
gaming
I
systems
didn't
for my
like
kids, but
Yeah.
this is what I enjoyed in my private.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and the snake. I love the snake.
I didn't play
The
much.
snake was
I
my
mostly
thing.
watched my sister. She was always trying to do, and then I would play a little bit, but then I never.
Solitaire.
No.
On the phone.
On the
No.
computer.
Oh, wow.
On the
Blocks,
computer.
blocks on the phone.
The blocks?
Yeah.
Nah, forget that.
Hold on.
Cherry Crush.
No,
Hold
forget
on,
that.
hold
No,
on.
forget that. What's up?
Okay.
What's up?
No, hold on.
Back
Hold
in
on.
the
I'm gonna talk
day,
about computer
I'm gonna,
now.
hold on. I'm gonna ask
It
you
was
guys a question.
solitaire.
Yes. It might be the same game you're thinking of.
Muhang?
No. There's a game on the computer. Everyone did it.
Jump, jump,
But
jump.
did you know actually how to play it?
Which one?
Minesweeper.
No.
No.
Where you have to put
No.
the flags and thing and
No.
No.
After
no.
the-
No.
Nope.
so, bro, I just put stuff anywhere and
Nope.
just
Fact.
waited and hoped that
100%. 100%.
I know they try to say like if you
100%.
open one,
Battleship.
two one.
Battleship.
Touch me.
Yeah, but those-
Yes.
Honorable mention.
There's a-
We
there's a-
didn't even say anything about
Honorable
it.
Those are
mention.
board games.
Honorable
Those are
mention.
more board games.
No, but we're getting into
No,
computer
I
now.
know you play
Game.
video. No, I know it is a video game too, but that I knew more as a board
Good
game.
mention.
Yeah,
Good
same.
mention.
I
Right?
only
But they
Battleship
had
as a
it
board
on
game.
the
No,
As a
they
board
do,
game.
but I'm saying
Yeah.
when I hear Battleship,
Yeah,
the first thing I
more
think
board
is the
game.
board game,
Same.
not,
Yeah,
not
that's what I
video
thought.
game.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
they have Monopoly
They
Go
have
and all
it
that,
on
but when you
there.
think Monopoly, you're thinking,
The board game.
yeah.
What's that? What's that game where you had to match the blocks and like it was like an appearance? I want to say Mahang.
Jenga.
Mahang.
Wait.
They were like
No.
Asian symbols
Oh, sorry.
on white cards. I forgot what it's
That's not
called.
Oh,
Don't even bring that up.
Maji, something like that.
Mahjong, Mahjong.
Mahjong or something like that.
Man,
I got
special case,
I got
like,
addicted
don't
to
even
that
bring
game.
it up.
That game was fun. That game was fun,
So
but not on my Mount
relevant.
Rushmore.
No.
Okay.
Not on my
Not
Mount
even
Rushmore.
worth topic.
But it's a good game, though, nonetheless.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, what do we got next? Oh, we're going back
Let
to.
me know I'm ready to. When you guys ready for random questions? I got
Well,
some
go-
popping off.
Let's go to Becky's
wanna do,
questions.
Becky's question.
Becky.
We're gonna
sorry,
do one of them.
Beck.
Bex.
Also,
Bex.
we're gonna take too
Bex.
long.
Bex.
So we gotta do one of them.
Okay, what's
Let her
what is it?
choose. Let her choose which one of the ones she
I don't remember.
suggested.
Or do you want me to
There
say it?
you go. Those are the three. There's three. They said you.
Just pick one.
Pick one.
Okay, I can remember one.
It's
Go ahead.
not about you. It's about
I know, I'm trying to think of one she said. Why do men?
Welcome y'all to first ever
Why do
annual
men
Ladies First
say
Barbecue.
all these things and then they change up on you? Period.
Or why? I don't know. Because then I will be the only one if I pick.
No,
number
no.
three.
No.
That's right.
We
Everybody
all have
lead
an
the
opinion,
charge
girl.
on this
I
one.
have an opinion,
Oh
girl.
yeah, we were
On
ready.
this show,
Number
Bex,
three.
Bex,
Why
on
do
this, on the show,
This is-
everybody voices their opinion.
Today, this is the ladies' first
I don't want you to
podcast
think
right
it's
now.
just like-
Ladies
Yeah,
are
no,
No,
running.
ask your
not at all.
question.
Not at
Here.
all.
So,
Ask your question.
I think it is why. I want to do two of them.
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Go
one
first, one
is
first.
First one.
why is there a lack of consistency in relationships when there's like ups and downs? So I understand everyone's way of thinking and dealing with things are different, but why when it gets really hard for some people, they run or
Shut
they
down?
start turning to other things or people.
All
Yeah,
right. Okay.
yeah.
Men?
It's
I'm
one
Okay.
of
Well,
those
I'm not
things.
single. I'm not single. Been married.
But in your single.
Obviously. Let's not talk about my single days. Okay? Don't worry about those single days. My single days were single days. Okay? Leave me alone. Okay, leave me alone. Count on one hand how much relationships I had, okay? So I'm not a whore. I'll tell you that right now. Okay.
We're not judging.
We're
But
not judging.
We're not
consistency
judging.
wise, okay, what do you mean isn't like
So like, okay, so like something happens, or you would meet. Okay, so
Give us the narrative.
yeah, a scenario if you can.
so you meet with the person. You're out for tea or coffee, whatever. They're saying this, and this. You're asking questions. You're talking about things, and then they're agreeing with you just to agree. Because I understand this now, having gone through what I've gone through,
Okay.
and then they get you. You guys are together, and then the words are not matching up with the actions after a period of time. So they know how to get you for the first month or two.
They say the things and then they don't do
start
them.
lacking off and slacking off, and then they're not consistent. Yeah,
Okay.
in their actions as well.
And I never did this. Maybe if I did, I might have gotten more girls. I don't know. But I'm not saying it's a good thing.
But I was just gonna say.
I know. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it would be a good thing.
In the
But
end now, I don't
I
even-
think in that aspect, majority of the men, sad to say, but yeah, they're probably looking just to get some.
you don't know who to believe in.
Exactly. Because they'll agree with, they'll say, yes, this is right, this is this, oh yeah,
Just
this
to
is that.
get you.
And then once they get,
They
then
did.
that's when you kind of see maybe the realness, or they'll back up on certain things that they said before. Like I've heard
They-
before,
they
you know,
were-
some men are just trash. Like,
Not trash. Not just say
It's
trash.
not- I
Not
won't
to
say trash.
It's that they're not mature enough.
it's maybe the way, it's what they've
Right.
seen in society and what has been put out there in a sense that
and they're not ready. to
do
settle.
what you can to get
What you want.
to get the girl in the bedroom kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it's not the right thing.
And then when you do that, you're not even proper in there too. You think you're
I
good.
can't speak on that. You can
You
speak
don't
on who
know
you
better,
dealt with.
so you just kinda
You
go
can
with
speak
what
on who
the
you dealt
person-
with.
He's in the house.
Okay. Even though I-
And you know what?
Can we,
I get-
can we put a
It's
disclaimer?
understandable.
This is not directed towards anybody.
Right on the
This is
table.
general.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, listen,
Actually, not here.
this is directed to the men she's dealt with. Okay, you guys were
Clearly.
okay. Just put it. You guys were trash. If somehow you're watching this and you were one of them, I'm sorry. I hope you don't get too much in your feelings.
Okay, my bad. We
But
are bad.
hopefully you learn from this, because that's what we're trying to do here is learn. But to answer your question, a lot of the times
You're in a safe space. Don't worry.
I don't know about the young bucks now, like what they call them, the YNs or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I know that's not supposed to be a good term for, but anyway.
Oh my God.
The young people now, I don't know what it is now, what
Youngins.
they're looking for. They're probably still looking for the same thing. But I know coming up, that's what it was. And the reason I think men did that just to get is because the box is put on a pedestal. And for guys to, it's known as like, it's harder for guys to get the girl than the girl to get a guy,
100%.
in a sense, right? Meaning, sexual wise, if a girl goes up to a guy, properly, not just like, here, come have me, but, you know what I mean? She like puts, spins a little game on him, and, then be like, you want to go do a little something? 95% of the guys are going to be like, yeah, let's go. I'll follow you. But a man to do it to the woman,
Oh God, no.
and it's hard. So when they get it, it just feels like, oh, I got that. Oh, can I do that again? Can I get another? It's because it's up to you. You feel like, oh, I got one. Let me. How much can I get? Because pum pum's put up here, penis is put down here.
So
Right?
is it?
You see what I'm saying?
So
Exactly.
is it that when a woman has standards, it's more of a chase and a challenge for the
I think
man because
that's what it
they're
is.
like, she's got these standards, I got it, so I've got
I
the
broke
price.
through those standards,
Okay.
especially if it's one of those like,
90 days,
I
90 day
don't
rule.
do these under or if the girl seems like she doesn't do something and then you get her to do it, to a man that's like, because women are here, men are here in society. That's how the treatment of it. No, okay, obviously the treatment of women isn't great, but if women really got together and said, yeah, F men. We're gonna dominate. They can do it.
So I have a
And it's
question
up
for you.
here.
I have another question. How does a man feel when a woman treats them like they're just a sex toy?
Well, yeah, for years it's been the
all-
opposite.
it- now-
It's been the opposite, and now in 2025, some women are playing that role.
I think again, it's gonna depend on the guy. In a sense, there's gonna be guys that are gonna be, hey, that's cool with that, but then you gotta ask the guy, what if you're not the only guy that she's sexy? Now are you gonna have an issue with it? You may not have feelings for her and want to date her and just want the sex, but knowing that she's the next man that after you or even before you that she got with, can you deal with that?
So
And I think that's what it is. If he knows you're the only one that he's been and you're not in a relationship, for him that's perfect. Most guys, because they're getting what they want. They don't have to deal with the relationship aspect of it. So they're getting that. Not all guys. There's guys that want the relationship.
right.
That want that and want all of that together.
So why is it when a man gets bun, because he's burnt multiple women along his conquer stage, but then when it's reversed and he's the one with the burn, why is it so detrimental to a male?
Because it's an ego thing.
Boom, boom, it's up here.
It's an ego thing.
And you put him down, he's like probably feeling like, what?
And it's also how he's seen amongst his peers, right? As males, we don't want to be that BITC, I guess, quote unquote, BITCH person, right? You get treated like one, right?
Okay.
So when we're treated like that, we feel less than a man, right? So it does something to our stigma, to our ego. And you're in the female's case, I guess you guys would feel the same way, but it hurts males more.
I don't know.
Would you agree?
Make it look nice.
No, maybe.
I think here's the thing. You know how that reggae song, when a man get burned? Like when a woman gets burned, she's like, okay, it happened. I'm gonna like level up.
I don't think so. I
But
disagree.
no, but when a man gets burned, it's like, oh my God, this happened to me. And you're right. It's like that ego got crushed.
No, I think females can feel the same way. I don't think they move
No,
on
but
as quick.
I'm not talking before. I'm talking 2025 because
Yeah.
there's a lot of females now that have that male attribute to them.
Possibly, but I still think females take getting cheated on or not being valued as they're supposed to. They take it more to heart. You can't say that because we're in you can't say that we're in 2025 and because of women empowerment, they feel
No,
we
but
can
there's
move
a
on.
lot of women that are treating males now
I agree.
as their piece of meat.
I
Where
Treated
before-
males like males treated women.
Right, exactly. Where we
It's
never used
reversing.
to do it before.
Down on the floor, but it's facing
Maybe I
off or
should
No,
something.
you're not that type of person, girl.
To answer your question, go ahead. Go ahead.
What are you saying about the
Oh,
with see when
put it there. Put it
woman
where?
why it hurts more if a man
Oh, right there.
gets cheated on is because it's
There you
simple.
go.
Obviously, everyone knows it.
Thank you.
When women do it and they find a
Okay.
guy, it's a connection. Most women aren't just having sex with the next man just for the sex. Not to say there isn't,
There's some women that do.
but there is some. But majority, if she cheats on the man, it's because the other man is doing something. Either there's something maybe the next man's not, her man's not doing, or she's losing the connection, whatever. But there's some type of connection she has with a guy. So it's not just sex. Because I think with a guy, if it was just sex, you said, okay, I had sex with this guy, it was just that night, we never, after that, he'll still be hurt, but I think he could get past that, right? Depending on your relationship, he could get past that, knowing that, okay, it's not attachment. But you know if she cheats on you, there's that next man did something to get her attention. It's not just, I was horny, I'm sorry, I just needed some penis that night. Not saying it's right,
Right.
but you can kind of, because there's no attachment
So is it
You
safe
still
to
have
say,
that attachment
Yeah.
with her, and it's just the
So is
sex.
it safe to say when a man cheats, it's just for his sexual pleasure?
Majority of the time,
Majority,
yes.
yeah, majority of the time.
Majority of the
But
time,
when
yes.
a
And I think
woman
that's why
cheats-
women can
Yeah, and when
accept
women
it.
cheat, there's
more of
some
a
kind of
connection.
a connection. There's an attachment. There's something that's missing that this individual now provided to them.
And the thought of losing her is much stronger than the other way, because the guy will just be like, "It was just sex. I want you, baby. I don't care
But is
about
it
her."
okay for a woman to accept that a man's
Yeah.
cheated than a man to accept that a woman
I don't
has
think
cheated?
it's
No.
it's
No, just fix it. Just do it. Just go over there and look and adjust it.
acceptable wise. I think it that depends on you and your relationship.
Zoom in or zoom out.
What happened? Because I can't just be general. Like, oh, if you cheat on you, leave.
Because most men are like,
It's
But when,
not like
but,
that.
but, but when you say accept, like accept as in, okay,
The
we're done.
infidelity. The
I understand. No, I
infidelity.
get that. But when you say accept as in, okay, I'm not accepting it. We're done, or
No, accept it as
not
okay,
accepting
you
it,
did
but
this
you
time.
did it. You did it. We're gonna talk about
Okay.
it. We're gonna work from it.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning it.
No.
And I'm not
You're
quote
working
unquote
past it.
accepting it. But I understand.
I'm live.
I appreciate that you
TikTok.
told
Nice.
me, and it happened, but we're not gonna move on.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh,
okay,
he just
so
did something.
both of you being married individuals,
Is it off? Is it
if
off?
your wife
it's
had an
paused.
infidelity,
Maybe.
Oh,
how
no.
is it that you would now deal with that infidelity?
You have to talk. That's like I said.
That's a conversation.
Because like
Because you're throwing kids in the mix and all that.
Exactly.
well, no, okay. What if there's no kids?
There's no kids.
What if there's no
Still a
kids?
conversation. You have to have a conversation.
So you've been together, let's set it up. You've been together 10 years.
Yep.
One scenario, you have kids. The other scenario, you don't have kids, but there was an infidelity on the female's part. What is your next recourse?
You have to speak on it.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
You have to speak on it.
Okay.
I don't believe in
Is it good?
you have to talk to your female. You have to talk to her and say, listen, why did this happen? Where do we go from here? And like there's so much
Questions?
levels. Like there's so much questions that need to be answered.
Okay,
So
so
to make a decision after 10 years in a split moment, because you may
exactly.
because your attitude towards that person may change the following day. It may change a week from now, right? So you can't make a decision in a split second like that. I do believe in conversation initially.
All right.
And if things don't work out because of that reason, then call it.
Okay,
call
so
it.
What?
and before you answer, and in that, as a black man, would you be willing to take counseling sessions to
Yes.
overcome those obstacles?
That's part of the conversation.
That's what I'm saying. But what I was going to say was, before you even have the conversation with her, you have to conversate yourself. Is this what you want to? Are you willing to? Do you love this woman that much? Is this something you can deal with? Has this how hurt are you
Remember,
by what they did?
the
Did
kicker was-
you do something to cause this?
cause that.
Because like I said,
But
after 10 years,
the kicker was 10 years.
Listen, after 10, if it's 10 years,
No, but after
No.
10 years,
but that's where you find
You
out.
have to have a
Because
conversation.
after 10 years, if you
Conversation.
can't have
It's
that
just
conversation
not,
with
okay, we're done.
yourself,
yeah,
To me,
you
you
shouldn't
never
be with
had
that
a
woman.
relationship. You never had a relationship.
You probably weren't really into that relationship, or somehow you might have checked out. Because, like you said, if right off the bat, obviously you're hurt, and maybe in your mind is, oh, I'm done. But after you let 5 minutes settle, after you,
or a day, or a day.
no,
How about a whole day?
no,
I'm talking about my cousin over there. and his
No, no.
day.
Right?
This is
It's a
what-
whole
no, no.
day of calm, relax.
No. This is what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying you're coming to a decision after 5 minutes. I'm saying
Okay.
after 5 minutes of in your head, oh, we're done.
Okay.
When you say that, you're gonna
can't
start
be 5
things are gonna
minutes.
start running in your head, right?
Right, absolutely.
After the 5 minutes, it's gonna be like, okay.
Funny.
Then you start thinking,
No, Kim,
whatever.
hold on.
You know what I mean?
We're
in
getting
general.
the male perspective
In
because we
ge-
always
in-
get the female
in general.
perspective.
When I say
of this.
5 minutes, I'm saying
Anything 20 is too
And
quick.
in a
so
certain
much
amount of
time,
time.
yes.
Maybe give you an hour.
Yeah.
I would consider it a week.
You want to assess the situation.
I understand.
Right?
But
You
go
want
ahead.
to assess the situation, right? Because off the bat you're gonna be like, oh, forget that, I'm done. I'm not gonna have them. What? It's 10 years. You had stuff. And again, like I said, if the woman does it, you gotta look to okay. What did I do for her to do this? That's gonna be your first question, no matter what. You're gonna be like, did I do something? And you gotta look at that. And you gotta analyze over the time because women will let you know things, right? They'll let you know things over time. Then you gotta look back and be like, you know what? Fuck,
But you're
she
talking
did
from
say
a
this
male's
stuff.
perspective that has that leadership aspect, that has the maturity
I will give
level,
you both ends.
emotionally
I will give you
intelligent.
mine. I'm giving you for me,
Yeah.
for myself, for what
Because
I
if you're
would
not
do.
like that,
Yeah.
you're gonna manipulate and blame and put
Oh, yeah,
everything
that's what I'm
back
saying.
onto the
Okay,
woman,
so some
and then it's
people
the
that-
woman that's going crazy, like
That's-
be crazy. Right?
That is the typical male that will do that.
Yeah.
I'm giving you me personally, what I do. Right? I would have to analyze, especially if you're saying 10 years.
10 years.
Listen.
10 plus.
Things happen. She might have done some stuff that you didn't like, that you know. So now you did something, and you're gonna hope that she
So
can.
what are what are some of the red flags that males normally miss when they're in a relationship and their partner's not happy?
Wait, red flags of them or what we're doing?
What you're missing.
Missing.
the
Red
males.
flags of
The
males.
So the
Red
red
flags of
males
the
are
male.
missing?
Yes.
Oh.
Good
That's a
question.
good question.
What
That's a
if-
very good
There
question.
could be attention. I think a lot
Eye
of it
contact.
is I think it's,
I'm
it's
a big
attention and
person
where-
on eye contact.
it's where it's. I think it's a lot of where the woman
Eye
feels
contact?
I love eye
positioned
contact.
in your life. Like, is she here? Is she here? Is she here? Like, they want to be here,
Right.
right? And the only reason they'll drop to here, you gotta have really like something life-threatening that's like, all right, fine, I'll take the back burner for this moment. But other than that, you gotta be here.
But did you realize, like, from a woman's point of view, when a woman's nagging you, she still cares.
Yeah.
When she becomes silent,
Oh yes.
that
Is when
means-
she's done.
is when she's done.
She's done.
Yes.
So how do you prevent from the nagging to the silence? How as a male do you interject in all of that?
I cannot answer for all males.
No, I'm just
for
from
me,
your
Yeah, for
perspective.
you.
you see with me,
You and you know.
it's yes, it's weird. It's weird, and it's. I gotta take it for myself because how I am. I was an only child.
Oh, so you're
You
spoiled.
can't. No. Whoa. There's a difference between. Hold on. There's a difference. Spoiled just means you're getting what you want. I ain't got,
You
my
didn't
parents ain't got no
get
money.
it. Not from mommy.
They ain't got money to spoil me like that. No, it wasn't like that. It was, spoiled in the sense that, yeah, I didn't have to share stuff. You're damn right I ain't sharing with you. Get it yourself, bruh. Maybe I'll share with you. Let me offer. Don't reach.
Yeah, you ain't getting it.
But you threw me off track. Listen.
No,
Okay.
because you're giving
What
me
you
an
say?
answer from an only child
Yeah.
perspective.
Okay.
Where,
How I look at it,
where
if you
he's
want to
gonna
play the
give it to
silent
me
treatment,
from-
I can do it too.
But that's spiteful.
No, it's not spiteful.
Not
That's
necessarily.
that's me. How I grew up. I know how to be by myself.
Okay.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. It comes across as that,
Right.
and that's what I got to learn to not do.
Okay.
But that's why I said he has
Right?
to be emotionally intelligent and mature, like mentally as well, to handle things.
Because like
they're
if
gonna
we
keep doing
if
things
we
back
get
to
into
you.
the argument and you were like you're not talking to me. Most of the time, guys are gonna be like, come on, baby. Da, da, da.
You're behind me.
Okay, fine. You want to talk to me? All right. I can do it myself on my own. I'm not saying that's a good thing,
Right.
right? I'm not saying it's a good thing, but because I've learned to be able to be by
Process-
myself,
Right.
you leaving me by myself is not a punishment.
Right. It's like this is my peace, my happy place.
And that's how I will solve my. If I have an issue, I can solve it on my own in silence, and I'll be good.
right. And
If
for
if
you-
I'm still bothered, then I'll bring it up to you. But I can solve it,
I
So
think-
you need
I
a
think-
little quiet time by yourself.
and I know not everyone is
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
People need to talk
So do
it
you
out.
need to? Do you leave the
Yeah,
house
I
to
need
do
both.
that, or do
I
you
need
stay
both.
inside?
I
and
could,
I like
but
to talk.
she may not want me to leave.
Okay, but do you? If she doesn't want you to leave the house, do you?
Remember what I said? She doesn't want
I
you
won't
to
leave
Yeah,
the
she
house.
doesn't want
I
you.
might leave
Find a
the
different
room.
Room? Okay.
I
different
might step
spot
out the
of the
room
Yeah.
and might
go
take
in your own
you might take that
corners.
as, oh, are you leaving the comment? No,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving the comment. I don't want to say something stupid,
Mm-hmm.
something that I'm saying it now because I'm angry, but
Yeah.
I don't mean it. But it's
Yeah.
because I'm angry. I'm saying it.
it. Okay.
And now you
Listen.
might take that as, oh,
But-
that's how you feel.
That's right.
Because
Because
a
you're
woman,
angry.
from a woman's point of view, whatever you say when you're angry or you're drunk,
Doesn't
It's
matter
part
what
truth.
what you wanted to say in the
That's
first place,
right.
but you never had the guts,
Guts
to
to
say.
say it.
But then there's things, but there's
And
a
that's
lot
how
of,
we
but you know what?
feel.
There's a lot of things that you may have a feeling about me And that's only in that moment. That doesn't mean that's how you feel
You-
all the time about me. So that's why, yeah, in that moment I might say something because I'm drunk, but for you to now feel like, oh, that's how you always felt about me. No, it's just maybe in these moments when we fight, yeah, that's how I feel. I want to do something to you in that moment. Not that I'm going to do it.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. I said it, I didn't mean it, but I get what you're saying. Even jokes, when someone busts a joke, there's a small truth behind the joke. But it doesn't mean I believe it or that's my truth.
Right.
It's just, yeah, I understand it. And I make a joke about it.
Yeah. I think the thing that we're missing here is that everybody is an individual. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Every situation's different.
Everybody grew up differently. Everybody was
That's
raised.
right, raised
Everybody
differently.
was raised differently.
Yeah.
Not every household is the exact same,
Same.
right? Individual, right? So if someone, for example, the way that DJ H2O said, if he wants to be in his quiet space, right, in his room by himself, and if people are like that, that's his way of calming down.
Right, and
That's
and a woman shouldn't antagonize that if he's like, I need my space. This is my quiet zone to think through this.
Right? But hold
As
on.
a mature individual, we should allow that person to have their quiet space.
Alternatively, though, right? Again, everybody does their own thing. So if my thing isn't, or if his thing isn't, or if your thing isn't staying in a household or staying in a room where there's constant bickering or there's constant angst, and your way of peace is going for a walk, or going to the library,
Right.
or
Going for a drive.
going for a drive, or as long as it's not anything negative, destructive to your relationship, but that's your piece. Some people say they go to a spot where their and their parents used to go fishing,
Right.
or they used to have some quiet time with their loved one that deceased. That's their area of peace.
But we need to respect that, and that's
You need
where,
to respect that.
Yes.
But like I said, not all people are the same. So putting everybody in one box saying, okay, well, you have to be like this because you're the man and this is the argument, so,
Yeah.
or you have to be like this because you're the woman and this is that doesn't make, to me, that's not fair to the individual, and it's not respective to how they grew up and how they were raised, right?
No, absolutely. Because for me, if I'm in that zone, I will go for an hour massage because I'm zoning out the entire world.
Yeah.
For that hour, I'm getting my massage, I'm getting my zen back, and then I can come and deal with that situation.
Yeah,
Because
mine
I
is
need
shopping.
to
That's-
detach.
that's
I
what I was
need
gonna
to
get to.
detach in order to collect my thoughts.
You gotta
to
come
even
back
have
to
the
it.
conversation.
That's right.
I can't deal with it right then and there because I know I'm a pit bull. I
Now I
know
know.
whatever you give me, I'm
You
giving
see
you
me
back
shopping?
in that
What's
moment.
wrong?
So I will remove myself, collect my thoughts, come back and address the conversation after.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Yeah,
Everybody's
different. Yeah,
I'm-
mine is actually shopping. Like I literally go and say, you know what?
See,
I'm going
retail
shopping
therapy
and I'm
can
gonna
be
get
dangerous.
something
But-
really
but-
nice.
but-
That's like eating too.
but even so,
Even
both
so,
dangerous.
But-
yeah,
but-
like
but-
going to a restaurant. By
there you go.
myself.
But even so, it's not the same every single time.
Exactly,
Like
it's
her,
different.
like her thing may
Yeah.
be shopping.
Yeah.
One day it may
Yeah.
be staying inside the house.
Yep. And
Yeah.
One
going
day
to
it
a
could be
restaurant
video
myself,
games.
eating
Right?
something. Yeah.
For me, it's going out for a drive.
Yeah.
Sticking inside my room
Scenery.
and playing Call of Duty for freaking
Yeah.
3 hours. Right? And
I know.
Oh, definitely. 3 hours is nothing.
No, but
3 hours
that's
is
the problem. We need to learn the people that we're with
That's
and
right.
what their de-escalation or their methodical way of thinking and what they need to process a situation.
Yeah.
And I think in this generation, we're not allowing people to be individuals.
Be themselves.
That's right.
I think you need
And to
talk
be
about
themselves
that, though.
and to even have that conversation, because
Yeah.
one of the questions I ask people, like when I'm talking to them, is like, when you're in a stressful situation, how do you de-escalate yourself? Because then I know if we ever encounter
Yeah.
this, when you do this,
Yeah.
you're not mad at me. It has nothing to do with me.
Good
You're
point.
just trying to process
Good point.
what's happening in the moment.
Good point. Good point. And for all those couples or people that actually have sit-down conversations at that time, we're not knocking that at all.
Yeah.
Like if that's comfortable,
can do
if
it.
you can do that, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
But not everybody
Everyone's gonna be like
is
you.
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I have told the wife at the end of, like, it's not about fighting. It's not that you fight.
Or
'Cause
you
a lot of
win.
people.
No, it's a win. It's a
No,
win.
it's not even that. It's
But
not.
it is. It is.
No,
Oh,
no.
I'm right. I'm right.
But it's not
It's-
about
And
that.
it's
I'm
not
saying
about
it's
that.
not. It's not the fact that you fight. Because some people break up because, oh, we fight a lot. That's not because you fight. What it is how you handle it.
Correct.
You're gonna fight. You have to fight.
Because you're
If you
two
don't
different
fight,
individuals,
you're the-
somebody's fake.
you got to figure out how you handle it, and how you handle it is what's going to either keep your relationship or break it. Not that you're fighting.
Right.
When people say, "Oh, we fought too much," did you
Okay.
solve the fight? Did you try and solve the fight? No, we just got into fights and we just kept fighting. No. You gotta sit. You gotta talk it out. You gotta come to a compromise in the end. At the end of it, you gotta compromise.
And I think that's the problem. People don't want to put in the work in order to have a substantial relationship, because it's two different individuals coming together to form this relationship in backgrounds, cultures, experiences.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some negativity, but if you can work through that and have conversations, then you're on a better playing field.
Okay, hold up.
And it's not about who's winning and
Finish
who's
it.
losing.
Yeah.
And I won this argument. It's not about that.
That shouldn't be, but a lot of people do that. And
Exactly.
Do that. Yeah.
But you should
I mean,
also-
well, we're all guilty for it too.
All right, so
One day.
apparently we live on the TikTok here. Someone's
Oh, yeah.
TikTok here.
We're live on the
And
TikTok.
supposedly someone is just comments
Do we have a
being made
random
here.
comment?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what up? Shout out.
Who's
Shout out
the user?
TikTok.
User's name is?
Make sure you follow. Make sure you
Who's the user's
follow us on
name?
Instagram.
Shout out to who? Shout out to who?
Jay.
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently
Where's that guy or girl?
it's a guy.
What up, Jay? Big Jay.
So
Follow the podcast, Jay.
He's saying,
She's on Instagram.
But in the nutshell, deep underlining issues in the heat to express and another deeper level and of trauma, men hold on to emotions that
Yeah.
erupt to express. They need to ask the questions why, where, when, how, and what. We can't ignore these triggers are happening. And he's like, video games overly dissociates from exploring our true traumas and triggers.
And
Thank
I
you,
was going
Jay.
to talk about that.
Good response, Jay. Good response.
Thank you, Jay.
Like that.
Good one.
You should be able
Keep
to
them coming.
you should be able to bring up stuff without the other person thinking you're coming at them or trying to cause a fight or trying to, make it into a negative thing. Because I found that if you're not able to discuss things, as you were saying in the beginning, like especially in the moment, you're having your whatever's going on, and you're trying to talk, you're trying to say something, and you want to talk about it, but the other person thinks you're just coming at them and you're fighting them.
Or being too dramatic.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be. You shouldn't have that because sometimes when you try to discuss things, the person is feeling that way, like that you're coming at them,
Yeah.
wanting to fight. When you're not, you just want to discuss.
But that's why I was saying before, like, don't use stuff that they've told you against.
As a tool.
Don't throw it
As
back
a
at
tool.
them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
as a
Like,
tool.
as you
So
said,
if
like,
I've
with the
gone
trauma,
through
if I had-
something in
yeah.
my childhood,
Don't
don't bring
use
it
it.
up
Yeah.
in an argument,
yeah.
when
Yeah.
we're going through our situation.
Yeah.
That you're not playing fair.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
almost playing dirty at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, well,
I
that's
agree.
why your mother did it when you were a
agree.
child, or that's why your father when you were a child. It's
Yeah,
like,
like that's underhanded. Like that's
yeah,
dirty.
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
True.
that. Thank you, Jay.
Good answer, Jay. Thank you for the comment. Shout out to Jay. Keep them coming, by the way.
Follow us.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow too.
All right. So,
You can come on the podcast, be in the audience too, guys.
Be here.
DM us if you want to be on podcast or even be in the audience.
so we got a
We
next
welcome
topic.
all, baby.
We got a next topic here.
How many?
Now this one is a little bit touchy.
Wait, which one you
10.
got? Oh,
The career.
okay.
All right.
Oh.
So
14.
I want
Before we go to randoms.
Okay.
I want everybody to get to put in their input on this. All right, male and female. Prostitution.
Oh, prostitution. Here we go.
Do you guys consider it an actual job or a result of being too lazy to work hard to get a job?
No, it's a multiple things because I think the person could have went through a lot of stuff in their childhood. It's a buildup of things that were never probably worked on, or the person was never helped, or just never gotten the support and help needed to deal with certain things. So over time, that's the only way they know how to manage it, and then they go into that same direction, and that's how all they know to an extent.
Why prostitution though?
So I'm gonna add to that.
Okay, go ahead.
In our line of work,
Mm-hmm.
some people are forced into prostitution because they're with a partner and the partner starts selling them, and that's how they introduce, and that's how the money comes in. So because we work in the region of Peel,
Mississauga has every highway and the airport coming through. So prostitution and employment trafficking is the highest within the city in which we live in. And some people are introduced from the minute they come to the airport. Their passports are taken from them, and they've got to work off the debt that's owed in a country where they came from. So
That's how they got
it's
here,
not
okay.
it's not a matter of are they being lazy?
Yeah.
They're trying to protect their family from being killed in
don't
a
even wanna
different
do it.
country. They don't want to do it,
Okay.
but it's a survival mode.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. Good point.
What
good point.
about the ones that are not in that situation, but just doing it because they need the
Quick money.
quick
Now-
money
And-
to pay for their college funds, whatever. They
And
need
to
it
that,
for.
I don't agree with that because you're right. There are some people who are like, I can go on the pole, I can be this
And get this
escort
amount of
for,
money.
or I can be on sugardaddies.com and I'm going to get like $4,000 a month and then I'm going to become a lawyer and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
In that instance, I don't agree with it.
But what if it's to actually support their family?
It's like the outcome
So they have
is
two.
that you're
They have
doing
two young
good.
kids.
The outcome is that they're trying to build
What?
themselves. Not just to get money and buy down shoes and purses, but they're actually using that money to go further their career.
So that I'm not trying to say I agree or disagree, but
okay.
you always have to wonder what that person went through to get where they are. I always try to put myself in their position. So doesn't mean I'm agreeing with things or whatever, but I understand and empathize, and I feel for that person and try to see why they got there. Why are they in this position? So if it's to further themselves, this is hard because my body to me is more important. Yeah. And I'm not just a piece of
Absolutely.
meat or material.
Then
You
surviving.
might think something else,
Hold on.
but for me, after everything I've been through too, you
But hold
don't
on.
just get that.
But hold on, hold on.
Gotta work.
Your body is more. Your body is more. Your body is more important to you than surviving and getting a.
But here's the
maintaining a
thing.
life for your family.
No, but here's the thing. We
Surviving
live
in that
we,
type of way.
No,
surviving in
we,
that type of-
yeah.
That's what she's
If you're
saying.
not there, how are they? If you're not proper, how is the rest of the stuff going to be proper too?
Well, if your kids are, if you're struggling to
but-
put, go ahead.
But here's the thing: we live in a country where we have social assistance.
Okay.
We've got all these
have
other
all the care.
benefits that the government is now kicking in. So you can have a rent that's $2,300, and the government has programs where you can get COB to pay that rent. So it's something that they've decided morally within themselves that that's what they want to do because they want the quick money.
Is that-
so
is
I
that
used to
promoted
work
a lot,
at,
though?
No, I
Does
used to work
everyone
for
know about
social
it?
services, and I know a lot of women who are coming in driving BMWs, driving Porsche, getting checks for $4,000 a month, and I'm working and I'm not even grossing that for the month,
Nor
right?
part you. They're
Nor
pushing.
am I able to drive that car, and we have the same amount of kids, but they're getting that money for free. I'm having to work for it. So prostitution, when you put it in that light, it's a choice. It's a lifestyle that they want because they want the bling, they want the glamour and everything else. If you live in Canada, there's so many benefits that you get topped up on that you can afford to have. Is it publicized? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're on Ontario Works, they're going to tell you. If you talk
the
to somebody,
resources.
they will explain to you how to get A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
If you're in the US, that's a whole different ball game.
So for those people that take advantage of those resources, right? Because there's been a stigma or a complaint that there is a group of whether it be male or females that use those resources for too long, right? How long is too long? Would you say?
Oh my gosh, is this like all me? No.
So someone,
I think if it's generational. So if
Yeah.
it's first, second, and third generation, because I was, privy to some information, it was fourth generation on that. That's too long.
That's too long.
That's way too long. If you're first generation and you're using it to get over a hump until you can get to where you're going, no problem.
Yeah.
As of like when we're looking at today, if you have to go on it, there's no stigma from me because life right now
It's hard.
is hard.
That's right.
Is there
It's
but
hard.
there's no date for them to
Come on.
that they're told to come up?
No.
Because I know in the
See,
States,
and-
I know they used to make that joke about FICA. 2 years, damn, you got 2 years. Like you can only be on something for a limited time.
Not
like
anymore.
within that time you gotta
anymore,
fund.
even if
Do you
so-
think it should be though? Do you think there should be a limit?
No,
Because
you
again,
have
you get that
lazy
fourth
people too,
generation
right?
stuff,
You do have
right?
lazy people that just sit there and just like, you know what?
So as I
This is
said,
the way.
I know someone personally.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm not, you know, and it's a situation where again I'm not judging,
Mhm.
but you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know how much you get. You have a
Steady.
daughter,
Yeah.
and you're living in a certain housing. I'm not stigmatizing. I'm not just discriminating
No,
against
no, I
anybody.
hear you.
But you know what you're getting.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, I'm busting my ass
Yeah.
to do what I have to do. But
Mhm.
you're collecting all the money. You're at home getting your nails done and your hair done and whatever. Okay, but yet you don't want to move up. You
So,
know what I mean?
so should there be a limit? Should there be a deadline?
In certain situations, I can't. Again, I'm not God,
Yeah.
right? So I think maybe when it comes to certain things, maybe because people will continue to ride the system.
That's
There's
right.
not going to be nothing left for us when we get old.
And we're
in
paying
our-
for
when
it
we're
with
seniors.
taxes.
Mhm.
You gotta pay
I think
for it.
they,
My heart still goes out to people. Don't get me wrong. Mental health, addictions, and whatever situations you're in. I'm thankful that there is support.
that's what I was gonna say.
My
I
heart
think
is
it depends on
going
your
out to
situation.
But it does depend on what's going on because again, this person I know, she doesn't. She knows
Nothing
what she's
wrong.
getting. So why are you gonna leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
don't wanna move
If
up.
aside from those stuff, they should be watching them like, okay, we see you actively going for work, doing stuff. Maybe it's not working out. We'll support you until you get it. But if you see someone, they're not trying for anything. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not sick, nothing,
Yeah.
right? Just times were hard or whatever. But they can try. They're not looking for jobs. They're not applying or anything. They're just taking the checks, and there's no date.
And then you have a
That
kid,
that
you
shouldn't
get money
that
for those
shouldn't be
kids.
allowed.
You get
So
money for
Yeah.
those child.
where I feel the
Go be a
disconnect
prostitute
is
then.
when people are on the system and they're doing side jobs on the side or opening businesses with my tax dollars and still collecting.
No, that shouldn't be right either.
That,
Government should
that
be
they should be
checking that out.
criminally charged for that stuff.
Pay back whatever they.
Well,
Exactly.
But
Pay
Since-
back.
But who's the watchdog for that?
That's the thing.
There
Who's watching
is a
that? Should be the
watchdog,
government, right?
and you can call it in because.
No,
I can
not me
say-
calling it in. They should be on top of that.
They should be on top
There
of
should be
But
it.
here's
someone
the
watching
thing,
them,
there
or
are
some-
people who are not
There are some
who's been
people
killing
that
the
have four
system.
different names and collect
Mm.
social assistance
On one name.
one name, then the second name, then the third name, then the fourth
So
name,
my-
and then they open a barbershop and a hairdressing
Oh my
salon,
God. Wait,
and then
wait.
when they get caught, they're crying.
So,
They'll,
so let me ask you guys a
they'll
question.
get
then.
caught. It'll just gonna take time
So-
for
Yes,
them to
they
get
will
caught.
eventually
Probably
get
use their
caught.
kids' name.
So let me ask you guys a question: Is the angst then towards the people taking advantage of the system, or should the angst be directed towards the people that are in charge of the system?
It's the ones taking advantage of the system, right? Because
But
everybody
they're taking
has
advantage of the Canadian system.
right. That's what I said. The people taking advantage of the system because there are some people who genuinely need the help. Like
Right.
you and I work at the same place. Used
Right.
to work at the same place,
Mhm.
and I know of two of our colleagues that were homeless. Right.
Mhm.
So they went through a divorce,
Wow.
had child support,
Mhm.
couldn't afford to live.
Mhm.
They continued working, but
Mhm.
they lived out of their vehicle.
Mhm.
Those are the ones we need to help to get
Mhm.
back onto their
Well, yeah.
feet.
100%.
Yes.
But what I'm saying
Yes.
is, if I'm in charge of funds, shouldn't I be in charge of where it's going, where it's going to?
But it's hard because
responsibly?
there's so many people.
Like
And I'm pretty
my
sure
my anger shouldn't.
That department is probably like 5 people checking millions of people. So by the time you get to the one person, someone who's like, yeah, they might have gone through. You'll get to them, but it's gonna be time before they even get to them.
Yeah.
Right.
I just feel we need to hold the government's feet to the fire rather than being so angry at these people actually taking advantage. Because they're using their
get
brains.
it.
They're like, listen,
It's
if
both
I'm going
ends,
if I'm
yeah.
going into a situation where I'm getting free money for an X amount of time,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why not pull
I'm
it?
gonna keep on
Pull it.
doing it.
But they should.
But the
they should
government-
let
It's
you know
like
there's a
during
limit.
COVID when all those people got served for no reason, and then when they did their taxes and had to pay back, they're blaming the government. But you got that money in the wrong way,
Good
so you
point.
should be paying
Good
it
point.
back.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, you know
That's a
that.
very good point.
Right?
Yeah,
So
if
they
I'm
had-
cheating-
but look at that
No,
though.
but that's
look at
a
that. The
different.
government-
That's
but-
cheating.
No.
But if I find a loophole,
Yeah.
that's not necessarily me cheating. Like those guys were cheating. Like they told you, like they're getting money when they're not supposed to.
Okay.
You specifically shouldn't be getting this money, and you're getting it. But if I'm supposed to be getting the money, but now I find a little loophole that makes me continuously get the money, then it's on the government to
Governments,
close the
100%.
loophole. Not necessarily me to stop, because the
100%.
next
Here's
person,
the thing: when
the
the,
next person
government
is going to
closes,
take advantage
when
of
the
it.
government closes the loophole, we're going to become like the United States, where people who desperately need it won't get it, right? So we're in a situation now where the lower income, they're getting it. The middle class, which we all are sitting at, we are maybe a couple paychecks away from being in the poverty line and not really going up, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We don't know how to correctly balance the system that we have right now. And yes, the government is responsible. Is there enough social service workers in order to go
That's-
through and to check all those files? Absolutely not, because
That's
the
the-
government's
that's
not
the-
going to
that's
hire
part
all
two.
of those people
Yeah.
to start combing through, right? But we need to be responsible as Canadians and as individuals. If you don't need it, don't go on the system. Give it to those who actually need
But
it.
yeah, I know. But you know.
I know. I know.
But to what you're saying though, like I'm saying with the loophole, it's not necessarily close it, but the reason you have to close it is because again, you don't have enough people to check all the ones using that loophole. Because if you could find them out, you can leave the loophole and just kick out the people that are using it as a disadvantage, and the ones that are using it properly, keep them.
And let's be real, like, I don't think anybody really is going to rat somebody out saying, hey, I know Tom and Dickie at this address.
They'll rat them out all the time.
Oh, they will. There's people.
Well, I mean, there goes the Good Samaritan out the window, but
No.
there's not a lot of those people that would do that.
They've got a fraud line, and that fraud line, those messages come in quick and
Yikes.
heavy.
Yikes.
All right.
Oh,
But we-
so and so has a cleaning business. I see
staying
them
serious?
leaving the house every single day, and they're doing A, B, C, D, and E, and then it's up to that person to validate what that statement was, and they put their funds on hold until that whole investigation's done.
Okay. That is a whopping topic that I'm sure is going to have a lot of conversations and back and forth, but
all right. We go.
at the end of the day, we all love this country. We just don't like people taking advantage of the system all the time, but good topic. What do you have next?
We're gonna lighten up the mood for the rest of the.
Sure. What do you have?
We'll do some random questions here.
Random questions.
All right. All right. So, I got about one. Let me see how much I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 questions here that I took. Okay. So, all right. If you could have any fictional character's wardrobe, this is a lot for the women, maybe more. Whose would it be? It's just a fictional. I guess it could mean any character on TV. Doesn't matter. I guess.
Pick a character.
I like the Marvel comics and DC comics.
Then if
Okay.
that's what
They
you.
were the same thing.
No, pick one.
That's
Pick
what
one.
I'm saying. Any whatever it is.
Wonder Woman?
It could
Okay.
could be a TV. It could be a regular TV show.
I
Yeah?
want Michelle Obama's wardrobe.
All
Hey,
right.
but she's not fiction. Is she fiction?
No, you said fiction. Oh, you said
That's what the question
fictional.
said.
Oh, fictional.
Yeah.
Bionic Woman.
Okay.
Okay.
Never watched, but I will take your answer.
Jazzy Fizzle.
I have no idea.
Pick one.
There's no young.
Marge Simpson.
Let's even know Simpson. Anybody watch Simpson?
Peg Bundy.
Jersey Shore? I guess they're not fictional. They are real people. I guess you can't use a reality show then. Okay. I don't know what you guys watch now. I don't know any sitcoms that are for young people now.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, if we're gonna role play Karen, special K.
Whoa,
If we're gonna role play one of these
Role
days,
play what?
if we're gonna, if
Role play what?
hold on,
Young years here.
Listen, if we're,
Covered.
I'm keeping this innocent.
I don't need
Relax.
to hear either.
If we're
I
gonna,
know.
you know what'd be cool if you came out looking like Peg Bundy,
You're gonna be Al?
and I'll be Al. No, I'm not gonna do that. And the nice, what do you call them? The pumps,
Come there, just sit there.
the puff hair,
The puff, yeah.
the spandex.
And the bonbons. Bonbons and their cigarette.
I'm getting the wig.
Yep.
That'd be
With her bonbons.
Here and the bonbons. That's it.
That was
High heels and bonbons.
birthday.
One,
Birthday.
one day when he comes home, she should be standing there.
Birthday.
Have to sit on the couch, have the leg kick.
whoa. I didn't say Ted Bundy. I said Peg Bundy.
That's what she said.
Oh, I thought you said Ted
No, she said the
Bundy.
hair. That's what I'm talking about.
Ted Bundy
the
is
children,
Ted Bundy is
yeah.
completely different.
Where did you get Ted from?
I thought I heard Ted. I thought I heard Ted.
Glass of wine.
Yeah, and your bonbons just sit there and watch TV.
Peg Bundy it is for me.
Wait, do you have one?
If I have one?
Is there anyone?
For me?
Yeah, I know we don't care about wardrobe.
If I
anyway,
wanted
but
to dress up as somebody?
is there a fictional character
Fictional character?
wardrobe that you would want? Not dress up as. Just their wardrobe.
Nah, man.
You're still you. You're still you, but you just want their wardrobe.
You took it from me. I said Batman, hands down.
Batman.
I love Batman.
Batman.
And you
The coat. The cape.
The cape,
Cape Crusader.
the deep voice.
Drop in.
I would love to come into my house like, I am Batman. I'm going to my room.
Cape.
Throw my cape over my.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Would you want me to see me as Batman?
No.
Okay.
That's Warren.
All right.
What about you?
See, I don't know. I don't really have a fictional. I don't know. I don't really.
Oh my God, no, Iron
For a
Man.
wardrobe?
Iron Man?
Iron Man.
Oh, you guys looking superheroes.
Me as Iron Man? Me?
Iron Man, yes.
Yeah, I like the mysterious Batman.
No, Iron Man, baby.
Hey, if you got my Peg Bundy, I'm down.
I just said I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Jazz, what about you? What would you like your significant other to come in like? What character? What costume? If you had to pick one. So he
You know
opened up the
what?
door
You
and
know
he,
what?
chest
What?
out and everything.
Me as Princess Jasmine.
Okay.
Aladdin.
Aladdin?
Yes.
You want him riding in a carpet and everything?
Imagine carpet.
Imagine Jazz, man.
Would he have to come in singing as well?
Yes.
Wow, Arabian Nights and all that? Oh my God.
We need a carpet.
A magic carpet. A magic carpet.
one.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Yes.
If
That was
you
a good
could-
random.
If you could have dinner with a famous person, living or dead, who would
Wow,
you choose?
that's a good one.
I'm having dinner with Barack Obama.
Whew.
Okay.
Living or dead?
Or you can give me two. Give me a living and a dead.
Mm-hmm.
This would be fun.
Oh.
If there's one, you don't have to. If you have one.
Oh,
be
Barack
entertained.
Obama and Bob Marley.
Okay.
I'll be entertained. I'm not gonna say it.
Say it. No, say it. You gotta say it.
No,
You gotta say
you
it.
can't do
You
that.
gotta-
and
You
then
can't
say
do
I'm
that.
not
You can't
saying
do
it.
that.
You know what?
You can't. No, you can't do that.
Push it out.
You can't do that.
I'm gonna push it out.
Pop?
No, pop.
Yeah.
Pop, Bob Marley and Barack Obama.
Okay.
Okay.
Pick one.
All right.
Come on, Karen. You got- Special K. Come on.
I refuse to say it.
Gotta say it. You can't say that.
Now you're in a safe
You can't say that. You're in a safe space.
Karen, you're in a safe space.
You're in a safe space.
Karen,
The audience is waiting.
Karen, the audience is waiting.
Why?
They're twiddling their. Come on.
I wanna pick his brain.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Who is it?
Saying
Who is it?
Oh, it is bad.
It's not bad.
It is.
It's not bad.
Donald Trump.
It wasn't Donald Trump.
It was Donald
It wasn't Donald
I
Trump.
wanna pick his brain. Yeah.
Okay, what's wrong with Donald Trump?
That's okay.
It's bad.
Why? You want to see how loony he is and how insane a
You're afraid you're gonna get backlash?
I wanna pick his brain.
Okay,
Okay. Who
that's a
else?
good one.
Who else?
Anybody else?
Kanye West.
Oh my God, yes.
So you're off
No,
radical. I would love.
that's fine.
I mean, the things that
It's
he
yours,
said,
yeah.
I would love
That's
to
your
know.
dinner.
Now,
That's your
What's
dinner.
really going on?
But
Like,
keep-
I have to pick his brain.
now keep in mind, are you picking his brain to find out why he is the way,
the way
he
he
is?
is.
Or
I want to read you. I'm a reader.
or do you like
I'm a reader.
or do you like his business acumen? He's a billionaire.
I'm not talking about that.
So you wouldn't want to know how to become a billionaire?
No, I just want to pick his brain. I want to know why he is the way he is.
But he's made a lot of money. That part wouldn't come into the conversation, how he made his money?
He has a team, babe.
Okay.
His team is in his ear.
So it's only because
Why?
you only want to see how the way, you want to find out why he is the
Why
way he
he's
is.
the way he is.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Jazzy?
You know, the Kardashians.
Really?
Oh,
Which one?
Which one?
No, like the whole family.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Remember her generation. You can't be all looking down on her. That's what they know.
They made the money.
They made money. Hey.
Understand why too, but that's because
That's a small part. I know everyone wants to say because of the tape, but they've done a lot since then. There's been a lot since
They
then.
were doing something before that.
And the
Before
mother,
the
as
tape,
the
because she
business
was rolling
manager,
with them.
she's just pushed them
She
to
was
a
rolling
whole
with
new
the
level.
what's the girl's
What were they
name?
doing?
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
That's it.
You know.
Oh.
You know one.
Michael Jackson.
You gotta say it though.
I'll do Michael Jackson,
Mhm.
Michael Jordan,
Kobe.
Hell no. I leave that to him.
Exactly.
Those would be my two for now.
Okay. That's
There's,
it?
there's others that I would throw in there, but if I just had to pick two majors, it'd probably be those two.
For me, so my three, the obvious one would be Kobe Bryant. The second one would have to be O.J. Simpson.
OJ!
I want to have a one-on-one.
Okay, why
You want to know if he did it?
No cameras. OJ, did you do it?
Or did you
I know that he did it,
about
but just friggin' say it.
You ain't gonna say it.
Just say it. It's just me
You
and
can't
you.
say that because then you'll be like, okay, if you know I did it, why do I need to say it?
Listen, bro, I just want to hear you say it. Just say you did it and get it over it. I won't tell anybody. You know what I mean? Leave it alone. So OJ, Kobe, and my third one would have to be Denzel Washington. And the reason why I picked Denzel Washington is that I want to find out how he manages to keep away from all the hoopla of Hollywood. He's such a mature, down-to-earth celebrity, and you have all these kooks running around Hollywood acting some type of different way, but he's managed to have a stable relationship with his wife, keep out of the circus, and have a sense of normalcy within his day-to-day life. I would love to pick his brain to see how the hell he does that. And he's a man of God, so.
All right. I'm just thinking, because I was just thought, I can't believe I just thought of this in my head. So bad, just like you.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this thought.
Oh my God, I started something?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Who?
Say it.
You gotta say it.
If I said it, you gotta say it.
It's in the whole media now with him.
Oh my
Did
God.
he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Okay. Listen, all right.
What is going on?
On.
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Like,
What made
led
you?
do this?
Thank
What
you.
were you thinking at this point?
You'd honestly want to know why he does the
He
thing
does
he
what
does.
he does.
Yeah. Instead
He did
of
it.
speculating, let me find out.
Let me find the facts.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
exactly, because
Yeah.
we need to know. We would love to know that.
Now, would you?
Oh, in the video. Like how we saw that.
Yes.
How the hell could you
Will
do
you
that
justify
to him?
that?
And they're not even charging him for that.
Is there any?
There's a whole bunch of other charges they're charging him for.
Is there anything in that conversation of that dinner that would change your view of him whatsoever? You want to have a conversation with him, you want to pick his brain. Is there anything that could come out of his mouth to say, for you to say, I kind of get it?
No.
Then what's
Aside
the
from
then what's the point of the
Cassie
dinner?
part. Aside from
I
Cassie
just want to
stuff.
know.
Then what's the point of the dinner?
You want to know.
I just want to know, like,
His
thought
mindset.
process.
His methodical. Yeah, his
Yeah.
thinking.
because you have money, and then you could see it in the other shows because he did other groups.
He's
He was starting
controlling.
other groups, and you saw how he would speak to some of them.
Yeah, he was controlling. It's his way
Because
of
you have
knowing.
money, so you think you're a god, and you think you own everybody.
That's right.
Right. So what leads you to think in this kind of way, and that you're better and you're bigger because you have money?
Money.
Okay.
And that you could do what you want, and then no one's gonna come at you if you do something.
Do you know why? Because he's got away with it for so many years, and that's the issue.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're
That's
right.
the issue. So it's
That's
not
all
like
of
it's not
Hollywood.
like oh
Yeah, I'll get away
why.
with it and keep
It's
doing it.
because
Yeah.
he's been getting away with it for so many years that now he's like, oh, I feel like I am.
Entitled.
Yeah, and it's like I'm invincible. But now he caught up to him because now the person that seen it leaked it out there, and now he's in trouble.
You can. It's not a wrong answer. If you want to pick his brain, pick his brain. But just make sure at the end of the dinner he
Normally
says,
I would never. and
I
then
know
you
until I start.
started
Yeah,
it, and
like
now
I
it
want.
just
I would
came
love
into
to
my
know
head.
why you think the way you think.
Yeah.
Why like I want to get into it. I want to know why. I want to pick your brain, bro.
good one.
Mm-hmm.
Good topics.
All right.
Very good. What more? Any more randoms?
I'll do two more.
Two
and
more.
We'll stop it.
I love the randoms.
Barbecue after.
Alright.
That's
Let's
right.
Go.
All right.
Barbecue should be rolling. What's happening? It's not
Okay,
heating
so-
up.
Hopefully this amount works, but whatever. You just won 100,000 to open your own business. This is not you to go buy
Gallivant.
cars and gallivant. It's
Show
you to
us.
open
Show
your
us.
own business. What kind of business is it? We already heard you now.
Oh.
What kind of business would you open? You get $100,000 here to open a business.
Okay.
Start a business.
Hold on. How much?
100,000 or
100,000.
whatever can work now. I don't know.
Okay. So you know what? Because I know school is mandatory, and you need a school in society.
Open up a school.
I'll open up a busing company where I get the kids to and from school, to trips, etc.
Like a short.
That is what I will do because
Very
I
good.
am capable
Very
of
good.
driving a bus. I know the ins and outs of a bus, and that will be my business. And the twist is y'all get food.
I'm
I'm
about-
a cook.
Yikes.
So you
Okay.
never know when you're going on trips. I am giving y'all some food.
All right. So you
Okay.
got what? You got like a 3-in-1 on there.
Exactly.
Hey,
Straight
you
up.
better start that quick.
I'm gonna start that quick.
Someone might take
me
your.
some money.
Someone might take your idea. You better get that.
Oh shoot! Okay. I forgot.
Oh, we have it recorded.
We have it recorded.
We have it recorded. It's dated. It's
On
dated. So we're good.
5/19.
Yeah.
On today's date, it was her
Well,
idea.
hey, I'm still the best cook, so y'all can try.
Facts.
So
Facts.
We good. We good. You ain't gonna take it. You ain't gonna take it.
What you got, Jazz? 100 G's.
I've always wanted to like open like a bakery,
Okay.
like a
Nice.
cafe or something.
Bakery
like my
on
own-
there.
Like a coffee shop. I
Yeah,
wanna
like
have
my
that
own
too.
little
Yeah.
one, like you know those cute.
What would it be called?
Jazzy.
Jazzy.
Okay.
Tea taste.
Yeah.
Pizza? Okay.
I haven't thought that much of it yet. But like, you know, I've always like wanted to like a cute little one that I just ran by myself.
Well, you're still young, and that's still a dream that's attainable.
right.
You can do
Do
that.
it.
Shout out to Jazz. Jazzy. That's gonna happen. Speak that into existence.
Yes.
What about you, DJ H2O?
Bro, I have a one goal that I want. I don't know if it'll happen, but I want to open a community center, but like a multi-purpose community center.
Okay.
Like it's not just it's like sports. Like you can do everything in there. Like there's sports. Like you learn sports. If you're into arts, it's like, I want a studio in there. Like you can record music, make music, whatever. If you're
Okay.
an artist in drawing and stuff like that, I want that in there. Like just basically somewhere you can go if you have nowhere to go. And
I
you
like
can
that
learn.
idea. I like that.
You can do anything while you're there, just to keep people off the streets.
Amen.
You have nowhere to go. Like, oh,
Amen.
I'm bored. I don't have nothing to do. Instead of going wandering the streets, to go to the mall and just walk around, where you might end up doing something. Hey, let me go to the community center and I can learn something.
I like
can
that.
Make something. Create.
I like
something,
that. I like
whatever
that.
it is.
I like that.
I want
like
to have
that.
one big one and then have a bunch of little ones in different places. I
like
don't know where I want the big one, but
I like that. I like that. For me, I'm all about catering to individuals and couples. So I think I've talked to you before about this. I want to open up a shop or an establishment where you get a sauna, you get dinner, and you get a massage all in one. So it's like a 3-in-1. So if you want a new dating experience with your significant other, you could come to this spot. You can start off at either. You can either start with the dinner and with the sauna, right? And then a massage in any order. I love it. Complete package. It could be good for Valentine's Day, your birthday, anniversary. Instead of just going to one spot for a massage or one spot for a sauna or one spot for dinner, it's combined into one spot, one store, one-stop spot. That's my idea.
I like that.
What about you? What you got?
Just like kind of like a cafe / place where you know you can learn stuff, arts, singing, prayer, learning about different things. So it's kind of like but more at a cafe kind of perspective.
Setting?
Yeah,
Okay.
where you can have tea,
Tea,
coffee,
nice.
food.
We'll
like
open up the
bakery.
cafe in the community center. Don't
There
worry,
you
we
go.
good.
There you go.
What about you?
I would open a safe haven for women who want to reinvent themselves.
Big.
So if they were going through domestic abuse or they just lost their husband, a center where they can come and learn those skills to if they want to open their own business or they want to change their career path, something like that.
I like that. I like that. These are all excellent answers, and I actually do believe that these are going to come true. If not one, two. If not two, three. If not three, every single one of these are going to come through.
Okay.
I speak that into existence.
Amen.
Very good ideas. Very good.
And I'll make this one. Oh,
This is the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, what we got?
I'll shorten up the questions.
All right.
All right. Gotta dip into your TV bag here, folks. If you could be part of a family of any TV show, which family would you choose?
I like this. I like
would
this.
be the Cosby Show.
Oh my God.
I don't
Okay.
care what they say.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about that.
Don't worry about
We're
that.
talking about the
I would
TV.
So
That's
so
not
Bill
TV.
Cosby.
Okay.
That's a good one.
He's not TV. Huxtable is who you're talking about.
Amen.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes,
We're not talking about.
because growing up, they showed
That
us
was
good
my-
example
Yeah, that was my show.
of like an urban family up and coming.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
I'm jumping in there before anyone else because I know you're gonna say since you took them, I'm gonna take the next family. I'm gonna be a Banks.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
okay.
That's my black family.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
That's what I said. I'm a
Fresh
Banks.
Prince of Bel-Air. He's a Banks.
I jumped on there first.
I'm with you. On that.
All right.
Okay.
That's my black
I'm
family.
with you. I want to be in a rich family. Okay, baby.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking, so it's up to you.
I thought you would choose Al. The Bundys. You don't want to be a Bundy?
Bye-bye.
Hold on, go ahead. Jazz?
You already said Kardashians.
Full house.
No, she doesn't be a part of
You see? I told you.
You want to be a part of the
I told you.
Kardashians?
No,
She'd be in the
the only
Kardashians.
one only show I can think of right now is That's So Raven. But like,
Okay.
the family-
That's
yeah.
No, that's sick.
Not that great though.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They're just chill. They're just
Yo, Raven, tell me what's gonna happen.
yeah. That's the only show
I get
can think
that.
of right now.
Wow.
But
What do you got?
I've been having that so remember I told you that's so Raven moments like flashbacks.
Both on the
So
same
every
show.
time I tell her when I think remember something, I'm like,
That's what I mean.
I'll be like cleaning or washing the dishes, and I'm like,
That's what I meant.
yeah, I can relate to that. But I said Cosby Show and Fresh Prince.
Yeah. What about Full House?
Yeah, I would
I
choose
grew
them.
up
For
with
my
that
white
too.
family, I
Yeah,
choose Full House.
I
Yes,
think Full
that
House
would
would
be
be
my-
my second choice.
Yeah.
What's the fascination with
Prairie is
Oh.
actually
That's a little
really
too much for me.
good.
That's
a little
going
too white.
way back.
That's a little too white for me.
I liked it in the beginning.
I
and
love
didn't
the
like it.
whole little house on the prairie. They're outside running a field.
on the field?
Just the field, just to be away from everybody. Oh,
True story?
amazing.
True story? True story? The soundtrack to that
It
made
so
me cry.
sad.
I ain't gonna lie. That soundtrack made me shed a tear still. I don't know why, but it made me. That and the Lassie soundtrack.
Yeah.
No idea why.
Never listened to those soundtracks.
Yeah, man. For me, I like to live in color. I want to be part of
Live in
sketch comedy.
color?
Yeah.
That's a family? That's not really a family. It's
No.
a TV family. That's
Urkel,
not
what
really
is
a
Urkel
family.
again? What is
Family
Family
Matters?
Matters?
Family
is
Matters?
a good one too.
If we're keeping with just the family.
I know where you go. You go Roseanne.
Nah, I'm not going Roseanne.
I'm joking.
Oh my god.
No. You know what? You know what? Does it have to be family? Or could it be like a sitcom?
Family.
So-
We said
Sitcom,
family.
I mean,
It's gotta
if
be
there's
your
a family aspect, it doesn't have to have kids. It could be a married couple. I don't know, but just a little aspect of a family.
Then I gotta keep it Married with Children.
Okay,
Like
Married with
that's my
Children.
number one show.
I hear you.
I gotta keep it Married with Children.
I hear
I
you.
love the dynamic there between Peg and Al. I love the kids. I like how the kids just do whatever they want.
Oh my god, that's
No.
not gonna be our kids.
Exactly.
No, I like it. I would have to say Married with Children.
Never.
Married with Children. That's my pick. That's my pick.
Train those kids.
What about you, off-screen TJ? What's your show that you'd be a part of? You have to pick one. Family show. Keeping it G-rated.
Boy Meets
Boy in the
World?
World? Okay.
Guys trying to get a Topanga in his life. I hear that. You know what? Yeah, that
Would it be close?
that's a sick one too. Still.
Is it a way to get closer to Topanga?
Nice. Yeah, that Topanga. What do you mean?
Oh my
Alright.
God, okay,
You
stop.
know what?
Yeah, I guess they're a family.
Now of
That is so not
the
family.
Wonder Years. Remember that?
Wonder
show?
Years, yeah, but I don't know.
I know, yeah.
Wonder Years. Was
Oh, Wonder
at times
Years.
were too serious.
Oh, I
Yes.
forgot about
yeah,
that.
they got a little too serious
forgot about
sometimes.
Full House.
Full House.
Yeah. Well,
All right, let's wrap it up.
let's say thank
We
you.
want to give special thanks. We need
Well,
we
he's not
need
here.
her out here.
Well,
need to
she's
give her-
not here, so we
not
give her.
here.
Still give her a shout out. She'll see
Okay,
it.
we'll give her a shout out. Oh no, she's coming. She's coming. She's coming. She's coming with the burger.
Is she
All right, so then
Let's
we'll
go.
start
Let's
this way.
hustle.
Start this way. Start
Okay.
this way. We'll start
We want to
here.
give a special shout out and a special thanks to Special K
Okay,
for
off
coming
screen
and
K.
joining us for the first time.
Off screen K,
Give it
becoming
up.
on screen.
Special K. Excellent job. Excellent opinions.
Thank you, babe.
We want to give a shout out to, I'm going to get her name right this time for sure,
Jazzy.
Jazzy. Special shout out to Jazzy. Thank you for joining us. We
Bringing the
appreciate
TikTok
you.
live to us. Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you.
We want to give an also special shout out to
SWP.
the Eagles in the house. Special shout out. Thank you for coming on and joining us. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And we want to give a special shout out and thanks to Bex. Flip, flip, flip. She made the journey. She made the journey
Fashionably late.
from
Next.
Timbuktu.
Brampton.
Timbuktu.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you all for attending our little podcast here.
Our first annual
We look forward to having
Ladies
you guys
First
back.
Barbecue.
Right, you guys. I said we look forward to having you all back.
Next year's,
Yes, that is a firm commitment.
even before then, but definitely for the next year's second annual Ladies First Barbecue.
That's right.
Hopefully, also we got some ladies who want to
And before we
be a
go,
part of that.
I want to give any special shout outs to anybody? Special K, any special shout outs? Any groups,
Anything
any
you wanna
people?
promote? Okay.
Oh, we need your tag. Followers,
So
we need your
what?
tag.
On what?
We need
On
your
what?
tag.
You gotta tag them. What's
We need your tag. Your tag.
So you gotta let everyone who
Good job.
All right, Future's Jam.
Special shout out.
You know you on the TikTok. Shout out to all her followers that joined. Thank you.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. Anybody else?
You want followers?
Special shout out.
Shout out for me.
Okay.
Special shout out to her future hubby.
Oh.
Putting on the spot. J to the O to the S to the E to the P to the H. Put you on the spot. You're king, right? Yeah. DJ H2O, any special shout outs?
I'm last. Yeah, we gotta do guests.
Okay,
Everyone
special
else
shout out.
gotta get guests first.
To my Saga Gears family. Boom.
There we go. There we go. Bex, any shout out?
Yeah, and to thank everybody here for having this
Oh,
and
thank you.
letting me be a part of it.
That's
This
right.
was awesome.
That's right.
Thank you.
H2O?
Yeah, you know the typical shout outs. We gotta shout out Mr. G's Auto Care.
That's right.
You want your car taken care of in a proper way, and you want to feel like you're with a family setting. 'Cause it is a family. Mr. G's.
That's right. That's right. Special shout out to the one and only God. They gave us a beautiful day.
Yes.
Cooled it down right now too.
Right. In time for the grill.
So
Beautiful people to hang around with and talk about the whole assortment of topics.
Yes.
Every single one of you have smart minds, and I am blessed and I am grateful to be in the presence of all of you, including you, off-screen TJ. Yeah. Shout out to off-screen
Make
TJ.
sure you follow Denim Al Network. He has a bunch of stuff. You need a videographer for this greatness that we have here.
Amen.
He's there for a good fee.
That's right. And I'm also
And
gonna
free.
shout out my brother, G Brown, Garfield Gary Brown. He has his own clothing line. PNR gang up in the house. If you want to order any clothes, any sweaters, any shirts, any hats, reach out to me. I will send you towards his info.
Amen.
And he's a great entrepreneur, great individual, great businessman. So we're gonna get that clothing line up and going. P&R gang, we're proud of you, Gary. Proud of you, brother. Proud of you. And to everybody joining us live and everybody watching, we thank you, we salute you. We want everybody to have a wonderful day, a wonderful week ahead. Be blessed. And at the end of the day, we all
hold on. Check the YouTube.
check the YouTube.
You'll see this one will be out soon, maybe in a week or so. We'll have it put up, but we have other episodes on there. Check them out. Leave
That's
your
right.
comments.
That's right.
All of that. Follow us on the Instagram. Leave your comments or whatever there and all that stuff. You
Because
know, we are all we got. And we are for the people. And we like to thank the people and all the ladies here. And now, hold on. Even if you don't have in your cup, we're gonna raise a cup. Raise it, and whatever you're drinking, I'll
Green
raise
tea
it.
up in the house.
Thank you.
We all we got.
We got.
We out.
Cheers.
Good job.
Eat.
Good job. You know you're old when you're back when you get up. You got cracking going.
That's what I said. You need to take
Oh
that
my
break.
God.
Yeah, the back seats are right on your back.
Your lower back?